gamers, Biff Weed has decided to give us the big one. An hour and a half of nothing but the finest, most biffiest, spiffingest, weediest content on the entire Webiverse. And you've got your finest content thief to snag a couple of views off the back of it. Every Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track ranked by Biff Weed. And you guys know the rules. And so do I. Be nice. I'm sure you will. But secondly, go subscribe. Biff is a fella. Biff is a cool fella. All right. Better make sure you subscribe. But without further ado, let me know if the audio is good. The audio should be fantastic. Let me just make sure. If the audio is low, do yell at me so I can fix that. But without further ado, Biff from the top.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the best-selling games of all time, so you don't
is it?
Need me to explain.
No way!
Statistically, you've likely played it already, and if you haven't, then why are you about to listen to me talk about it for an hour and a half?
Because we like the sound of your voice, Biff, that's why.
Cover my brief thoughts on the overall game, and I ranked it alongside my other favourite pieces of media that I first checked out in 2023. But to make an already short story even shorter, it's a very good game and a solid contender for my favourite in the series. And yeah, I only just got Deluxe after the Booster Course Pass wrapped up. Clearly I've been missing out.
We're only 28 seconds in and there's already one shock in the video. I'm surprised you only got Mario Kart 8 after the BCP finished. Like you said, everyone and their grandmother has a copy of this game. How did you only get it after the BCP ended? That's crazy, if I'm being honest, but...
Not much longer, because this is already going to be a very long video. I think it's my longest scripted video I've ever made, actually. I mean, there are
longest? What's the timestamp? An hour 25? You know what? I'll give Biff a pass. Just the part where I flex my 4 hours. 4 hours! My angry Alejandro 4 hours. But we'll let Biff slide.
Tracks for me to talk about.
Oh, hang on, gamers. Hang on, I played it growing up, just never on my radar on the Switcher. Oh, okay. You played... Hang on. That's a typo, right? That's a typo, right? I played 8 growing up. How old are you, Biff? What do you mean you played 8 growing up? Like, were you like 12 when the Wii U one? Like, what? He's a Zoomer. He's one of you guys, isn't he? I played 8. Okay, well you're a youngin. Okay, you guys are youngins. I'm 21. Oh, for fuck's sake! 8 was 12 years ago. Well, yeah, but you know that's fair. Because when 8 came out, I was 18. And if you guys are like on average like 7 years younger than me, I guess that pans out. You don't sound like you're 21. That's the point I'm trying to make. Jesus Christ. He's not even like Biff isn't even one of those Zoomers where like he's on the cusp of millennial. He's like definitely one of you. Honestly, if Biff was 3 years younger, he would have been watching Skibbity Toilet. Good Lord, Biff. Fuck my life. Like, get this chat off my screen. Let's keep watching.
We're in for a doozy today.
You're all surprised about it. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm surprised. You got the fucking more testosterone in your voice than I do. You got more testosterone in your voice than I do.
Peers are based on how fun I find each track to play
I need a drink already, Biff. You've already given me the drink.
Other factors that might play into things like the context of their inclusion. I'm not a competitive player, so expect a fully casual perspective on the game. I won't be factoring in 200cc since I hardly ever play that, and most courses weren't designed with it in mind. If a course is ranked within like 2 or 3 spots to something else,
like I would have guessed you were like 25 or something.
And as usual, all footage sources will be linked.
I didn't think you would have been like a turbo boomer like me. But 21, Jesus. You can like barely drink in America. No
X. My least favorite is...
Your least favorite is... Hang on. Okay. Biff is gonna try and be different to get into the video, so it's not gonna be Sunset Wilds. I'm gonna say... Take your guesses, champ. Prediction time. If I had to quickly guess right off the top of my head without spending too much time thinking about it, I'm gonna say... Toad... No, he's got shifrillicitis. He's not gonna say Toad Circuit. What could it be? Has to be like Toad Circuit, doesn't it? Or Sunset what? Not Sky Garden. He just doesn't care about GB. I don't know. You tell me.
GameCube Dry Desert. Imagine
what? Okay, interesting. I am not defending him in court, but interesting.
Taking
What?
a desert course that had like 2 standout elements and then removing them, leaving a very boring husk in its place. I know that's because Dry Desert's original hazards don't mesh that well with how Lakitu immediately pulls you back on track now, but at that point, just pick another double dash track.
Fucking real.
There are
real
4 others that haven't yet seen the light of day since the GameCube era that would have been a much better fit. At least the Oasis is a kinda neat way to change up the setting, but even that's not all that memorable or interesting. I also kind of enjoy trekking on these falling pillars, but that just makes me long for Dry Ruins, my beloved. Wait, no, that's not right. Dry Ruins, my tolerated. There we go.
That's
yeah,
a
this
bit
course
better.
isn't ranked last for being unplayably
See,
broken.
Biff knew I was going to pause the video and be like, my but he cut me off before I could interrupt and make a B-tier joke.
Or whatever is just really boring. Tokyo Blur is the perfect
Hey, Tokyo Blur, let's go.
track for when you only want to see
Let's
full
go,
set
that's
pieces far away in the
class. I think I had it
background
in
when you drive
95th
around
as
a bunch
well.
of boring roads with hardly any standout elements. This is one of the most generic
Biff
and
agrees
boring
with me.
tracks
Let's like the
Mario Kart
video
has
now.
ever had. None of it's even memorably frustrating. It's just blandness incarnate that doesn't use the alternating laps gimmick even remotely well. Most times I see Tokyo praised for looking amazing in real life, it's usually at night where they get to show off a bunch of pretty lights and stuff. So isn't it especially cool that this one got put in broad daylight? I guess the Rainbow Bridge pillars kind of stand out. The glider section at the end is kind of satisfying.
I'm going to be honest, Biff. I didn't even know that these pillars were like, I didn't even, you just pointed it. Did any of you guys know this? I did not notice this, so thank you, Biff. It's still 95th for me as well.
Trying to jump back down
I
to
did
where
not
you
notice
started
that.
from an alternate path. It isn't entirely devoid of obstacles and shortcut opportunities. I don't know, man. It's kind of telling that the most interesting parts are a highway and the lightning gate, which you're under for barely a second. It stands out in an even worse way when this is one of 14 tour cities, and
14,
every single one of the others is much more memorable. At least the music's good. GBA Sunset
Way!
Wilds. Imagine taking a track where the entire appeal is the progressive change in the sunset and then not adding the sunset to it. Imagine being
Also, Biff, I just sort of listen. I want some behind the scenes insight, Biff. Yeah. So I can't help but notice that the footage you used for Super Circuit was deliberate on a straightaway. So if you recorded this yourself, did you like avoid any clip where you had to turn because Lord knows you would have turned into the fucking. Oh, I love seeing Super Circuit footage in any video because normally the footage is it's not as good as me.
Our appeal is the progressive change in the sunset and then
The moment
not
he
adding
started
the
turning,
sunset
you're like,
to
"Cut the
it.
footage.
Imagine being
Cut it
outdone by
quick."
the mobile phone version of the track that you're almost directly porting to a home console. The Shy Guy obstacles are cute, but not nearly
That's from
as
YouTube?
interesting because they used
So
to
you
be.
cut the
Although at
YouTube
least
video
they got
because you
rid
know
of
the YouTube
potentially
video.
insensitive imagery. Besides that, it's a snooze fest of a layout that's been overly simplified from the Super Circuit version. It's very boring visually compared to how it used to be. I hate the multicolored blocks and the weirdly textured puddles. Not much to get out of this one besides the
If they just kept the Shy Guy tense, I would have at least liked this a bit more. Like the sunset is a bit unforgivable on a principled level. If you get the tens were a fun gimmick, man.
music, handful of boosts, and knocking down some cones.
Have a good one, Ginger.
3DS Toad Circuit is undoubtedly the most
does that
insulting
thing?
filler pick in the entirety of the Booster Course packs.
There we go.
I had it in B tier on my 7 ranking because I thought it functioned as a pretty good introductory course and had some fun scenery.
Toad Circuit? Toad
I tend to be a lot more
Circuit!
lenient on starting circuits since they're an obligation and I don't expect that much from them. If Toad Circuit was a retro in the base game, that would already knock it down a few pegs. But as
There's at least 5 instances where I cut away from the video. And it's an embarrassing gameplay. I find that it's one of those things where it's a strange thing, isn't it, Biff? Because I know, having watched so much Mario Kart footage, that in the chat especially, I know, more often than not, I don't care if the footage is not fucking Apex, top tier, top 500, gamer ranked, Valorant, high class, but the chat goes crazy. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of people, more people care than I thought so. So good choice, honestly. I don't blame you.
Paid DLC that does not improve or rework a single aspect of the course, all while looking significantly worse than it did on a handheld system a decade ago? What the fuck was the thought process there?
What were they
at least
thinking?
DS Mario Circuit is one of the more interesting ones layout-wise, and SNES Mario Circuit 3 didn't really have many better options to put in its place for Super Mario Kart representation. Every non-woohoo course from 7 was either already in tour or would have been in the process of being implemented, and most of the others would have been much better. Bring back a 3D
It's
version of
Christian Atkins, my favourite person.
Mario
Hello.
Shipyard or Shy Guy Bazaar, which have such unique and memorable themes. Or if you want a simple Mushroom Cup course, go for Daisy Hill.
See, Biff is going on rant mode because Mario Kart 7 was his childhood. As we now know, he's one of you turbo zoomers. So I'm going to start making the zoomer jokes at him. 7 was his childhood. So he's pissed. He's extra pissed in this one.
I'm
He's
the biggest
fuming, you can
enthusiast of
hear
that
it.
course on the planet. I would have cheered.
His voice has gone 7 decibels higher. Hang on, say it one more time.
On the planet. I would have cheered. Nope, instead we have the basic bitch circuit course with no value in its inclusion beyond being a meme pick. The layout is super simple, the textures and color palette are ugly, there is no reason to pick it. All I can really praise is that the music is still decent and I kinda like the ending portion, and that's really—
Hang on, sorry, hang on. Mr. Your childhood was the virtual... Think about what you've done now.
about it. Bone Dry Dunes is the unsurprising weakest nitro track from the base Wii U version, and I don't think that's an—
Oh, we're still in D-Tier? God damn.
It's just a desert, and while the sand here is nicer looking than a couple of other desert
I
courses,
thought I was quite mean for putting it in D-Tier, but it seems like Biff did the same.
Almost every respect. There are a few unique skeletal enemies and a kinda nifty dry Bowser skull whose mouth you can fly into in this cave, and that's about all that's interesting to look at. The music is very bland, and I can't say there are many standout parts of the track layer other than bouncing off this sand spout to reach the higher path here. There's a ramp in the middle of the off-road between the split path and a very pointless and forgettable—
You're trying, Biff, you're trying. I respect it.
The regular roads.
He's trying.
That's something. I'm sorry, I think this is just my—
He's trying. No, it's okay, man. No need to apologize.
This is a terrible course.
You're trying.
So
You're trying.
To me and kind of makes me miss Desert Hills. Imagine that. N64 Toad's Turnpike is not a terrible course in a vacuum, but it loses a lot of—
Biff, man, I want one other person to be a Toad's Toad. Oh, man. 1 is the loneliest number you could ever do.
Points for how neutered it is compared to the original.
2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1.
Sure, Moonview Highway and Shroom Ridge took somewhat similar difficulty nerfs, but those ones had much stronger layouts and other gimmicks to make them more interesting to drive on. Toad's Turnpike is just a figure 8 with not all that much going on. Trying to trick off the cars while you're gliding can be fun, but that also plays into how much of a non-hazard they are now.
I kind of like it, man.
Visually and musically appealing.
I like
it definitely
man.
looks better in this game than Shroom Ridge does, but it also loses a lot of the uniqueness of the original version Skybox. And now there are other much more interesting looking nighttime cities with far stronger music and gameplay, so how far can that really carry it? And that's a wrap on the most stacked D tier that I've ever had to cover for one of these videos. And we're still not even 10% of the way done. Honestly, I'm amazed at how few big misfires there were in this game. Now let's move on to the ones that weren't quite that in the C tier.
I don't know, F tier. I think you're way more generous than most of us, Biff, but I can see it. As well as I can see the $5 dues from Soul. Thank you so much. When will someone like a Turnpike? I feel like we're the only ones that like it. We're just alone, so we're alone in this world. It's a harsh world out there, brother, and we're just living in it, you know?
The 3 sections of Los Angeles laps are very distinct, which greatly helps me in breaking down why I'm not a huge fan of this one. The bulk of the first segment is this beachside, which is quite a nice setting. I do enjoy the vibes on it, but there's very little interesting going on.
Vibes. Nintendo Land has entered the chat. He said the V-word, gamers. He said the V-word.
Bridge you go under has some pillars as roadblocks, and there are crabs. Riveting. The third lap is the most visually unappealing part. I don't like the look of the oil mines, but it is the most mechanically satisfying. There are diverging paths and a cool off-road glider that takes you through a bush string, and the alternating excavators are a pretty effective hazard for both grounded and airborne players.
I'm loving this gameplay.
One third of the course looks nice, another third is interesting to play on, and there's no real part where both of those positives intersect. Everything I didn't just mention is generic and forgettable road, who cares? The most memorable parts are the stadium you glide over and the ramp boost with an item box, but you can get a double item box if you go around it. Wow, crazy. There are no other interesting landmarks and the music doesn't do much. Can't say I'm a fan. You know what? I'm gonna do the unthinkable and actually defend the inclusion of SNES Mario Circuit 3.
Oh, the chat. Listen, Biff, I want to let you know, I rate it. I rate this. The chat is not going to be friendly to you. Close the chat, Biff. Close the chat. They're going to hate you. They're going to hate you for this one. Because, like, I'm guessing, I'm going to predict it's like the same thing that I liked about it, which is the off-road opportunities are genuinely quite fun. And that's kind of it. But let's see. Hey, I'm here for it.
Mario Kart did need to be included in some capacity outside of just Bowser Castle 3 in the final.
Did it though? Did it?
Wave. And I think this is one of the better choices they could have brought back. It's not like
Mario Circuit 4 at least, you know. At least, Biff, at least.
Any other DLC circuit course where they took a slot from something more deserving. We already had a Donut Plains in the OG Rainbow Road, so what does that leave us with? Ghost Valleys, Koopa Beaches, Vanilla Lake, and Choco Islands. All of which are very similar and worse in theme to tracks already in the game or would be added in future BCP waves. This is the one game where I'm fine with it getting a Mario Circuit represented, since it's at the very least visually different from any other game's Mario Circuit. There is also value to having a single track to replicate the feel of an old Mario Kart game with none of the modern gimmicks shoved in for the sake of it. And I know there are plenty of diehard fans of Mario Circuit 4 that really wanted that one instead.
Oh, he's talking to you guys. This is the bit where he talks to you. Listen up.
I wasn't in tour, so I guess it wasn't on the table.
Oh,
so with all that being
not.
said, yeah, I don't really like this course. I can play devil's advocate and defend its inclusion, but that doesn't mean I got to enjoy racing on it. It's very plain in basically every regard. And while the retro visuals aren't bad at all, they don't exactly pop next to the competition. Also, this is a nitpick, but I wish they kept the static yellow arrow for the boost pad. That would have been funny. This is more thought than I've ever dedicated to Mario Circuit 3 in my life. It is fine. Moving on. London Loop sure has a lot of uneventful roads. Those are...
Right with that, Biff. This is listen, Biff. Listen. London is the what? Third worst. London, my city. I can't believe this.
Drawbridge that's very small and chain jumps which get let loose on lap 3. Wow, that's not nearly interesting enough to make me care all that much.
I can't believe this.
The music does a lot of the heavy
Friendly
lifting.
fire, Biff.
The rest of it isn't bad,
Friendly fire.
It's really generic and forgettable. It could have been really cool to have a section where you climb up Big Ben or work in the London Eye somehow.
Sorry, Biff. Sorry, hang on. London. You know what? What's it? At Pid Cos is just defend. You know what? I'm fine with this now. I'm fine with this, Biff. I'm fine with this.
To break up the monotony. I don't dislike it. I would have just liked a bit more to capture my interest for one of the only two cities here that I've actually been to. N64 Yoshi Valley was by far the biggest roller coaster ride for me in terms of my changing opinion on it, and it was one of the most difficult to lock down a solid placement for. My first go around, I thought it was pretty fun with an endearing concept and wacky music.
Markiplier.
Then realizing, oh wait, the branching path gimmick doesn't work at all since there's one clear best route that offers no risk to taking it, completely invalidating the other options. Made me think it kinda sucks. Then after playing it a bunch more times,
I'm like in this, like Markiplier is our live Biff reaction to how he's like thought about this course. Can we listen? Every video that I react to in the future needs like one section that's like a live Markiplier reaction. Otherwise, I'm not reacting to it anymore.
I landed somewhere in the middle. Well, it doesn't use its gimmick very interestingly, and that's
oh, it's 86. Oh. Yeah, see, that's like, see, if I didn't know you were 21 then, before, Biff, I know you are now. Because that's like FNAF is you. Oh my god, he was like 12 when FNAF came out. The FNAF is his go. He watched the manga. Hello, everyone, my name is Markiplier. He was there, day one. Scariest game I've seen in years. You were subbed to him on that, weren't you? Unfucking real. I thought we were doing a funny Markiplier thing, but no.
It's a lot more visually and mechanically.
Is that 7? That's what you were doing.
The music and general atmosphere. The giant egg is a very memorable hazard. Yeah, it's a fine course. I don't know if I'd say I like it overall, given how it wastes such a cool idea and the more linear parts aren't all that interesting enough to rank it that much higher.
But I'm not
actively annoyed or bored out of my skull when playing on it, so I can't quite banish it to the depths of D tier. I hated N64 Calamari Desert in its original and 3DS versions. Not for being a broken track, but for being so boring.
Wait, seating New Calamari? What the dang? Is this the first somewhat spicy take of the video? Hang on. Let's see this.
And bland desert theme with the only potentially interesting part being turned into its biggest weakness. I don't care much for doing nothing while I wait on this train with no counterplay if I don't have an item. And the first lap and a half of this is more of the same tedious shit. The music has grown on me a bit, otherwise this is as nothing of a course to me as it was before. Then the second lap takes you onto the train tracks, which is the shot on the arm the course needed. Going through the tunnel and dodging the train is actually pretty exciting and finally won me over for the half of the race that you're on it. Still don't care much for the regular desert portions, and for as much as I enjoy the on-rail parts, it is kind of just a lesser version of Super Bell Subway to me. So that's half a track that I really enjoy, half a track that bores me out of my mind, averaging out to one I think is alright, which given how I felt about it before is a miracle. Not a track I love, but I can finally see why so many people do. And now after this one, we're getting into the higher end of C tier, where I still don't feel all that much towards the courses in it, but I can more confidently say
I still feel that's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh, Biff. But I'm not fighting you too hard.
Enjoy these.
Sydney Sprint, more like Midney Sprint. This is one of the weaker Tour City courses in my eyes. There are some cool bits of scenery along the harbour, like this.
Wait, why does Biff sound Australian now? What? Biff, what happened to your voice? What the?
Park? Is that Luna Park? Hold on. Yup, that's Luna Park. Okay. There are some cool bits of scenery along the harbor, like Luna Park over there, but a lot of that is away in the background while you drive on.
Did you get like did you change
in terms of
microphones?
notable parts of the track, there's this boat you can go
What do you mean
through
that's one
that you can
normal
click off, which
voice?
is all right. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is probably the most interesting part, since this structure that looks weird when you first see it turns out to be a set of trick ramps when you go the other way.
I didn't know you
That's
sounded so
kinda neat.
Australian.
There are trains passing by the bridge as well, which the passengers of will throw coins onto the road, which is a nice way for the background elements to interact with the track, even if it's a downgrade from Tour, where they could throw mushrooms, bananas, and bombs, which is also more accurate
lost
to
his
actual Sydney.
testosterone.
The Opera House section is also kind of whatever.
Now
You just
I've
pass-
got the deepest voice amongst the Mario Kart Andes. Yes, I am back, gamers. Biff is dead.
threw it onto a
We have now
fairly
just got
standard
Whiff
section and then
instead
come
of
back the
Biff.
opposite way at the very end. They don't do anything all that interesting with it, meaning that Mario Kart just took a fucking L to Sharknado. If you don't know Biff, you probably don't. In one of the Sharknado films, I think 4 or 5, the Opera House is a fucking anti-Sharknado cannon.
What the That's crazy.
Yup. Same goes for the whole course's layout, really. Nothing sticks out as particularly bad outside of some shoddy looking textures, but there's not much else to really stick out as amazing either. The highlight is for sure the music. I want to shake the hand of fuck you, you son of a bitch. I want to shake the hand of the person who composed it.
Hey, what's this?
I want to
missed
shake
the
the
message.
hand of fuck you, you
I shake your hand so hard.
son of a bitch.
You will never be able to see handshakes the same way again.
I want to shake the hand
inside
of the
joke,
person
I
who
presume?
composed it, but that unfortunately can only carry it so far, so the rest of their families, no open arms here. Also, why was this in the Propeller Cup when the Boomerang Cup was right there? Get your priorities sorted out, Nintendo!
New York Moment is the first city course they made for a tour.
New York
and
Moment.
It kinda shows. This one's varied enough between the theater.
This is a
car park,
certified
and regular
New
park you
York
go through
moment.
separate from the regular roads, and it can be fun to trick off the water spout shooting up from the sewers. Besides that, though, this feels like a standard nighttime city course with some admittedly really nice jazzy music. A lot of it's kind of basic and not quite as ambitious as a bunch of other city courses. It's a decent enough time that I won't object
York
to being
Midnight.
picked, but I don't see myself actively
I'll
going
leave the
out
slander
and
names to you guys.
Okay, so do I love SNES?
Must you do the accent? Well, I'm walking. No,
Donut Plains 3?
that's racist.
Not
I don't want to do that.
But I do think it was worth
Donut
having
Plains
in the
3?
game. Having this comparatively much more basic theme that just gets to show how far the series has come graphically is really, really cool. And there's definitely value in having a simpler track that doesn't force in the new gliding and anti-gravity gimmicks.
Honestly, when I'm in a
Underwater driving is actually
defending
implemented pretty
Super
nicely
Mario
here,
Kart
since it's
competition,
completely optional.
and my
I dig
opponent
that,
is
as
Biff
well as the
Weed.
moles on parts of the roads. It's not a great course or even that good.
I
but
thought I
you know
was a bit
what?
too
Soon
kind to
I
Super
like it.
Mario
My thoughts
Kart.
on GBA Mario Circuit are similar to what they were on Donut Plains 3. Cool way to show how far the series has come graphically, with an old sprite track transitioned into glorious HD with exactly one of the new gimmicks brought in. Except it's anti-gravity here instead of underwater driving. In that same breath, I really appreciate that they just let this part be a big jump instead of forcing it to be a glide.
Musty, are
the
you
turn right
British?
after would not be built for it, and I
He
like
doesn't
getting
know,
to go
chat,
all
tell
the way
him.
downhill
He
instead
doesn't
of
even
cutting it
know.
off early. Other than that, it's a plain Mario Circuit retro that I don't mind the inclusion of too much. And speaking of that, because this is just a regular man-made racetrack, it means those stupid Lego bricks actually kind of fit with the theme. Some of the
Yeah.
item boxes are nice
When you
little
get to
thing
the
off
batshit
side. The
takes, I
actual
don't know.
anti-gravity section
Maybe
with
later
boost
on in the video.
inside drift is neat, and the ultra hands lifting it make for a cool visual. The music remix might be my favorite part of this track, though. It sounds great. It's ultimately what let it rank above Donut Plains. Most of the
Biff
Super
knows.
Circuit courses in this game are really strong
Hang on, jump scare? The soon as Spongy said it? Well, hang on. Oh, Biff. Oh no, what's he done? What's happening here? Hang on.
They managed to modernize their old flat track design, but it doesn't always work out for them. Case in point, GBA Sky Guard.
Oh, you bet. No, I can't believe. No, Biff. I thought we were getting chicanerous. Oh no, Biff! Oh no! Immediately, Biff fell off so hard. Biff fell off, gamers. Biff fell. Oh man, where are you guys here for the rise and fall of Biff Weed?
This one does have a few advantages over the original, with more elevation and visual variety, a new bouncy mushroom, and removing those stupid blocks that looked out of place before. I don't think this can compete with the original though. The layout here has been kind of oversimplified. A lot of the turns
I need some craziness, Biff. I need a shot in the arm.
Unique shortcuts being replaced with a generic bouncy leaf that might actually be slower, and this off-road drift under the beanstalk arch. It doesn't manage to capture the magical atmosphere of the original either. The unique green road
He's off falling. His constant rise. The constant rise of Biff Weed.
A fun enough course with a few improvements
To
that
the
the
moon.
original classic is still running circles around. Also, the song is really good, I forgot to mention that. Of the overabundance of Wii remakes in this game,
Goldmine?
I think Wario's
Oh, boy.
Goldmine is my least favorite.
Oh, Goldmine stands and shout, yeah, Biff! He's one of us. He's one of us. This version is just okay because the things aren't hazardous anymore. Like that was the best hazard in the entire series. One of them. But they just made him a fucking anti-grav. It's boring. So mention that, Biff. Say the same thing I'm thinking, but in a deeper voice.
Too surprising since it was the second weakest Link to me initially, and the weakest only got improvements, while this one's a bit worse off than it was before. I still enjoy the theming and music and all that. The big drop at the start is cool, but then the second one is replaced with an anti-gravity turn that, while fun, isn't nearly as memorable as the big jump. Same goes
The
for the
big
Goldmine
jump.
section itself. The carts are non-hazardous now,
Yeah,
actively
Biff said
encouraging
the
you to
thing
hit
I
them for an
wanted.
anti-grav boost. It takes a lot of the tilting challenge out of this version and makes it way less satisfying to take that cool
That's
fucking
what
path
I'm
off to the side,
saying.
since now there's zero risk involved. The new trick opportunities are fun at least, but that sadly isn't enough for me to say that this is anything but a downgrade for me. Decent course overall that's less frustrating than it used to be, at the cost of
Way.
losing a lot of
Oh my
the
god,
appealing-
Jin is with you. Jin is with you, Biff. Actually, my least favorite remake in the series. Oof. To be honest, I haven't thought about it, but I don't blame you for that, honestly. I really don't.
memorability it had before. I kind of forced myself to like water park more than I do now for a long time. I mean, I love water parks. How could I not love this one? And to be fair, I do love the look of this track. It looks vibrant and lovely, and
That's
man,
what he
do I
does
wanna go
best.
here. The music matches this incredible atmosphere. I really like it. What I don't care as
Yeah.
much for is the layout. The big anti-gravity coaster turn is kind of fun. The glider segment as you burst out of the water where you can hit the Ferris wheel carts is neat. Did you expect that list to keep going? I already
So, Biff,
mentioned
we need to know,
everything of
Biff,
significance of the gameplay
if it was
here.
called
The rest of
Waluigi
it's all
Water
very
Pavilion,
basic and not all
how much
that
higher does it go?
interesting. And sure, I could normally look past it a bit more for a Mushroom Cup course, but this is basic for a Mushroom Cup course. There are so many others from previous console generations that are much more creative and ambitious, and this would have been the perfect theme to lend itself to that. Like, at the very least, you'd expect some rushing water.
Hang on, gamers, I got to ban someone real quick. Water park is overrated. Yeah, I said the O word. Water park is overrated. Brother, you've got 24 hours to look up the word overrated.
Big drop or
Crazy.
anything that can capture the same kind of thrill these parks have in real life. Sadly, no. This ends up
One
being a
spot
very
exactly?
pretty, but ultimately just
So it'd be
decent
78?
course. And I have little reason to revisit it when there are like 4 others in the game that I can go to for my water slide fix with a lot more going on. Berlin Byways has something.
So you
to
swap
above some
Berlin
of the other city
Byways
courses.
and Water
The spot in
Park.
the road with the thwomps in the middle is kind of neat. I can appreciate this being the only tour city with moving traffic. I like the train you can take a detour in for a double item box. The bumps on the Berlin Wall are an obstacle surprisingly unique to only this course, which is nice. The music is pretty damn good. It's a decently fun course
Berlin
that I enjoy,
Badways.
but a lot of it is still very samey European
Berlin
roads that blend in with
Midways.
some of the other city courses. DS Mario Circuit has been an unfortunate victim of circumstance for both of its appearances. I thought it would have made for a pretty good Flower Cup course back in DS that was held back a lot by how it was put near the end of the track selection list, so it didn't serve that purpose of being an introduction anymore. And now in the Booster Course Pass, it took a slot that should have gone to just about any other DS track. I know not many of them were in Tour, but you still have Airship Fortress, Luigi's Mansion's Garden, and... what other options were there?
Just those two things.
Just those two things.
Okay, but still, why not show them some love? Can't wait for the comments saying because the themes are already covered, as if we're not talking about the 4th Mario circuit in this game. I will give this one its due praise though, because it does have some interesting
I don't
stuff
know. Sassy Biff is definitely my favorite Biff. When he preempts the comments and goes, "Fuck you, comments. I am Biff."
going for it. There are a
Big
lot
fan
more
of
turns than the typical circuit,
sass
with
weed.
some standard Goombas as hazards, but also these piranha plants that shoot fire, which isn't a thing.
Yeah, Airship's gonna come back in 9, guys. We're
There's
fine.
even a wiggler
We're
in this new
fine,
forest
right?
area
We're
that you can
fine.
see sleeping in the first 2 laps. Then he becomes active in the 3rd, so you gotta keep him in mind to prepare for him going on the move. I think it's a decent
Silo
fun course
Biff.
that sadly never justifies
True.
its inclusion over some of the much
Silo
better
Biff.
options we had. Sky High
Oh,
Sunday
man.
is likely
Sky-
the most derivative track in the game. It's a basic oval, like Baby
Oh,
Park
guys,
excitement.
Biff.
In full anti-gravity like the former, and with a focus on doing a lot of tricks like in the latter, with Sweet Sweet Canyon's theme used for good measure. And unfortunately, I don't think it works as well as any of them. Well, I do like the theming a lot, about as much as Sweet Sweet Canyon. They both manage to look distinct from each other and appeal to my sweet tooth a lot, even if it matches the art style of Fall Guys and
Yummers.
Mario Kart 8. It's probably a groundbreaking observation
Yummers.
that I've just made there. It better suits
Oh,
the
boy, you make the
plasticky
Fall
look
Guys
of Mario
joke, hang
Kart
on.
8. It's probably a groundbreaking observation that I've just... That
Hang on.
matches the art style of Fall Guys more than Mario Kart 8.
Way, said the
Probably
Fall
a
Guys.
groundbreaking observation that I've just made there. It better
Fall
suits the plasticky
Guys,
look of the early DC
way,
better than most
yummin'.
others did, at least. The layout is where this kind of falters. It doesn't have the chaos of Baby Park, nor the novelty of Excitebike calling back to another game. It's just kind of unoval with a bunch of tricks and not much else.
And I'm enjoying this video,
There are some
guys.
split paths and parts where you have to course correct them.
He mentioned the thing I mentioned sometimes when I talk about
These
this
rails
track.
should also give some kind of visual to indicate that they're an anti-gravity booster. It's definitely noticeably weaker than the tracks that it's copying. I kinda like it. The theme is great and the tricks are fun to do. I can play on it and have a fun enough time. It's decent, even if I wish they did something more creative with this theme. Rather unsurprisingly, the low ranking of Rock Hard Mountain
Hey,
was one of
Albert
the most
Boris, look away,
disagreeable
quick.
placements when I talked about Mario Kart 7. And that's fair enough. I'm aware that that's an unpopular take, and I don't even know if I did a particularly good job explaining myself. The gliding can be freeing and fun. There just isn't much going on to keep me all that engaged. The pipes blowing wind to give you more height is neat, but it doesn't make too much of a difference because there's nothing you need to gain height for. The main thing I forgot to mention before, though, is that I just find the mountain theme really generic and boring.
3DS,
It sounds so much
rock
better and more interesting
mountain.
elsewhere. I definitely still consider it a good course that I like, just not one I feel all that strongly about.
It's not
Ultimately,
called
I like the
Alpine
music and appreciate that
Pass.
the gliders don't muffle it now. This fallen tree is good for forcing you to maintain control of your glider height. The course ends very strongly with the uphill climb, dodging the boulders and chaining
Biff, when he's had 20 reasonable takes and he has his first bad one, Biff cringe. But Biff, see, does it make you laugh as much as it makes me laugh? I love it. I love this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it so
together,
much.
which the addition of anti-gravity makes even more exciting. I like gliding over the open turn in laps 2 and 3 whenever I can. It's an overall solid interpretation of this course that now looks
All I'm saying is, if it was
significantly worse, which
Waluigi,
causes
hang
it a lot
on,
of script.
if it was Waluigi Alpine Pass, I'll get back to you on that one, cast film. That'll be a members only video. How many Mario Kart 8 tracks would I rate higher if it was Waluigi? Join the members club, gamers. That's the content you get.
Improvements. GB Cheese Land is a good enough
I
course
did a good
that
version.
really
Did I?
frustrates me on how it was adapted.
Albert,
I love
game
how
it.
the original looked. The
I'll quote
colours
some lines
popped,
for
and
you.
it had an atmosphere unlike anything else the series ever captured.
Oh, do you know the sad part? See, I wouldn't be sad about this, but you know what? I asked Biff. What do you think? I asked Biff ahead of time. What do you think of cheese? I want to know. I want to know. And he told me he was going to put it low, so
Moon made of cheese.
I just knew.
So why in the hell was that ditch to make it this similar to any plain old desert? Background details like the pizzas
been
do not
respected,
fix
gamers.
that. The mice have been replaced with chain chomps that function well as obstacles but feel far more generic and samey since we see them in so many other courses.
He's going to mention it's a bagging track. He's a competitive player. We know what Biff is like.
And the track itself looks
We know
so
what
much
he's
less
like.
vibrant. Not to mention, my old friends, those dumbass blocks invited themselves to the party again. This should have been the easiest course theme to appeal to me.
See, if this was
I love
Waluigi
cheese.
Land.
I'm basically Wallace if his second obsession was Mario Kart instead of women. And while I like some of the details, it all looks so bland rather than cool or appealing. Layout-wise, it's solid.
Good joke, Biff, good
The
joke.
turns are fun, there are good shortcut opportunities with insane comeback potential at the end. The holes in the road that you can trick off are a welcome addition, and I like that it makes you choose between getting the boost from them or the drifts. It's fun enough to play, but nothing grabs
What kind
me
of
enough to
cheese
say
do you
that I
think
love this
Cheeseland
one in
is?
spite of the aesthetical downgrades.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think the chat is predominantly Swiss cheese, but I also think it's Swiss cheddar with a side of Gouda. That's what Cheeseland is.
The banger music. Overall, it's a decent course that I still enjoy, and much like Dry Ruins, the fact that I'm saying that about what's basically a desert means that it must be doing
It's
something
not a desert!
right. And that's
Stop
it for the
saying
C-tiers. Now onto
that!
the
Stop!
B-tiers. Yep, that track that you specifically hate that we haven't talked about yet, I think it's pretty damn good. I wonder how high it'll rank. Only one way
I'm
to
telling you, Psylocke Biff is my favorite bit. Yes, that track you like, fuck you, it's gonna rank high.
find out.
The worst part is I would genuinely recommend avoiding doing that, but more often than not. But I still think it's funny when Biff does it, though. Do you know? I'm a hypocrite. Call me a hypocrite in that regard.
I considered Swamp Ruins mid for the longest time because the
Oh, Saul, thank you so much for the. We'll get back to you in a second, Biff. Saul, my man. Who keeps spreading the Cheeseland desert? I don't know, man. I think it's Psylocke Hawk. It's Psylocke Hawk. It's got the Was. It's G-Will Pro. It's all of those guys. It's HD Rookie. It's him. Everyone tell him it's all his fault.
theme wasn't one I liked all that much. And sure, it still isn't even close to a favourite of mine, but it's growing on me a bit. I like the adventurous music, the tunnel with the anti-gravity.
Zozim got to him, guys. Zozim got to him.
Opening up the glider ramp on lap 2 is a really cool implementation of dynamic track changes. This shortcut here is always tempted to go.
Musty, maybe you're on the wrong side of history. Don't ever comment on my live chat ever again.
For, and I really enjoy the glider segment at the end. It's fun to try and keep it going for as long as possible by tricking off the ledges here. Yeah, there's more you could do with it if it was a late game course, but I actually kinda like it for what it is. A pretty fun time, with the novelty of seeing thwomps outside of Bowser's castle for once. Paris Promenade is a solid intro to the booster course pass. It's far from an amazing course, there's not a whole lot going on here really. The alternate routes aren't as distinct, there aren't as many standout landmarks. By all accounts, I would have expected to rank this lower at first, but this is one of the city courses that
clam down musty.
The atmosphere in the city, thanks to the lighting and the music, is very pleasant. I also really like this glider segment over the fountain.
I'm using Shell Smash, motherfucker. I don't have a plan anymore.
Reverse is a cool touch as well. It's a very simple course, far from too ambitious, and yet it doesn't go into plan like some of the others did. Also, it's the only other city in the roster besides London that I've been to before, even if not into the city centre. So that gives it some kind of novelty. Dragon Driftway is hard carried by the theme.
Oh my god, it's just
the Chinese dragon theming is really cool.
It's the dragon
with some neat music. But then you throw Gobblegut My Beloved in there.
Oh my god! He's literally doing it. He's doing the macro thing. Oh my god, it's Gobblegut, guys. It's a dragon. Wow.
With some neat music, but then you throw Gobblegut My Beloved in there, instant serotonin.
Oh my god, serotonin
inside the galaxy too.
God, I love dragons.
This it ranking higher than it deserves, but the gameplay on this course isn't bad at all. The road is twisty and fun to drive on, with some decent shortcut opportunities. It's fun, if nothing all that crazy and lacking in any real obstacles. I was a doubter of Ice Ice.
What's going on? Hey, hang on, Biff. 2 questionable takes in a row. But this Dragon Driftway manages to meander its way to be. It's like Shafrilicitis. It's Shafrilicitis, chat. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm calling it.
After my first playthrough.
Oh, he's infected, gamers. He's infected.
I warmed up to it a lot more over time, though, which is funny considering it's a nice track.
Do I wear like one half of my flamingo shirt and another half? Do I go half and half again? I don't know, Biff. You're fucking with me.
Polar expedition theme here.
Ice Ice
built into this iceberg is a cute concept that feels very unique compared to any other snow or ice track in the series. Admittedly, not in a way I like quite as much. Those ones are much more.
The Crabman's disease. See, Shafrilicitis sounds like a funny little ha-ha disease. Crabman's disease? That sounds like something that's like lethal. Oh man, that's awful. I got to briefly step out. Alright, should be back. Alright, we'll see. Biff will be back.
I'm biased for them in full swing towards the top of this tier, but I still enjoy this one. Switching between the different paths can be fun, and I like going for the ramp shot.
Coping with the heat? I'm not. I'm dying.
The music as well. It goes much harder than I would have expected for this theme. It's a fun time, just nothing mind-blowing. Sweet Sweet Canyon's a very basic early game course with a charming theme that manages to make it pretty appealing to me. It has one of the more distinct color palettes out of all the base game nitros with some really cute background details. The layout is solid enough for a Mushroom Cup course as well, with the game's first canon launch and the introduction to the branching path gimmick that a lot of other tracks in the game go on.
He's pink-pilled.
Weirdly, despite being one of the most popular colors of all time and my preferred of the two, I rarely find myself going for the blue path for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's
pink pop. He's pink-pilled.
It's just kind of fun for an early game course. So I never really object to it being picked. As the name implies, it's pretty sweet. What is it about the oval tracks in this game that are so divisive to people? Odds are you either love Excite Bike Arena and consider it one of your favorites, or you hate its guts.
So Biff conveniently stepped out the moment he declared himself a baby park neutral. So he doesn't love it or hate it? Honestly, embarrassing. Embarrassing.
I like it, and it doesn't go any further than that.
I can't believe this.
It's a callback to the original Excite-Bike game with a very simple layout and lots of jumps giving you trick opportunities.
Only in B.
There's not much going on, and that's by design.
Only in B.
So they thankfully have a bunch of presets.
You're supposed to link this track's amazing.
That the game randomly chooses from, which is a great way to help make each race feel
different.
It's
the best track ever made.
Crossover track, but still a good amount of fun. I always find Twisted Mansion to get a bit more shit than I would have expected.
Yeah, see, so far we just had a couple of questionable takes. This is questionable take number 3. Twisted Mansion, this guy's just too nice. Biff is just too nice. Call him nice weed. I can't believe this.
It's admittedly a very derivative track in some ways, borrowing its aesthetic from Luigi's Mansion and the wavy halls bit from Wee Bowser's Castle. And while it definitely isn't as good as Luigi's Mansion, I do think this one commits to the theme a bit better since it doesn't relegate most of the track to the garden outside. This is one of the nitro tracks to benefit the most from anti-gravity, I think. Going sideways up the walls and driving at a different angle into the admittedly kind of bland and uninspired underwater segment managed to give it all a more disorienting feel, which I kind of dig. The bookshelf shortcut is neat, I like the vertical split path glider segment. The ending bit with the hammers is a solid way to close out each lap. The music is atmospheric.
I don't know, those hammers have never really... Man, Well, just about, I would say they were fun. They fit the theme, but I just don't think those hammers are that fun. I don't know, man.
Biff. On its own. Yeah, I'm not going to guess it up as an amazing course or anything. It's just
You're having different takes from me, Biff. What's happening?
The Koopa Cape hurts more than any other Wii retro. A lot of the others also peaked on the Wii, but at the very least, they have some new additions, or the changes aren't as actively detrimental.
Koopa Cape.
This one has
Koopa Cape, my detested
version, but I struggle to think of anything it does better than the original incarnation.
This track is just so sad, honestly. Listen, can we get
before and put some in the underwater segment? Which
we get something in the chat for Koopa Cape. I don't know, man. Oh, it's not been good since ever since the Wii. It's just fallen off.
There's a point in staying in the middle to try and chain those together.
Koopa sad, it really is.
The Koopa shell bouncing on the finish line. That's adorable.
It's like the opposite of Waluigi Stadium. Like Waluigi Stadium has arguably gotten better with each iteration. This has gotten worse.
Still far
what the hell, man?
Anything here. And they were the main reason it got into S tier in its home game for me. But these could have maybe bumped it up to the top of B tier at the very least. Then they made the rocks look bland and ugly and took out the already pathetic cheap hazards, cancelling out any slight positives this version had going for it. I still like this version of Koopa Cape, but it pains me to no end that they had this top tier track and just didn't seem to want to recapture that same magic as the original Glass Tunnel, instead being content with any.
Like I said, it's like that friend. I think I said it in my video. It's like that friend.
Well, so I still can't.
You were chill in college, but like you kind of just went different life paths, you know.
It was a good track that I don't have much to say.
Georgie, is Georgie watching? Is Georgie here by any chance? What the fuck?
The theme is cool, and I like the scenery.
What's this doing outside of DC?
This does feel like a step up from Thwomp Ruins with the night sky and the mix between land and sea.
What the hell, Biff?
I'm struggling to think of what else I can say about it, really. I like it, it's good. It's
too low, it's just too hot. What's happening here?
So many people. It lacks anything for me to latch onto and say that I really, really love. I'm not a Zelda guy. I haven't played any of the games.
I'm not a Zelda guy.
Some of them out. So I can't speak from the perspective of a fan of that series on Hyrule Circuit.
I'm not a Zelda guy.
People talk about the franchise a good amount. And yeah, I quite like this course. It reskins a bunch of stuff from the regular game, like turning coins into rupees, piranha plants into Deku Babas, and those dumbass bats.
See, and then again, he said he has to leave the stream. He left the stream before I could tell him to force him to play Breath of the Wild. Everyone has to play it.
The chest opening jingle, which is adorable.
Everyone has to play Breath of the Wild. Best game ever made.
It's hard. It's so damn good. Even as an outsider, I know the Zelda franchise is packing some damn phenomenal music. And it's so cool to hear a bunch of those motifs worked in there. Those visual and audio flourishes do ultimately have to hold a lot of this track together.
I will submit. Oh no.
Take them away and you're left with a kind of basic circuit. And even
I tried, I couldn't get into it. Try it again. No. And I'm not even just saying that to be a dick, Chili Green. If I had a nickel for every friend who I recommended Breath of the Wild to, they played it for a bit, said they couldn't get into it. I told them to play it again, and the second time it clicked, I would have 2 nickels. And it's crazy that happened twice. It's gonna happen a third time with you, Chili Green. I know it is. Just try it again. Just try it again. Don't go in with any preconceived mindset. Don't go in wanting to just play it. Just play it for like 2 hours, and you're gonna be like, hang on, I think I'm getting this. I think I'm getting this. Because it was the same for me. It was like I played it the first time, I didn't get it. Then the second time, I was like, "Hang on, I think I'm getting this."
To any
and then lo and behold, I'd probably put it as my favorite video game of all time.
Though is undoubtedly the inside of the castle. The one standout part of the track design is how you have to hit these 3 anti-gravity boosts to get the shortcut by the Master Sword to unlock, and it's so damn cool. They somehow managed to add a puzzle to solve into a Mario Kart course.
It's pretty neat.
It's pretty tricky to consistently solve.
See, it happened with Hippo King as well. It happened with Alfonso. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. It's the second time you play Breath of the Wild. It clicks, and you're like, hang on, something's happening here. I'm like having a lot of fun.
N64 Chocolate Mountain is not a course I have very much to say about. It's always been one I've liked a good amount and not felt much more towards. The theming is fun, with the cave being a nice new addition.
B tier Chocolate Mountain. I think I'll put it in B as well. I'm not going to fight you too much.
The turns are satisfying. I like being able to trick off the bumpy hills now.
CJ with the Zaw? Hey yo, CJ with the Zaza? I have no idea what currency that is, brother, but thank you for the 14. Thank you for the 14 Zaza. I don't see the insanity Biff Weed is known for yet. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of tracks that we still haven't seen. I haven't seen Grumble Volcano, so he's definitely a Grumble enjoyer. We haven't seen a lot of the tour courses yet, to be fair. So there's still, even though there hasn't been a lot of craziness yet, there's still a lot of tracks we haven't seen. So the second half of the video might be where it gets chicanerous. We'll see.
Edition. Yeah, I don't know, it's a good course with good music and a good chocolatey aesthetic on the walls. Wii Daisy Circuit had absolutely no business.
Daisy Circuit in B, huh? Ooh, Biff. Biff.
I'm
Biff.
sorry, I love this course in Wii, but we already had plenty
He's one of me now. He hates it, but he still put it in B though.
representation for that game. Ideally, this and Koopa Cape could have been left out in favor of bringing back anything more interesting from the plethora
Lazy
of options decided to
Circuit.
pick from Tour's lineup.
Daisy
I still enjoy
hatred.
this course at the very least. The layout is borderline the same as before, but with an extra boost pad near the end and a glider ramp on the stairs. The turns aren't all that tricky, but they fit the feel of a lovely stroll to this great-looking town. Not as great as it used to be, though.
This
That's mainly down to the
sucks. Yes,
skybox.
Biff, yes.
They made it significantly
Yes.
less orange, which is a slight against me specifically, so it doesn't have that same vibrance it did before. That and the annoying piranha plant cutout making the stair shortcut a lot more of a pain to take kinda drag this one down a bit for me. Seriously, what was the need for this thing to be here? The off-road is gonna slow me down anyway if I don't have a mushroom.
It's funny, Biff. It's funny.
Those two downgrades
Biff,
take
it's
this
fun.
one down a bit from me loving it to just liking it. Good course and all, but not one I can say
He
justified.
really hit Daisy Circuit with the let's just stay friends. Oh, Biff! You really told Daisy you should just he friend zoned Daisy. Oh my god, this man crazy.
As its inclusion. GB Riverside Park is not a track I have much to say on. The theme is quite nice.
I
with
think we should
graphics that
see other people,
surprisingly hold up
Daisy.
next to the base.
Here with the it's not you, it's me.
He's acting as obstacles who can drop items when they're hit is cute. I like this leap through the
Unfollowed
waterfall
on
to close the
Instagram
track
and
off.
everything
I
as
enjoy
well.
The music, I don't know, it's just a fun time. It's also as close as the Lego brick barriers.
I just
want
wanna
to
take things slow.
Natural part of the track design. How lovely. I know a lot of people hate this game's Rainbow.
Oh, Rainbow Road
and
in B?
Yeah, I can kind of see why. It's such a huge departure from how majestic and memorable these courses can really be. Opting for a more mechanical look where you
I think I
spend
put it in
part
B
of
as
the
well.
track on this boring looking space station. It doesn't really stack up that well.
I'm
next
moving
a
to a
lot of the
different
others.
scope
And you'll
locked
see
on
how high the
Facebook.
others in this game ranked much later in this video. I still think it's a fun course though. The rainbow lights, the ones that are lit up at least, are very pretty, and the road that they're on has some satisfyingly tricky turns.
Grah,
Some
I
of
like
which
this
make
one.
the shape of a figure
Grah.
eight, go figure. The split paths you can hop between are neat. The booster section might be a bit of a rehash from Wii, but I still like it. And for as boring as the space station is to look at and how much it doesn't stand out as much as the big unique set piece of a Rainbow Road should, the conveyor belts are at least mechanically satisfying. They remind me of Toad's Factory, and that's
Toad's-
about as
oh my
close as we're
God.
gonna get to that in this game. I love the music
Toad's
too. It's
Factory. He
beautiful.
mentioned
So yeah,
Toad's
even if it's
Factory.
far from a standout in the game and not really up to the standards a Rainbow Road should be, I still like it for what it is. Athens Dash is not a particularly
Athens.
standout course on its own, but it does stand out from the rest of the tour tracks for feeling like it focuses more on ancient Greek architecture rather than the modern day streets the rest of them go for.
I can't believe
It
this.
has some fun turns,
Only in
memorable
B.
set pieces, adventurous music. I like it a good amount, and there's not much else for me to say. DS Cheat Sheet Beach was good in its original
We're
game.
really speedrunning this beat here, aren't we? Biff just he's the script writing is getting to like two lines.
And it's good here. The
Cheat
theme
Sheet
is
Beach in in B, Biff.
Charming, and the jungle and boardwalk
I can't believe
sections
this.
help to add some
Alfonso
variety.
stock's rising.
Underwater driving was a natural fit for this one too, even if it does reduce the difficulty a little. There are entire chunks of the track off the beaten path that you can go down instead of the main road, and it's nice.
Lower than
the whole
Rome.
track is nice and
No,
chill
lower than-
and
lower than
generally a fun
Athens.
time. If nothing all that standout.
This is
or
higher.
amazing. Shout out to that one weird noise in the music. I can't wait to
He mentioned the door. Biff. It's like this video was specifically made for me.
stand out or amazing. Shout out to that one weird noise in the music. I can't wait to mention how GameCube Yoshi Circuit is shaped like a Yoshi and then bring up the tunnel or lack thereof and then move on immediately as is tradition with just about every ranking of this track that I've ever seen. I mean, I guess there isn't really that much more to talk about with it.
It's shaped
very
like a
what you see is
Yoshi.
what you get track.
Biff,
Especially
I
with
didn't
some
know
of the double dash
that.
scenery and shortcuts no longer being present. Holy shit, Beast, that's not a Yoshi copter because it hasn't been there since 2003. I will say it's a significant step up from the DS version. I feel like I might have been a bit generous letting that one barely slide into B tier, but in my defense, I really wanted to be able to call Yoshi Falls the king of mids, so it was worth it. Here though, I don't need to be. This version is strong enough
shaped
to
like
climb
a-
lot
it's shaped like a
higher into
Yoshi
B tier
pan
thanks to
pack.
the
Can you-
addition of this little island
Look at the
town,
menu.
a waterfall
I'm blocking the
over
menu.
shortcut
Look
that I
there,
just
look.
know the BCP would have insisted
you guys
on
know
adding those
this?
godforsaken piranha plant cutouts on for some reason, and a far superior rendition of the music. The best this song has ever sounded across the 4 games it's appeared in. It's a really solid addition, and I hope to be able to check out the original someday. With how well all the double dash tracks in this game had been ported over, with the one obvious exception, I'm kinda disappointed in how DK Mountain was done here.
Oh. DK Mountain. Splendor. I will be there no matter what. B is still too high if you ask me. I will be there no matter what, Biff.
I loved it a ton on the Wii. It was a bumpy ride that fit the Wii physics engine really well.
Yeah.
And now that I've played the original version of the bridge at the end was top tier as well. And it helped to set it apart from DK Snowboard Cross despite them sharing a similar layout and concepts. And to this version's credit, I do think there are some
like the video, since you agree with me.
The map looks a lot better, even if I missed the really goofy face it had before. They're trying their best to make him look intimidating. And tricks can now be done on the face of the mountain since it has ledges built in rather than having random wooden ramps. It maintains the fun and adventurous atmosphere with a satisfying cannon and being able to see where your goal is from the very top. Unfortunately though, things take a bit of a nosedive.
Yes, here comes the slander.
The turns here are fun, but the road has been made way too wide, and the much smoother
It's
controls of the
13
game
cars
compared to
wide,
the
isn't it, Biff?
weren't a great fit for it.
13 cars
the whole course
wide!
generally feels less bumpy and treacherous. That goes especially for the bridge. I respect the alternate take on it, but now it just isn't as precarious or exciting to drive on.
I actually like the bridge.
It's satisfying to do tricks off. And while the music and general theme are still solid like they were before, they absolutely were not the main draw.
Way, yes.
Back to the same heights and
More
it remains a
slander.
good track that I really like, but a far cry from how good it was before. 3DS
No!
Jungle is still every bit as fun as it used to be. I
No,
get the
Biff,
criticism
no!
that it kind of
No, Biff, you were doing so well. No, Biff, not DK Jungle. No, that's my whole personality. I was just about no. Fuck.
feels redundant considering how varied and themed DK Country Returns.
See, I've got the. See, again, he was like 10 when the fucking Mario Kart 7 was out. I've got, oh, this is my childhood Musty, was my childhood Musty. I love DK Jungle Musty, I love DK Jungle.
Far cry from how good it was before. 3DS DK Jungle is still every bit as fun as it used to be. I get the criticism that it kind of feels redundant considering how varied and themed a DK Country Returns track could have been.
Yes.
It ended up falling under one of the only two themes a DK track is allowed to have.
Yes.
I enjoy it for what it is, though.
You can't enjoy it for what it is. You're supposed to hate it.
There's enough variety in the scenery throughout this jungle from the
I'm
trees
such a Charlie. I'm definitely being a Charlie right now. Definitely. Hey, Pim, yeah, should we just leave this guy?
the house to the temple with some pretty cool bananas. The enemies acting as hazards are unique, the bouncy flower and all the trick opportunities leading up to the temple are super satisfying, the music goes hard. It's a good course that I continue to not get the split path at the end for. The quicker path is not hard to get on. There should be more of a reward for taking the long route than a measly 3 coins. The new Mario circuit in this game is up there as one of my favourites in the series. Hell, second to only 7 is my favourite overall. It gets to play around with anti-gravity a bit more than Mario Kart Stadium did, looping over other parts of the track. They changed
Oh my god, who the hell cares? It's the Mario. Who could, again, when you're in a mid competition and your opponent is mid, who cares? Who cares, Biff? You're being too nice. Did your Ghost Rider die?
Goomba hazards to be stacks and towers, so you
Guys, it's a Mobius. Guys, it's like the best Mario.
And the piranha plants.
Yeah, it's really decent for a Mario. That's how you all say. It's like this is like it's like all the Tor City's mid.
A bit more risky, which is a neat way to ease players into a slightly higher level of difficulty for the second cup. There's not much else to say. It's a fun early game course that isn't all that ambitious, but does what it sets out to do incredibly well, and manages to deliver a fresh take on the obligatory series staple. What a way to start the game off. Mario Kart Stadium is everything I could hope for.
You're not winning me back, Biff. I hate you now. We're not friends.
It's aesthetically different from your average circuit. Yeah, that's really all it takes, huh? I appreciate this one for deviating a bit from the formula. The nighttime stadium looks fantastic with the crowd, buildings, jumbotron, and fireworks in the background. And it serves as a good introduction to anti-gravity with a cool downhill descent followed by a nice
even though I also put it in B as well.
Potential through the sand, the music is lively. This is a great way to kick off the roster. Obviously, it's very simple and basic and all that, but it's the first course in the game. Why wouldn't it be? Again, I'm a lot more lenient towards the new circuits, which applies to Mario Circuit as well. Is it
why? Why, huh? Why, Seymour? Tell me. The house is boring. The house is boring. I don't care if it's a new build or an old build.
Acquainted with this game's control.
Just give me ahead a little
raceway. This is
wait,
super complex course, but I pretty much always have a great time on it. The big
Did I also put it in B? I don't know if I also put it in B. I don't remember.
made this a natural choice to bring back for 8's glider mechanic. And while it's definitely not as novel as it was in the original game, it's still a damn fun part of the track as you hit all these boosts and glide past these hot air balloons, which is the only semblance of Daisy Hills this game felt like bringing back, unfortunately. That segment doesn't even have to carry it. I find this run feel really satisfying with how long you can drift on them, and the pretty pink skybox helps to differentiate this from your standard circuit visually. It's just a damn fun course, and could have been even higher if you could go into the castle grounds again.
You're not even. I can't even call you a boomer. You're 21. You weren't even alive when this track had this Easter egg, Biff. You can't say that. You can't say. Hey, no, mods, ban Biff. Send him home. It's a it's not even a gamer alert. This is. I'm putting out an APB. Gamers, if you see Biff Weed patrolling your streets tonight, turn him into your local police. He's too young to be nostalgia pilled about fucking this boomer ass game.
W for 64 over 8 Deluxe right there. Rome Avanti stands out as one of the more interesting city courses in my
Rome Avanti. Okay, Rome Avanti is better than Athens Dash, Biff. Athens Dash.
Visually and layout-wise, the nighttime city looks great, and Godzilla's bed is a very cool set piece. The two segments
shut up, movie man. You can't throw in a movie reference in my gaming video.
Utilize it are short-lived, but the climb on the first lap is neat, and the third lap having you avoid chomp-seeking the path is really cool. I like that there's a risk-reward in being able to trick off the broken parts of the roads. The rest of it ain't half bad either, with a layout that loops back around on itself to where you'll be seeing a lot of racers going the other way. It can be disorienting, but in a good way, and just follow the arrows and you'll be fine.
Rome is... Hang on. Rome is better than Athens, TBF lol. You should be laughing your way to Bandworld, young man. Rome is bad, and anyone who disagrees will also be banned.
I love the glide over the Trevi Fountain, and the music is solid. It's not an amazing
Oh, he actually mentioned the name of the fountain!
Definitely one of my favourite city courses. As an avid enjoyer of Ghost Valley 2 on the Wii, the update to GBA Bull Lake takes a theme I already liked and gives it some fantastic upgrades. Underwater and anti-gravity are worked into this one very naturally, finally adding the lake.
Calm that you spelled calm correctly. You know what, you're fine.
The shortcut is cool, the music is a lot stronger than before, and the ending especially is great as you leap out of the water and see the moon above the finish line. It's a short course and not one of the game's standouts or anything, but I love it quite a bit. Only thing missing is the ability to knock down the blocks on the walls. So one thing you're about to find out is that I have a huge bias for snow and ice courses. I usually don't notice a massive
he's having his Arlo moment. Oh no.
And I tend to love them aesthetically.
Biff, you spoiled it with the music. You did the thing. You did my pet peeve that people do, where they spoil it with the music. You spoiled it with the music, Biff. I already know it's going to be Christmas now.
In general, in terms of the theme and visuals, is Merry Mountain.
It's Christmas.
The is so vibrant and lively and wonderful, and God, it makes me so happy. And the track up the mountain is pretty...
You shouldn't be happy. You should be miserable like me. I'm a Grinch.
Enjoyable.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Unfortunately, the downhill slope is where this one kind of falls apart. It's so plain and bland. There's nothing going on, and you don't even get the glider ramp until lap 2 onward.
I know where Biff has gone. Oh my god. I know where Biff has gone. I think like during August is when they start the defrosting process of Mariah Carey. So he literally, it's his shift. It's his half an hour to take a blow dryer and like blow out Mariah Carey's giant iceberg so she can be back to sing her iconic song every Christmas. This guy, he's just Arlo pilled. I can't believe this. Every time.
Simplicity and just enjoy the festive atmosphere, but this is a step too far. It desperately needed some icy enemies to give you something to avoid. Oh well, I love this one anyway. And if you don't, well, looks like we found the Grinch in our midst. Elvis Felder's talking with cold.
No, I'm not! Fuck you, Biff. Anyway, Saul again with $2 news. Merry Mountain is boring. I know, right? It's boring. We're a mean one, Mr. Saul. We're all mean today. Madrid?
Dread Drive has a lot more memorable set pieces than your average city course, it feels like. For every patch of regular road, you got stuff like the shopping centre and art museum with the piranha plants, the stadium with the Goomba shoes kicking footballs, glider ramp...
No, you meant to say foosballs, Biff? Re-upload the video as foosballs.
Spouts, and this block with the Wiggler in the middle, who's asleep the first time you pass, and then he's awake the second time. I will say though that I'm not a huge fan of the blind jumps in those Wiggler sections. Even if nothing sets this apart as a top tier track, it's still super fun, varied, and engaging all the way through.
It's got to be aided. Oh, come on, it's Madrid. Madrid. Sorry, it's Madrid. My bad. Thank you, Joshua. It's Madrid, right?
Really unique, and the Spanish guitar is a delight. Also, can you believe they made 2 other versions of the song for the museum and stadium? The places you're in for for a collective 15 seconds. Keep in mind this is a section track, so it's not like you go through them multiple times. It really feels like
Mudge Ride.
this one, and it turned out to be a lovely track. This game's Bowser's Castle is...
There's no, it's another fake out. There's, oh, gamers, welcome, gamers. Welcome to the second half of the Biff video, where we get really chicanerous. Good lord. Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Great, but kinda struggles to stand out to me. Its biggest highlight is the stone Bowser statue, which looks awesome, but I kinda prefer how that was done in Wii. And there aren't too many other standout elements compared to other iterations of Bowser's Castle.
Oh, he did the thing. It's literally what I said, is that I think the reason people hate this is because, like, this Bowser Castle doesn't do one standout thing well, but a bunch of smaller things well, that when you add them all up together, makes for a high adrenaline, action-packed race. But Biff fell for it. He's like, it doesn't have, instead of everything being 10%, which adds up to 100, he wants one thing that's 70. That's why no, Biff, you gotta look at the small, do you know what Biff is? Do you know what Biff is? Oh, hang on, where's the image? Where's that image? Do you know how, like, kids, for example, you put two equal cups, two cups of the same size, equal amounts of liquid, right? And then you take one of these cups, put it in like a thinner liquid, the kid will think the thinner one is more liquid. That's Biff right here. He thinks the thinner one has more liquid. The thinner one is Wii Bowser Castle. He's like, yeah, that one's better because that's him. He's doing the thing. Kids learn this. Kids stop doing this when they're 7, Biff. And you're only 21.
Turns, fire hazards, a rocking atmosphere with some sick music. It's all really good, but I can't say it's as memorable to me as any of the other ones I've covered. The Wrecking Ball and Rolling Boulder don't quite compare to the best parts of any of the other 3D castles.
Some of his parts, Biff. It's a Biff. I'm viciously banging on the glass of his window. Biff, no, you got the wrong take, Biff. Biff, open the door. Amsterdam is... Oh, man, Amsterdam is better, eh? Oh, man. Hello, wagons.
City tracks. The trams help the regular road to stand out a lot more, and this one has a lot of locations throughout that really stick in my mind. The field with the windmill at the start, the flowers at the end, and especially the canal in the middle. This one feels much more varied than a lot of the other tour cities and makes much better use of gliding and underwater driving. It's one of the ones more noticeably hurt by not being up to the same standard as the base game graphically, but it remains a very charming and fun track throughout Amsterdam with a very unique style of music that helps make it stand out even more.
Anyone else want to tell me to calm down?
Wildwood seems to be a fan favourite for a good amount of people, and while it's not up there for me personally, I still think it's great.
That's good.
It feels a lot more unique in its theme than any of the DK Jungle tracks or the Shy Guy Village in the Woods. It feels very well realised and lived in. The track design's great as well.
Calm down.
Risk and reward to warrant having them. I enjoy the glider and these boosts on the leaves, and my favourite part is the sick water slide segment. I wouldn't quite call it an amazing
Send him to the realm for an hour.
For as much as it can get lost in the shuffle sometimes. 3DS Rosalina's Ice World is a definite.
I say calm. Thank you, George. Thank you.
With extra added half pipes and a shortcut ramp to make the layout that slightly
Must you rage up? Yes. Wait, what the fuck is Rosalina doing here? I was too busy banning people. What the hell, Biff? What's going on? Hang on. Let me just finish banning one more person. No, it was joke. Joke this, Fungus Edits. I want to see a Fungus edit in my Discord tomorrow. You're never getting unbanned. Anyway, what the fuck is happening here?
Water slide segment. I wouldn't quite call it an amazing
Hang on, skip ahead.
It's a definite track for as much as it can get lost in the shuffle sometimes. 3DS Rosalina's Ice World is a definite improvement graphically from the original.
Oh, he said the G. Oh, he said the J word. He said graphics. Oh, he said graphics. Oh, he's a graphics Gregory. It's really the second half. Biff was... I'm not gonna lie, Biff. I was honk me-me-meing for the first half. I mean, a well-made video, but like for a so musty reaction, I'm honk-shooing, brother. Now I'm awake. I need another drink, chap. I need another drink. Listen to his Wildwood steak one more time. I need to grab some more alcohol.
It feels a lot more unique in its theme than any of the DK Jungle tracks or the Shy Guy Village in the Woods. It feels very well realised and lived in. The track design's great as well. The split paths feel different enough in Risk and Reward to warrant having them. I enjoy the glider and these boosts on the leaves. And my favourite part is the sick water slide segment. I wouldn't quite call it an amazing course, but I love this track for as much as it can get lost in the shuffle sometimes. 3DS Rosalina's Ice World is a definite improvement graphically from the original, with extra added half pipes and a shortcut ramp to make the layout that slight bit more interesting. I still enjoy
the guys.
Slide
it's drunk stepdad simulator.
Course, but I love this.
Let's go. I'm here for it.
Lost in the shuffle sometimes. 3DS Rosalina's Ice World is a definite improvement graphically from the original, with extra added half pipes and a shortcut ramp to make the layout that slight bit more interesting. I still enjoy the turns at the start that play around with the gravity on the walls, the two-tier section with the village over the frozen lake.
Did you get the belt? I'll get the belt if he puts Grumble in S. That's when the belt's coming out.
And with the crystals to dodge and the riskier path with the boost to take. Is this anything crazy in terms of its gameplay? Not at all.
No.
The presentation is what makes this one to me. I've heard people say that the Galaxy references are all this one has going for it, and that if you take them away, then it's not really Rosalina themes.
Yes.
A sentiment I can't say I agree with.
Why not, huh?
Relaxing, melancholic feel of the music matches Rosalina fairly well, I'd say, and it aids this really pretty course theme. The Galaxy references don't hurt either, of course, even if I do wish there was some kind of motif from those games worked into the music, or that the background elements were part of the course design. I understand why this isn't for everyone, but I'm gonna continue to love it anyway.
You're just wrong, Biff. You're just so wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the music, oh, the haunting piano equals Rosalina. Is that all it is, Biff? To be fair, you're not wrong. Let's continue.
Love the atmosphere in Snowland. The snow in the skybox.
Okay, he's just like. Can someone make a Biff? All right, chat. I need someone to help me. I need someone to make the Biff version of the image. You guys know the iconic Sir Musty image. I need someone to make a Biff version. Where is it? It's in the shit post. You know the beach music. Oh, you're so sweet. Ice track. Oh, human resources. Someone needs to make that for Biff. Honestly. But like reverse it.
Skating across the ice as the penguins slide around and leap into the water is so charming. The layout is fairly simple but has enough turns and shortcut opportunities to stop it from being boring. Everything seems to be going this track's way to have it climb higher and higher in the ranks.
I'm trying to see if I can quickly find
the
it.
Weird screen shaking in the original version that distracted from the beautiful scenery and lovely music. My only problem with this one is those.
I'm scrolling through the shitpost and I can't see it, but I did find when the imposter is sus. I don't remember making this image. I really don't, but sure. You can have that one instead.
Blocks looking horribly out of place. Even more than they usually do. You seriously couldn't make the barriers anything else? Come on, man.
Hang on. Hi, I just got back from falling at me. Shut the fuck. Oh, Rosa. Oh, I can't believe you, Biff. Biff. Me and you are having words. We're having words, Biff. We're having loads of words. Words and sentences are being exchanged soon.
No city course I decided to replacement for, and the one that flew under my radar the most, was Bangkok Rush. I thought it was good at first, but the more I played it, the more it grew on me. This feels like one of the most varied tour cities, with the boats in the water at the start, the roofs you can bounce off later on, and the elevated pass you can take. I also appreciate the split path here offering you a quicker route back to the main road, or you can take a detour for an item box. There's a cool glider section with fireworks in the background, a fun spiral inside of a parking garage, an orange skybox unique amongst these cities, really good music. It's just a great course all in all that I enjoy racing on.
You know what, fair to be honest, I rate Bangkok.
Blowing, and I do wish the piranha plants could still shoot ink to make them more interesting than the nothing hazard they are in their current state. Out of the 11 Wii remakes and 8.
He's baiting us again. Chat, don't fall for it. He's baiting us. I'm staying silent.
Deluxe, most of which either match their original version almost equally or are significant downgrades. Is it any surprise that Moo Moo Meadows is the only one to be a massive net positive with absolutely zero drawbacks in my eyes? Now, is that because it set the lowest bar out of all of them? Probably. So what changes did they make that I like so much? Well,
the music spoiled it? Oh, my bad. I wasn't paying attention.
It's mostly the same course as before, except now you can trick on the Monty trails and they added an optional glider ramp. One that's really fun to try and chain with a booster ramp and doesn't undercut any major hazard.
A lot of people put this one in like C or D and I'm just like, that's kind of mean. Honestly, that's just kind of mean. I think B's fair. I think I put it in B as well. I think or high C, I don't remember. Somewhere like that.
Really though?
I made the meme. Okay, hang on. Alfonso coming in clutch with he made the Biff version. Guys, he made the Biff version of the iconic Summer Stevie. Ice track. Oh, you're so sweet. Hello, human read. It's like the reverse version. It's just ice tracks. Oh, you're so sweet. That's you, Biff. That's you.
This one looks so much nicer. The original looked fine.
If I could get a version 2 of this image, have him holding hot orange juice.
God, does the sunrise look absolutely gorgeous here. Such a simple change that does wonders for the atmosphere of the
Bizarro Misty.
And the music got arguably the biggest blow up of any retro course in the game. I already liked the original and found it charming. Then in comes the guy on the fiddle giving the hardest solo of their career in a wholly new addition to the song.
The fiddle man.
Back in Wii, I already found this a cozy, simple mushroom cup course that I enjoyed dodging around grass and the funny cows on. Now with those improvements visually and musically with the slight tweaks to the layout and mechanics, I love it wholeheartedly. They did a great job with this remake. I'm so happy they put so much into the silly cow course. My first impressions had Vancouver, Velocity in A tier, but in retrospect, I think I might be getting that and Singapore confused a bit, since I was still relatively new to the tour cities. I don't think this...
Wait, racism?
quite stands on
Leave that to
pedestal.
macro, lad.
It's
We
far
don't-
from the craziest course out there, and the second 2 laps don't feel quite as distinct from each other as they do to lap 1. Even still, this is my second favourite city course. The night sky with the Aurora Borealis looks
Oh, fucking no, you. Can I do one more time, please?
Even still, this is my second favourite city course. The night sky with the Aurora Borealis looks super nice.
Good meme, good meme.
The snowy hills give this one a more unique look. You go to plenty of varied locations between the streets, park, the cool suspension bridge with a lot of fun turns, and this ice hockey rink with the skating shy guys. Love to see the representation for the only sport I've ever gone to see multiple games of and actually enjoyed. It's just a ton of fun and stands out among the others.
I'm gonna get you into football, Biff, don't worry. Oh, I wasn't expecting an Aurora Boreal. Although I should have, to be honest, I should have.
City courses in a really good way for me.
Ironically, if you guys want to know what my favorite part about my ranking is, and one that gets stuck in my head sometimes, it's the part when I'm doing what's Animal Crossing, and I'm showing the winter version, and there's like a zoom in on like the Aurora Borealis, and there's like a 3-second pause, and then I just scream at the top of my lungs. That's like my favorite part about my ranking. I love that bit.
Musically and mechanically solid as all hell. DS Room Ridge has some great improvements that put it in the tier above for me. For
Hey!
I love the new shortcut you can take by jumping off the cliff and into this updraft. The glider ramp makes the huge off-road shortcut a lot less empty and basic.
Every other man in my family's failed to get me in football. You will not break this tradition. Listen, Biff, we're gonna go see my beloved Arsenal soon, okay? I promise. It's gonna be a good time.
Another course. Those coupled with the calming vibes from the simple country road theme and the much better rendition of the already great music could have made this one a real standout. If it was in the base game and not wave 1 of the booster course pass. The graphics here are not up to snuff.
I see that's if I had a nickel, two nickels, Jeremy, two nickels. I think this one looks kind of nice. Is it just about? What are my glasses? What's happening here? Biff said, was it Albert said this as well? Oh,
Even
come
that aside,
on.
this took a bit of a
This one looks
difficult for the cars
nice.
now only go in one direction rather than both ways.
Make
It's
it
not
three
that big of a
nickel
deal since the
drum.
difficulty wasn't as much
I can't
of a
believe
deal as
this.
it was with Moonview or Toad's Turnpike, but at the same time,
Silo
this
Biff strikes
already
again.
wasn't a difficult course. The moderate difficulty in the turns and traffic gave it enough
It looks
challenge while
nice,
still fitting
man.
the relaxing country road vibes. Why did you make it even easier? Oh well, this has gone from a solid good course in its original version to a great remake that I'd rank alongside other DS Nitros I put at the top of this tier like Delfino Square and Luigi's Mansion's Garden. It just falls ever so slightly short of being an amazing course for me. GameCube Sherbetland is a winter wonderland with a good amount of variety in the kinds of road you drive on with some decent obstacles. The skating shy guys are super charming, the underwater parts and
No, again, ice track privilege. This is just ice track privilege, honestly. Do you know what? Listen, Biff. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I like to go on the internet to like escape the ills of being a minority in a majority white country, and yet all I do when I go on live streams, I see white privilege all over my screen. That's all I see, Biff. It's all I see. I'm telling you, I can't escape it.
The ramp give you plenty of options for how to change up each
The
lap.
white is
The
keeping
music
me
is
down, as it
delightful.
always
just overall
does.
seems to be a huge step up from the Double Dash version that I haven't played, with a lot of the gimmicks people call annoying being taken out. For once, I do notice the slippery ice physics, but the turns where I do are so wide and open that it doesn't bother me much. It's my favourite snow/ice course in the game, with 2 obvious exceptions that it'll be quite some time before we get to.
Society.
I love DS Peach Gardens. It's such a lovely course that was one of my favourites
He
in
loves
DS,
Peach
my
Garden.
absolute
Are we still in the beat? Hang on. I got rid of the like timeline thing. Are we still in
Mario
beta?
Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the
My bad, Biff.
best-selling
My bad, Biff. I wasn't familiar with the game. Yeah, are we still in the B? We are still in the B. What the hell?
of DS Peach Gardens. It's such a
Live
lovely
Brad
course. It was
reaction.
one of my favorites in DS.
Wait,
My absolute-
where's the can someone where's the GIF? Can I get the GIF real quick? This is like. Do you want to? Should we get live? This is live Brad 776 in the chat reaction right here. That's him.
favorite
We
retro
love
Wii,
Peach.
and now
We
the 8
love
Deluxe
Peach
version
Gardens,
is
Charlie.
Undoubtedly my least favorite. Might be a hot take since I see a lot of people adoring this one for the new additions, and they're right. This has some fantastic improvements over the original. This is the best the track has ever looked, with so many more decorations like these rose arches, and the hedges which have now been trimmed to actually look like the characters.
High five,
And
Luigi.
the surprise that you go backwards on the last lap was so welcome. Even after the initial shock factor wears off, you still get a cool new take on this fun as hell track. The Piranha Plant here also takes away a few of your split path options from the previous versions, but you still have some, and it fits as a very natural hazard in the garden. A ton of amazing upgrades to a classic course that could have shot this into the top tier. Please notice how we are still in B. Yeah, when they were clipping the hedges, they accidentally chopped this course's balls off as well.
Oh no!
The flower beds give you multiple options.
The balls!
You either take the wide turn round, or you boost through it with a mushroom. Now most of them have been moved out the way, and nothing has been put in their place, so you're left with some kind of bland 90-degree turns. And as much as I love high-fiving Hedge Luigi, the hedges being trimmed into characters is kind of a double-edged sword since it makes the chomps way easier to see and avoid a hedge.
I saw that, Biff.
At a time, and they removed the item box trails from them, so there's zero reason to risk anything by going near them. Gameplay wise, it's a downgrade from the original in so many ways. And yet, the new enhancements coupled with the intact music and plenty of other bits of the course that still hold up mean that this one still gets to rank fairly high. Just not quite as high as it could have.
I still think that despite like some of the difficulty being toned down, he's trimming Peach's head from Mod! Anyway, yeah, I still think despite the difficulty changes, I still think they're just as good as each other. I can definitely understand why it's not as compelling to race on, but I think theming-wise, they did such an excellent job, and holy shit, what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? Only B tier? Only B?
3DS Neo Bowser City is the same rad as hell course it was before, now with some anti-gravity boosts and an enhancement to the futuristic city atmosphere. The turns in this are still great, they bring a solid level of difficulty that can teach you the hard way about the importance of brake drifting, which is a very common reason I see people bring up for why they hate this course. This one turn here in particular seems to get a lot of flack, but I don't know, I don't mind it. I think it's tricky in a very satisfying way without veering into bullshit. Just maybe don't play it on 200cc. The big thing holding this back is the same as before. I really wish a course theme this cool had some fittingly cool hazard rather than feeling kind of barren. I reiterate, this game's Mario Circuit has more obstacles and things to interact with on the roads. Otherwise though, yeah, this course still bangs, I love it. And there we have the longest tier segment I've ever done and ever will do. I'd normally stop to cover battle mode here, but are you kidding me? This video's long enough as it is. Maybe another time. I'm just gonna move right along to the 80s. You notice how we still haven't covered that one track that you specifically hate yet? Yep, yes. I think it's a banger. Cry about it.
Man, what's going on? You were like extra sassy when you were making this? Like, what's going on? That's like the 7th time now. You've gone all Psylocke Biff on me. What's happening here? And now in the A tier gamers.
Finally, DS Wario Stadium gets to shine as the banger.
Yeah, we're getting into that. We're already in the chicanerous zone. You shouldn't have called it the A tier. You should have called it the chicanerous tier. This is unreal. Wario Stadium. In A.
Was meant to be. The original was a little too ahead of its time for me. The lack of tricks in DS made it feel like this one never quite got to live up to its full potential. And unlike the wacky controls of Double Dash with Waluigi Stadium, the more rigid controls and physics of DS didn't give it that same.
Yeah, you missed a lot of funny, Biff. It was very funny. That bit I just did before chat, that bit that was really funny, don't tell Biff about.
Big feeling. Now in 8 Deluxe, it gets that same glow up that Waluigi Stadium did on the Wii, minus the half pipes. The layout is still generally solid, but now we can trick off the hills and boost pads in the muds. And they even added a cool diagonal anti-gravity bit and a pointless underwater portion. The music's obviously great as well. And this even got to exist outside of Waluigi Pinball's shadow for almost a decade, before the Booster Course Pass came around and made that the go-to track to hear this song again. It didn't end there though. Now Waluigi Stadium existing in the same game makes it so that this one gets outshined doubly hard. Which is a shame, it's a fantastic course, just one that now has to live in the shadow of 2 other titans. As much as
it's alright. Shy Guy, but it's Rue! Where's Rue? Rue is not ruining the day.
I love Shy Guy Falls, it doesn't give me all that much
We
to talk
love
about.
Shy Guy Falls, don't we, Charlie?
Simple, charming and endearing. I like the music, the turns are fun, with this final one especially being really good at forcing you to learn to control your speed. The Shy Guy's mining in the background is a cute detail. I like going for the higher path in this glider segment, and of course the highlights of the waterfall segments. I love rushing up and down them, trying to hit every boost panel and go as fast as possible.
He's rated higher than me, Rue.
As Delfino Square is, Toad's Harbor is just that concept done better to me. Even not taking the difference in graphics into account, since that's not a fair comparison to put an 8 course against one that's been dormant since the Wii era, Toad's Harbor manages to capture a similarly cozy and homey vibe with its seaside packaging and lovely music. And this one even has more diverging paths that feel more distinct in terms of elevation, how they look, and the risk-reward element of which one you choose. Like this bit here, you have 3 options between the standard outside drift lane, the faster inside drift lane that puts you at greater risk of being hit by the tram car, or the safer but much slower anti-gravity wall drive. It's not anything mind-blowing compared to some of what I have ranked higher, it's just really nice. I can't imagine hating it.
Basically, this is calling
Kalahari Desert for people whose trains are planes.
He's talking about me, chat. And yes, I have been to O'Hare in Chicago. Those moving walkways are sick, though not exclusive to there. Shout out to the Tuscany Cafe. They were there for me when no one else was. I'm getting off track. I love Sunshine Airport to death.
Airport review, Biff? Airport review video in the works?
Airports are a setting I always find cool.
Oh, he's a plane Andy?
21 hours more than I'm supposed to. But that's besides the point. As much as I wish the indoor portion went on for a little longer and got to incorporate more shops and such that you'd see in an airport waiting area, it's still a fun brief segment that has a really high potential shortcut for making last minute comebacks at the risk of hitting the luggage.
I feel like I'm missing out, Chan. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm missing out. Like when the update came out and I was, you know, given life onto this universe, I never got that hotfix to like give me the train or the plane love, you know? Like I didn't get that system software update. So like, what the hell, man? What the hell, bro? Like, is this unique to other people? What's happening here?
And the outdoor area is so cool with a ton of fun turns, a branching path that can let you go through or under one of the planes, said planes and luggage making for good roadblocks, and some fantastic freeing glider segments where you get to fly up off the runway and into the open sky, which can even match with when the background planes take off above you. The feeling I get from this is what I can imagine the die-hard fans of Rock Mountain get on that track. The music is very lively and fun too, the destinations being listed for other courses is nice, and the intercom voice lines that most wouldn't even notice is such caring attention to detail.
It is very nice.
Is awesome. I love it so much. And it is the first course from the Star Cup that I've talked about on this list.
Wait, although I still think A is crazy, but I ain't fighting you.
So I think it's safe to say that's a contender for my favorite cup in the game. Okay, so as a series, I'm not exactly a die-hard Animal Crossing fan.
Baby game.
I played and enjoyed New Horizons a good amount, and I haven't come across any of the others. That said, I adore the Mario Kart track based on it. It's not the craziest in terms of its layout or anything. It has enough turns and shortcut opportunities to be satisfying, but really, this is more about the vibes than anything.
I wonder vibes. He said the Nintendo Land word again. Winter's the best version, though, right, Biff?
Else, which are absolutely
Winter's the best version, right?
This lovely drive through a seaside village as the villagers watch over you. There's a nice glider section
Come
where
on,
you can
Biff.
stay airborne
Say
and
it.
catch some item boxes floating on balloons,
Say
or drop
it.
down and trick off the logs.
Say it,
You
motherfucker.
unfortunately can't get down fast enough to trick off the fountain though, how sad. And there were a bunch of things that changed for each of the seasonal variants.
Autumn is his fate. You know what? Fair. That's the second best.
Take place at a different time of day and look absolutely stunning.
Actually, that's the
no
first
matter
best. Sorry, my bad. Winter's the second best. I
when
misspoke.
you're on. To run through some
He
of
also
those
likes
real
autumn,
quick,
just like
fruit
me.
that acts like a mushroom can fall from these trees during summer and autumn. Mr. Rossetti acts as a hazard like a Monty Mole for every season besides winter. Ramps are placed around the town in spring and on the beach at summer, while winter and autumn respectively get harmless snowmen and leaf piles with mushrooms inside. What happened to the fruit there? I could keep going, but I gotta get back to playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on my Nintendo Switch so I can keep this ranking going. So I'll just leave it at this being
Okay. Reggie, Biff, and me. What's
a track that I adore, with a gimmick that makes replaying it for each of the different versions so much more rewarding. I had to play it like 8 times in a row in versus mode to get a few rounds on each season, and yet I never got sick of it. That should say it all. I was willing to look past some of the aesthetical flaws in 7's version of Coconut Mall.
Oh, Coconut Mall. Oh,
The
no.
hardware restrictions and
Oh no, it's Coconut. The escalators don't even look like escalators, chap.
And neither of the slight gameplay nerfs to the escalators or the parking lot bothered me too much. While the rest of it still held up as well as it did on the Wii, with a perfectly placed glider segment added in. And along comes 8 Deluxe, adding a bit more life back into it to make it feel less empty. The bright plasticky colours don't look as good as the base game courses, but I still kinda like the colour palette here. The crowds and advertisements are back,
But the escalators,
look
Biff.
great, and to top it off, it all plays as well
Biff,
as it did
no.
before. The theme is
You're not supposed to
creative,
like
and
this
offering different options
version.
that
Come
offer you route on each
on.
lap. I love this course so damn much and was so ready to put it in S tier again. But there is one major thing holding it
The
back.
cars.
The music feels a bit more empty with some of the missing instruments.
Yeah, I said the
Most
same
notably, the
thing.
roll of the steel drum, even in portions where it was supposed to
Yeah,
play
he mentioned the steel
Oh, yeah, and
drum.
the complete bastardization of the car park. What the
Cars.
fuck happened here? The cars are mostly static, the boosts and ramps are all gone. They even took out some signs that the 7 version still kept. Honestly, as much as I've bitched and moaned about the Koopa Cape tunnel nerfs, the car park here might actually be worse.
The fall off of the car park must be studied.
Difference being Coconut Mall
It
had a
must be
stronger
the
foundation,
rise
wasn't
and
as
fall of the
reliable as
Coconut
one
car
to get
park.
it to S tier before. Even with those drawbacks knocking it this far down, it's still Coconut Mall. It's still fantastic, and I still enjoy every race that I have on it. I've seen a lot of praise for DS TikTok Clock as one of the most improved retro tracks in the game. Personally, I like this version a bit more, but the original version does have its charms and alternate takes that I get a similar level of enjoyment from.
I liked it.
The
We
original
loved
one
TikTok.
ditches the direct parallels to Mario 64 in favor of a much more detailed environment that looks fantastic.
TikTok Clock. fuck.
The clock hands on this part are no longer hazardous, which would normally be a downside.
I
This
like
is
it.
to allow them to be driven on for a much more treacherous shortcut.
Which
that
I didn't
offers a
know
high
until
reward
recently.
For an equally high risk. And it's tricky to do consistently since the hands will always be in different positions.
So
each time.
does anybody like have like an addiction to like gears and clocks? You know, instead of like the train autism or the plane autism, does anyone have the gear autism? Does it come in like different flavors? I don't know.
The gear gamble at the end is also way more thrilling now that you can trick off the faster one and boost across the finish line. That's awesome. The upgrade to the music is appreciated as well. Everything else
That would be me. Oh, that's Minister Chicken. You got that update.
But I prefer the gear segment of the original. They felt appropriately punishing before if you weren't going the right way, but now you have the option to trick off each gear, so they're not as much of a hindrance. Especially if you take the glider ramp and pass over them completely.
TikTok clock was better in Mario Party 3. Albert, you silly. This ain't a Mario Party 3 ranking, Albert. Wrong stream. The Mario Party stream's that way.
Probably my favorite part of the original version.
You have mad autism? Oh, gotcha.
Lightning Cup core.
I have a friend who's got like a flag kind, you know? He loves a bit of vexology.
Positive, mostly amazing update to an already amazing course. I wonder what my two favorite cups in the game are. It's anyone's guess, really. It's hard to think of a track that's been more consistently on the up and up since its debut than GameCube Waluigi Stadium. It was already very strong in Double Dash. Then it fit Wii's trick system so naturally, you'd think it was one of the brand new courses for that game. And now it has a graphical upgrade, a neat alternate take on the music with previously quieter and louder parts being swapped around, added tire stack hazards, and these sick as hell anti-gravity paths above the half pipes that are actually fairly challenging to land on consistently. But it's so satisfying when you do pull it off.
This is my autism chat. Waluigi Stadium. I own Waluigi Stadium merch. I have Waluigi Stadium posters. I have a real life Waluigi Stadium in my backyard.
I don't care if it's meant to create a choke point in the middle, it's still too wide for that to mean anything. Otherwise, a phenomenal interpretation
I
of
am
what a Double Dash
here.
is.
I love it.
Dolphin
You got
shows
the rock
clicks to be
music
way more
variation?
than I
Hell
would have
yeah.
expected from the kind of plain way it appears at first glance. It's a contender for my favorite use of underwater driving. For as shoehorned in as that mechanic can feel in some other courses, this one manages to use it in ways that are incredibly creative, memorable, and in line with the theme. The start is fantastic with these ramps
you're a
out of the
dolphin.
water through these rings.
You get to be a
just like
dolphin, Biff.
The split pass section is neat, and I love how the air blowing
Dolphin
through the pipes is
weed.
used to give you more height as you jump towards this eel, who's so fun to try and do as many tricks on as possible. Then
Top
once you're done
thing.
there, you
Guys, you can
emerge from
drive
the
on an
depths as the
eel.
music dynamically changes to this
We're gonna rename it Deep Moray Trench.
killer saxophone rendition. Such a stunning
Everyone,
moment, which makes for a highlight
welcome
of
to the
whole
Deep
game.
Moray
It's a
Trench.
shame we only get to hear this portion of the music briefly, but I think it helps to enhance what's otherwise
Who's got the
weakest
dolphin
part of the
autism?
track design to me. The big turn is fun, I like the glider segment over the river rapids, and this shortcut for a potential comeback is simple but can be pretty high.
I
It's a
love
solid
SeaWorld.
enough
I
ending
love
to an
SeaWorld,
incredibly
Charlie.
creative standout that I love dearly. Ninja Hideaway was the final
Ninja
track I had to decide the
Hideaway?
placement for. Not because I couldn't decide if
Only an A? Man, Ninja. Let's
I
go.
like it, I knew it was incredible from the start, I just had to figure out how high into A tier it would get, or if it would break through into S. It didn't quite manage that since the limitations of originating in tour do kinda show at parts. There are a few uneventful straightaways, and the hazards are a bit easier to avoid than I'd like. But this is still one of that game's crowning achievements. The alternate paths are this stage's greatest strength, fully playing into the ninja theme by
I hate this track. Of course, somebody named Normie hates this track. I don't hate this. I just said that if you put this in like double S, triple S, it's because it's Place Japan. I made a standalone video. That is why it's overrated.
allowing you to run on rooftops.
Dolphins are your favorite animal. Oh, Albert's got the dolphin autism, eh?
These piranha plant cutouts, reaching these tricky to stay on beams after the glider section, which is one of the
It's
few
called
times where
dolphin
gaining height levels
shores.
actually matters. There's just so many options for your route here, and it feels so satisfying to take a different one on each lap.
I finally
Sometimes you
beat
don't
the
even
same
get full
person
control
this should
of
for
wherever
this
you go.
allegations.
Like, you can't take this roof path up at
You
the
are your
start
own
until lap
person,
2,
Biff,
since it
okay?
involves a glider segment
You've
behind
always
where you
been your
start
own
the
person.
race. Or the floor here can drop and stop you from taking the top path.
You are your own
That's a
unique
great way to
man.
keep it more varied and engaging.
He was like
I also
7
these
years old when
disappearing
Mario
shiny
Kart
hazards
came
with
out.
banana peels behind. Although I wish they were randomized or the road was less wide to make them harder
True,
to
I said the
avoid.
same
The
thing!
music is
Biff,
great
I
as
said
well,
the same
and I love how they change it
thing!
up for the glider section.
Yeah!
This is an awesome course with some tricky turns and a good amount going on to make up for how simple other parts are. One of the best tour tracks for sure. While I love the theming,
And if you're wondering, yes, when I do watch a video and somebody mentions the same criticism that I was thinking or said in a video, I also point at the screen and go, yes, I said that, he said the thing I said. We're saying the same thing.
Supermail Subway manages to pull ahead of it
Supermail
with a more
Subway,
engaging layout, in my
yes.
opinion. Going down into the
People
subway
ranking
and
this
dodging the
low
trains is
are-
super
I
exciting.
hate
There's so many
trains.
alternate paths you can go
I
down,
love
which will allow you
trains.
to stay above the trains if you can stay on them, or even drop onto the trains and drive on those. There's a fun glider ramp, similar shortcut at the very end to what Sunshine Airport had to deliver hype last second comebacks.
Yeah.
Cool details like the wall graffiti and other courses listed as destinations on the signs. It's an incredible course with a very creative theme. and
YouTube
fun
man
music to
agrees with
match.
me.
I always have a blast going
The
through
train
it and trying to
autism.
alter
No,
my
specifically
route
the
on every
subway
lap and hop aboard
variants.
the train
When
whenever
the
I
trains
can.
are above ground,
GameCube Baby
can't
Park
stand
is
them.
a fantastic return to form
Baby
for the most
Park.
divisive
Oh my
track in
God.
Double Dash. I hated it on the DS for how boring and actively reductive it was. And 8 is fixed about every issue I had with that one. Making it fully anti-gravity was a stroke of genius. Allowing for players to bump into each other for even more chaotic speed bumps. The scenery looks so much more vibrant and lively than it ever has, with the statue of Pink Gold Baby Peach being quite possibly the scariest part of this entire experience. And of course, the chaos of everyone always being
There's
near
nothing
each
scary
other,
about
meaning
that.
you're always going to be
That
hitting
just
someone with a
confirms the existence of different colored gem-related Mario characters. I'm just saying, Emerald Green Luigi.
item or getting hit yourself is maddening in the best possible way.
purple
All as
diamond
the frantic
Waluigi?
music gets faster and faster with each of the passing 7 laps. I feel like if you took the general idea of this version, removed the barrier stopping shells from crossing over horizontally, added back the huge special items from Double Dash, and continued to ignore the DS version for good measure, you'd basically have a perfect track. Tour kinda did some of that, keeping as close to 8's visuals as it could.
Oh my
and
god,
having the
Tor has
massive
like the baby pram from Double Dash? I love Tor now.
items again, but it lacked the anti-gravity mechanic, and also it's Mario Kart Tour, who gives a shit. I love this course with all my heart, and I hope they keep bringing it back just to piss people off.
Yes.
3DS Piranha Plant Slide might have gaslit
Piranha
me during
Plant.
production
Biff, what
by
the hell?
7
Biff, what's the point of me watching this, man? You're just agreeing with. This is just you. You're just agreeing with me. You're just agreeing with me, Biff. What's happening here, man? I love Piranha.
In
I
that
love
video, I
Piranha
mentioned
Playboy
Goombas,
Charlie.
blue Goombas, and cardboard cutouts as if it had all 3 of them. But I think I had my wires crossed and was thinking of this in the tour versions for the standard brown Goombas. They're not in the original version of this track, and I did not realize until I was in the middle of editing, and I could not be bothered stalling the video until I had time to go back and re-record.
Oh,
now in the 8
Biff.
Deluxe version, we do have
Lazy
your average
Biff.
everyday brown Goombas, but they got
He
rid
doesn't
of
want
the
to go
blue
into
ones
his
for some
walk-in
reason.
closet
That's a shame. They stood
and
out a lot
record a
more since
line
it was
while
the
hitting his
only
mic
course to
10
ever have them. A weird thing to stand out considering this is meant to be a Piranha Plant course. I'm waffling at this point, but I
don't think I haven't noticed those, Biff. I do all the
The
time.
rushing water making this feel like a fun water slide still hold true here, which is funny since there's an actual water park course that doesn't give me that same feeling. The turns are satisfying, the different higher routes that can open up in different laps in the underwater segment are cool. The glider is even more satisfying now that you're rising from the depths instead of flying straight on, though unfortunately it means you can't grab coins from the top of the castle anymore. And the ending with the cardboard cutouts and potential shortcuts boosting through them is a great way to bring
He's
these
just
laps
saying
to a
everything I would have said in my
It's got
video.
a great track design with a fun theme and some banging music. I always have a fun time on this one, and it definitely deserved the priority to be brought back straight away from 7. I've loved Moonview Highway since I was but a wee lad, and the unexpected return of it in Wave 5 of the
You mean
booster
a
course
fucking
has
feet? Jesus.
had me so thrilled. Great way to offset the disappointment I felt over them keeping the Koopa Cape nerfs. I see a ton of people saying this one is the definitive version of the course. Hell, even some detractors of the OG Moonview have come around on it now. And in terms of the presentation,
Who's the detractor? Who's the detractor that you're? Who's the guy? Who's that guy in the video? Who must go?
of course. Hell, even some detractors of the OG Moonview have come around on it now. And in terms of the
Who's
presentation,
this?
I
I don't know who
absolutely
that
agree.
is.
Visually and musically, this is the best the track has ever been. I kinda don't like how they reduced the number of cars though. The ones that are there are still fun to dodge, and I love trying to chain together the longest boost I can in the city section, but a good amount of the difficulty luster has been lost, which was a big appeal.
I seriously make sure to get a clip of you in 1440. I noticed that, honestly.
back to me
Where are the
before. That
cars?
coupled with the inherent issues with the layout getting a bit too
Like, you never really choose which phrases, like, resonate with people the most. And I never would have imagined where the cars would have been the one. But it could have been worse. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. So, you know what? I'll take it. I'm fine with that.
simplistic and easy towards the end means that I can't
That's how you
quite
sound.
put this in the top tier. It's still Moonview Highway, my beloved, though. I still love weaving around the cars that are there. Sniping the bomb car to hit other players is super satisfying. I love going for the hidden hill ramps. The vibes are top notch. The difficulty nerf
Vibes?
doesn't
Oh my
get around
god.
too badly. I'll
Vibes
continue
mission?
to have a blast every single time I race on it. Out of all the Tour City courses,
Singapore.
Singapore Speedway is in a class all its
Singapore.
own. There is zero competition from any of the others. It's easily the best looking one with the best music except maybe Madrid, and has the most interesting track design as far as I'm concerned. A lot of the others can blend together, but I remember so much about this one. The cool rooftop pool, bridge with the cool neon light arches over it, Toad's Factory conveyor belts,
Singapore
Chinatown section
glazing,
which the music changes for. Way more memorable set pieces than I can say
Biff, you
for
kind
shit
of fell
like
off,
Tokyo
Biff.
or London. The
You're just
nighttime
liking the
lighting
tracks
probably
everyone
helps
else
it stand out
likes.
a lot more to me. And I'd argue this has some of the coolest glider segments in the game. I mean, there are 4 of them, and all of them are distinct and memorable. The opening cannon shot perfectly syncs with the beat drop of the music. The descent from the hotel has a bunch of boost rings over a stadium with a target that you can even try and touch down on. The third one boosting you up with water geysers is awesome. And the fourth one
London
having these
Loop
fans
is
to push
better.
you further up,
Michael
followed by the choice
Fuller.
and path whether you want the land or
Crazy.
sky boost.
I don't believe
it's
you.
such an exciting journey with an absolutely electric atmosphere, and every single
Top
race
3
I have
most
on it is
common
a delight.
ranking every so mostly catchphrase. who wins in a fight, guys? Where are the cars? Fundamentally flawed or gamers?
Cloud Top Cruise gives me similar
wins?
adventurous
Who
feelings
wins
to
in your
Airship
Sir Musty
Fortress,
Brain
despite
Rot
the huge tone
competition?
difference between them. That might only be because they both take you on board an airship before shooting you out of a cannon, I don't know. Regardless, I love the Cloudy theme.
Cloudy?
It is to me what Sky Garden is to the Super Circuit fans. Just this magical sky-high adventure that fills me with awe every time I play on it. The main portion being a beanstalk grown from a
Fundamentally
huge block is
flawed
such a cool
players.
detail. I love how it takes you down onto one of Bowser's ships with a split pass segment,
Fucking
then
hell.
fires you into this awesome part inside one of the clouds. There are a ton of boost pads, but you gotta keep a close eye on which ones are about to be struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Other tracks have brought back the water slide element of Koopa Cape that I miss,
I love
but this
that
is the
OU
only
word
one to bring
alert.
back that
That's
thrilling
another
risk
classic.
reward
I like
with
that
the
as
threat of an
well.
electric obstacle if you don't time or position yourself correctly, and I'm so glad that it's back. I love the layout and theme for this course, and it has one of my favorite musical bits in the
Proficiency
game. I already
deficiency.
thought this course had an incredibly strong
Gamer
song,
alert.
sounding fun, whimsical, and adventurous.
I'm sorry, Biff, I'm
There's
just
even an
glazing
electric
my
guitar
own
version that plays
content
inside the
while
Thunderstorm
stealing
section.
yours. Sorry,
And then
Biff,
they go
my
and
bad.
form part of Gusty Garden Galaxy, one of my
Gusty
favorite
we love
songs
Gusty
in
Garden.
any game. Letting it play out just long enough to be recognizable and not rushed through, while still being short enough to not overshadow the rest and become the song's entire identity.
Don't say it.
The only thing
Hold,
holding this back
hold.
from S tier is that I don't really like how the leaf and balloon shortcuts were handled. They're way too piss easy for a special cup course. Like, to
little
the
bit.
point where it would take more effort to not go for them and stay on the regular roads. A slight blemish on an otherwise masterful course that I adore. One of the base game's best nitro courses.
Absolutely.
Not much has changed with Wii Skill Issue Volcano. The graphical glow up makes this one of the
Yeah, Biff, you said this is the DLC to Musty's ranking, and like, I think that's true. We skill issue volcano. What was it? Where's the gift? Where's the gift? Hang on. Is it? I'm trying to find the gift. Biff, when he wrote this line into his script. Literally, Biff. Was that you? Is this true, Biff? Was that you? I think that was him. Oh, good lord.
a definite improvement in this game in my eyes, since the layout is practically identical. Well, okay, they added a glider segment which kinda has the same problem as the others, where it feels wholly unnecessary and bypasses an otherwise
Specifically call it because of your reaction. Really? So it was me. It was my fault. I can't believe this.
part of the track. But the shifting platforms weren't a highlight of the track in the first place, so it isn't quite as big of a deal. Otherwise, it's the same awesome track it was before, with a novel theme bringing lava to a non-Bowser track for once. With the road dynamically changing as a
Chat, should I open like a pack of Pokemon cards? Wow, there's nothing interesting happening in this video. Wow. What's happening here? Oh man.
Pass and fire hazards scattered all throughout.
Oh, chat, look at this blue marker I have. Whoa, let me. Whoa, crazy, huh? Oh, okay, it's over now. Yeah, I think like I understand why people like Grumble. It's just the fucking. It just bores me to death, man. It's just so boring. The concept is so fun. It just bores me. It bores me, Charlie. It bores me. Did he say Electrodome?
I will never.
Your local Grumble is awesome. You're just bad, little bro. Oh my god. I got little bros. I got little bros. I can't believe this.
understand why it's as divisive as it is. Electrodrome is such a banger, providing a cool rave setting with a satisfyingly twisty layout and some awesome music that dynamically changes for different terrains and when you can get close enough to hear the crowd clapping along with the beat. All without being among those massive crowds, giving me the kind of sensory overload I would get from this environment if I was there in person. Though maybe that's not to the favour of the track design. As much as I like how these piranha plants are positioned, I kinda wish there was an extra hazard or two. Maybe some invincible enemies dancing in the middle of the road at some point. I don't know, it's not a huge grievance or anything.
You said drama
Even if
fun.
the track design itself isn't the most intricate or ambitious out there, this is one that gets carried by how the vibrant and stimulating presentation contributes to such an electric atmosphere. Like, look at the light that trails behind you here. Don't know if I much care for the sound effect it makes, but it looks cool as hell. Also, be sure to leave a comment saying whether you're a green or pink pather. I'm on team green myself.
No!
Debuting in the same DLC as
Biff, no! That's the worst take in this video so far! It's pink! We're pink pilled! You're supposed to be pink pilled! You were supposed to be! No! It's pink, it's pink! It's pink, game is just pink. No. Whoever says green, listen, ban all the greeners. I'm saying it with a soft A. I can say that. I can say that word, okay? I can say that word. It's pink, okay?
Whether you're a green or pink pather. I'm on team green myself. Debuting in the same DLC as Big Blue really hurt me.
You're 1 for 1 on correct
because
parts,
while
Biff.
I love it to death,
Can't
Big
believe
Blue
this.
is just this track, but more creative and varied and generally better. Unlike the Woohoo Island courses in 7, which I feel were different enough in their setting and scenery to justify their coexistence and love them about the same, Mute City unfortunately feels like the obvious lesser that doesn't bring all that much to the table. That said, I mean, have you seen how high I ranked it? It's still a banger that's very exciting to try and go as fast as possible on, hitting every boost and trying to do the longest drift possible for the longest mini turbo.
I heard you were the
Worse
mayor
than
there.
Big Blue is not an insult at all. Just wait till you hear what I have to say about that one.
Ooh, I'm
What I have to say about
excited
the music
now.
and unique elements will also be covered there. So I'll wrap this segment up to not repeat anything. And that's all the A tiers. I feel like a lot of courses in this tier could apply to that whole, I'm ranking this track that you specifically hate really high, so we don't need to keep that going into the top tier. Let's get into those.
I was going to say I had 10 A tiers. No, I was going to say I had 10 S tiers, but technically I had 10 S plus tiers. I had loads of S tiers, so... Let's see. What is
I said in the
top
60?
60?
SNES Rainbow Road
SNES.
is exactly what I picture when I think about
SNES.
retro Rainbow Roads. The turns are sharp, you can fall off at any
Crazy.
corner due to the lack of guardrails,
60
and there are risky
is
shortcut
Jeremy.
opportunities if you've got a mushroom or can drift at the right angle. I also said in that video that the
That's another
minimalism of it
iconic
meant that it
summer
couldn't quite stand out as a top tier
God, I have
Rainbow
too
Road
many of
compared to
those.
the more
I
elaborate
love it.
ones. And while that's still true to an extent since it isn't the highest ranked Rainbow Road in the game, the much larger shockwaves sent out
Biff
by the
is not
Flumps
beating
and
the 40-year-old
overhaul
allegations
give it
with this
just
pick.
enough of a boost to make it into
It is nice though. I do like this one,
It
so I
captures
don't
the
know why I'm
magical
slandering.
atmosphere and
I'm just
high-level
listen. I'm going to be honest.
difficulty.
I'm going to be honest. Biff. We've been agreeing too much in this video. I'm just trying to find something to fight you on. I'm just going to be entirely honest. I'm just trying to fight you.
For in this track's theming, making for a wonderful standout among my favourites in this entire course selection. And this is the second worst of the 5 Rainbow Roads in this game.
Good lord, there's 5.
Yep, buckle
There's
up.
3
there
more.
we go, back where it belongs. Is Wee Mushroom Gorge the craziest course out there?
Oh, okay. This is crazy. Gamers. We finally have a crazy Biff take. Holy shit! Finally, some good food. S tier for this butchered mess. Good lord. Wee baby alert. Not a Singapore fan, but definitely better than SNES Rainbow. Right. Oh, that's how you know Alba is actually sad. She normally puts lol at the end of her messages, but she puts sad emoji. But Alba is so sad right now. She's so sad. It's playing the mushroom. The mushrooms just suck. Like, play for any of you guys who haven't played Wii recently, just play the Wii version and then play this one back to back. The mushrooms in this one just suck in comparison. It's so unsatisfying to bounce on in comparison.
No, it's very simple and fun, and that's what I love about it. The mushrooms are still bouncy, and the cave is still cool.
Sorry,
And
Mushroom
those were what
George,
helped
my
place
bad.
it in S tier for me before. I will admit I do prefer the original since the graphical style and physics of Wii meant that the mushrooms looked bouncier and felt better to bounce on, and a lot of the textures generally looked better. Again, early BCP track. Could have been worse though. At least they kept the colours of the rocks the same, cough cough. This one does have a few genuine improvements at least, since now you can trick off the green shrooms, which is a lot more satisfying, and the magic crystals in the cave look better better than they ever have. The glow is pretty damn nice. I was also skeptical on keeping the glider shroom. Letting you glide over the course with a gimmick as bouncing seemed like a weird choice to me, but I also appreciate how the game gives you the option to ignore it on the left side of the path anyway, and even incentivizes you to keep bouncing with an extra item box.
There's much we just don't hit the same, brother.
Yeah, this is still a standout to me. Playing into my Wii nostalgia with a simple but effective split paths, a gimmick that used to be unique and then became one of the most influential in the series, and an awesome musical score. They even brought back the shortcut they removed from 7. You'll love to see it. If there's one thing I've thought about a lot since I dropped my 7 ranking, it's
classic Biff spoiling it with the music again, or the music park.
Wait, why didn't I put Melody Motorway in S tier? I mean, it's got a wonderful creative theme working in tandem with the track design and music.
I'm here for it.
The piano and xylophone keys that you can play as you drive on them is such a delightful touch. And you can even trick off them if you want, though that can be awkward to angle and stay on the roads. Also, find me one person who says they use this side path with the boost, and I'll show you a liar. Regardless,
hey,
the
true.
alternate each lap.
Hey, listen, it isn't music park unless you're here. It's not this. I have to hit it, and then I have to hear it again, but in xylophone version. And I have to hear it in Glock and like, yeah, that's how it goes. You have to. Piano autism.
So
I've got that.
As
That's what I have.
Music notes that bounce to the beat of the music and give you the chance to do
Decibel Drive.
I think before I might have been hung up on one of those pointless glider ramps having you bypass that, but now I appreciate it since it means you get to choose whether you want the reward or the trick boost with the risk of briefly losing your steering right next to these walls since you will be angled towards them at parts. Unless you want to take a further risk and try to drive straight under the notes as they jump. The bouncy mushrooms being drums is another nice touch, with this one at the end being a fairly tricky shortcut to land consistently that I always love going for.
See, the only reason I know what a glockenspiel is, it's one of 7 instruments I actually know the name.
Yeah, this track has a ton of unique elements with a creative theme and satisfying layout.
Symphonic Speedway?
I wouldn't rank it higher placement-wise, but it has gone from the top of A tier into S. One of my favorite courses in the whole series.
Oh, Biff on the right side of history for once.
The little I played of Super Circuit already left me with a good impression of Ribbon Roads, and I'm thrilled that the 8 Deluxe rendition has only enhanced it. The theme is one of the most creative the series has ever seen, taking place in a child's bedroom with toys scattered all over the place. Mecha Koopas are walking around to act as hazards, Koopa clown cars can get in your way during the glider segment, and there are a ton of other fun ones making up the backgrounds. It's so lovely and intricately designed, with a very satisfying course layout, offering tons of trick opportunities and
Bedroom
shortcuts,
Blitz.
whether you have a mushroom or not.
You guys are trying to invent better names.
Retro course we have ever gotten. The 3DS version of GameCube Daisy Cruiser was one of my favorite tracks in the series.
Daisy Cruiser in it. Biff. S tier on my birthday.
Adding a split path, streamlining the brig segment with underwater driving, and tossing in some Miis to give the course a bit more life. The loss of the life rings in the pool being made non-hazardous was a shame, but overall it was a net positive that made this a wonderful improvement to an already wonderful
Dude, you thought I had planes? Don't even start me on cruise ships. So what, you and Albert both have cruise ship autism as well? Oh, what's that? Everyone's got so many different... What do I have? I've got flamingo. I've got Hawaiian shirt autism. What do I have, man? Mom! Why did it have to be neurotypical?
When I played Double Dash. Fast forward to 8 Deluxe. Now we got an
interior decorator on the ship,
making the dining room pop so much more visually. And the life rings are back now.
Beach
Not
music
the same way they were on the GameCube. Now they're being used by these Goombas who've been thrown into the pool to add some respect to driving through it. That's such a creative workaround.
I'm anti-DK Mario. No, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. That's what it is. Just go back to the store. 2-for-1 sales. Really? Okay. I do get paid tomorrow, start of the month, so I'm gonna be balling.
Tables is also such a lovely touch to make it feel even more lively. And nothing had to be sacrificed to make this all happen. The layout is still fun, the theme is still creative, the swaying dining room is still delightfully hectic, the music lifts me to the heavens. It's an easy standout in the game for me. And somehow not even my favourite track in the Feather Cup. Yoshi's Island is quite possibly the most charming course of all time. They managed to cram so much into this one. From all the different kinds of environments you go through, they managed to
collect them like Infinity Stones.
Enemies on the course,
I might have to, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
To all the background references and coins being changed to have Yoshi's face on them, and of course the question mark cloud.
Autism Endgame. Who will be there? The film will start. Do you know how like also like one of the Avengers films?
It's all one.
Start with like Loki getting like his Infinity Stone taken.
Yes, one when I was a kid and never.
The film cuts to like it starts with instead of like Loki getting destroyed by Thanos and Thor, It starts with like Shafrillis getting taken down, so I can take his train autism for my gauntlet.
This course still delights.
And then the whole movie's going to be making my way to
There's so
Biff's.
much to enjoy in this track, from its sights to its sounds to its unique obstacles and attributes, that I feel isn't held down all that much by being on the simpler and easier side track design wise. It's a fan favourite for a reason, and one of the best things to come out of the Booster Course Pass. Holy hell, what a
Wait, top 10! My game, oh, Biff is so back, gamers. Biff is so back. We're so here. It is inevitable. It's inevitable, I tell you. Yes. I've never been more happy. Normally, like when a track ranks high or low, like I might be like mildly annoyed or mildly happy. But like, seriously, I am a fanboy of it. I'm genuinely a fanboy of this track. Whenever someone ranks it higher, I feel the pain. I feel the joy in my heart. I really do. I love Snap BC3. He's the go.
Then along comes Touring 8 Deluxe, giving it one of the biggest improvements the series has ever seen. Skyrocketing this to the top tier of
autism, baby.
Only being matched by the one from Wii.
No one's taken my Infinity Stone from me.
Then gave it anti-gravity and the perfect amount of elevation. Then on top of that, they improved the use of the thwomps with what may be the best use of them in the series, allowing you to trick off the top of them if you time it right at the end, and putting them in the outside drift lane here. Now, normally the inside lane would be preferable anyway, and you do have options on where to go here thanks to the multiple lanes. But if you can weave around the thwomps here, you get to drive on top of the barriers between the lanes. What the hell, that's so cool. There's so many satisfying turns and trick opportunities too. Not to mention the aesthetical upgrades, making this perhaps my favourite Bowser's Castle from a visual standpoint. The textures on the road and lava look amazing, but you've also got plenty of variety in the background scenery with the castle walls, amazing skybox, and this segment of the volcano.
No, it's too orange. It's too orange, Biff. It's too orange.
Putting every
it's too orange, man.
From this game's
You're outside Bowser Castle. It's false advertising.
Shame. We even got to repurpose the Bone Piranha plants to be in a good course this time. Look at that, Bone Dry Dunes. Your existence finally paid off.
Edited by my friend Duke. Everyone say thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Well, go chat. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you.
N64 Rainbow Road is by far the biggest that any track in this franchise ever got graced with. We went from a stunningly beautiful snooze fest that took 7 gargillion years to trudge through to an even more stunningly beautiful course now on a console that can graphically do it justice. And now as a bonus, it's actually fun to play. The anti-gravity, wavy roads to trick off, reduced amount of railings on the side, and much more difficult to avoid chomps make this so much more engaging to race on. And it means
I can see why the people don't rate this one, but I rate it.
Magical aesthetic this course has at any point.
Biff top 10 Biff weed videos.
More artificial one like
this might be top 1.
It still evokes that same level of awe as its contemporaries. The city below looks amazing, the nighttime sky is lovely, the train that throws coins onto the tracks is adorable, the glider segment at the end is a strong capper to everything. It bangs from start to finish.
The lad count is crazy. Thank you, Albert Mustard Hot Dog. Thank you.
That it's too short now. I don't mind, honestly. This isn't your final challenge.
Say again. Say again. Say again in your voice, because I say it all the time and no one listens to me. No one listens. I've been saying this for years and no one's listened to me. Finally, Biff is going to say it in his voice.
It's too short now. I don't mind, honestly. This isn't your final challenge for the base Wii U lineup.
Like, literally, POV, you're in the room with me while someone says, this track should have been 2 laps.
That roll well enough.
Idiots, the lot of them.
And what a hell of a way to close off the original selection of 32. Is there anything to say about DS Waluigi Pinball that hasn't been said in one of my previous rankings and by everyone else who's ever played a Mario Kart game? Because there's not really much new to talk about with it beyond its updated look, which fits the tour art style better than just about any other BCP track. That could be seen as a flaw that
it's already happened. It's already happened. Snake 9 has been acting literally. Snake 9 was just literally, he's probably washing the dishes while watching the stream. He's just like, deploy the end. Mods, keep him back. I can't hold these doors back much longer. They're knocking.
I love its visuals, I love its music, I love its windy layout, I love its creative theme enhanced by all the unique sound effects for the boosters and item roulette, though they did remove the one for when you exit the pinball segment, so I take back what I said about
it sucks, isn't it?
For this version. I love pretty much everything about it. Easily the crown jewel of DS retros in this game.
Can you guys tell that Joshua's like way back on the stream? Thank you, Jacob. 7 years after we said thank you. Sometimes you'll notice that sometimes like some people will be like far back on the stream and it makes me laugh every time. DK
Snowboard Cross
yes!
doesn't give me much of I guess I kind of preferred the foggy sky and smaller sized bumps in the original. The new backgrounds don't look terrible though, and I barely noticed the difference in the physics.
One more time, Jack. Thank you, Jake.
Who cares?
Just
Track is
the
still
people
as
that are still
exciting
really,
as it
really, really
was
far
all those years
behind.
ago. I love the extreme sports edge that comes from tricking on all these half pipes, dodging these snowboarding shy guys,
A little too high, a little
deep
higher
patches
than
of
I would
snow,
do,
and
but
trying
I'm
to
not
do the
complaining.
gap jump whenever I can. All the jumps, trick opportunities, and variety in the terrain and obstacles make this one of the most thrilling courses this series has ever
Do you know what's
seen.
also
With
thrilling
such
though? Do you know what's
kick-ass
also thrilling though, Biff? Another $5 dues from the oiler himself. Okay, what would you spit? Yeah, they're crying. They're crying, aren't they? The sleeper agents. They're whinging. They cry. When I go, that's not them like groaning as zombies do. That's them secretly crying. That's what it is. That's what it is. Thank you for the
Make
vibe.
your way down the mountain after you get launched to the top by a cannon because chairlifts are just too boring apparently. The only way I could picture this track being better is if it were 3 sections with like 10 times as much stuff going on.
Oh,
yeah, that seems way too unreasonable to expect.
Yeah, that's way, yeah, no, that's crazy.
We'll just have to leave that up to our imagination.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Maple Treeway is the most orange track in the entire series, which means it was made for me specifically.
Biff
This is
grew up with
undoubtedly
A.
the
I'm
coziest
thinking
track
that
of
all of
time.
you guys grew up with A. All of you guys are 8 babies. How old were you when A came out 10 years ago? Well, sorry, 8 on the Switch came out 10 years ago. On the Wii U, it's been out for like 7 million, more billion years. You guys were like 2 when this game originally came out.
Music. It's aesthetically one of my favorites, with course designed to match it. The turns are tricky and satisfying, the wigglers are fun obstacles. I love going
They
through
came
the
out on
roof paths to get items.
6.
The glider segment's a ton of fun, the rope bridge is
Disgusting.
better, but I don't miss it all that
Disgusting.
much. I like going for the alternate path at the start and picking which tree to go in for an item.
I
at
grew up with the
end.
best
There's
one.
just so
I
much to
grew up
love
at a different
here. I
time,
even like the
therefore I
side-changing
know
look with the moss on the
better.
trees.
I grew up with
think it looks
Super
alright, and
Circuit.
the green doesn't
The
clash too
one
much with the
nobody
orange since it's
cares
almost
about.
exclusively on the trunks. That doesn't mean it's an overall improvement to the track though.
The Wiggler?
I do prefer how the Wigglers operated in the original, since now they walk towards you instead of round in a circle, making them easier to avoid. Some parts of the track have also been
Alfonso,
flattened in this
take that
7
back.
version, which makes them a little easier. And the item piles only drop mushrooms now, which is a bit of a step down from the variety they had before with the star shells, coins, and bananas. Those are all very slight though. Basically, Maple Treeway stubbed its toe compared to Koopa Cape, which got spayed, neutered, and left to rot in a dumpster. Even with those minuscule drawbacks,
Disgusting.
this course was already so strong that they don't hold it back all that much from being one of my favorite courses in all of Mario Kart. Squeaky Clean Sprint has to be the biggest surprise banger. to come out
No,
of this
Biff, you have to say the Shifrillis phrase. No, Biff, no, you said it normally, no.
course pass. The imagination in the theme is off the charts. Taking your standard bathroom and imbuing it with an overload
You're supposed to
of
call it
inventive
Skibbity
fact design.
Toilet.
Dropping into the
You know, that
bathtub with
web
optimal
series that
sponge
you
platforms
remember.
and bath bomb boosts as you descend, then converging in the
I've gotta
drain is
stop.
the single best use of underwater driving in the game.
Telling me
The
Ozuma
webbing in the
was-
drain marking
was
the
that it
shot
was
is a
a
very good
disaster.
detail. I love
Was
the
a
use of soap in
disaster.
place of slippery mud after you're back out in the open. The fan and bouncy planter worked in very naturally. The toilet overflowing to open up an alternate path, which in and of itself opens up even more.
already stole Shaft's entire ranking format.
Why
Can't
the
be
hell
stealing
did you
his
put
jokes
so much
too.
love into this? The music is lovely as well, even working in a melody that sounds
So
like
it's only stealing if you get caught, Biff.
Jump Up Superstar. There's just so much to explore, discover, and admire here. Considering how I expected all the highlights in the BCP
Go back to watching the Rugrats. You know what I will? I'll watch all my childhood ghosts from the 90s. Fuck you, Ty.
be retros we
Fuck
already
you,
know
how about that?
This brand new edition standing alongside
Go
them
watch
is one of
Angry
the best
Grandpa
courses
or
in the
regular
series,
show,
makes
you
me
fucking
so
zoo.
damn
No,
happy.
go watch Coco
Without
Melon,
a
you
doubt,
zoo.
the highlight
Ooh,
of the initial Wii U DLC, Big Blue has one goal and one goal only.
Speed.
Make you go as fast as you possibly can. Every single aspect of it is in service of increasing your speed. The amount of boosts in this is unreal, working in a ton of glider rings and anti-grav boosts on top of your standard booster pads. And that's not all. There are no coins on this course. Instead, you increase your count by going over these unique purple panels, which give you a full count of 10 almost immediately, so that your speed increase is as active for as long as possible. They added a rushing water stream in some segments, so you can constantly be going even faster, and the Toad's Factory conveyors make another appearance with even more boost pads on those. If all it had going for it was speed, then it would already be amazing. See Mute City for that. And yet that just wasn't enough. They had to give it so much variety in how you get those.
Don't
speed
slander
increases,
regular. Oh,
taking
sorry.
full advantage
Oh,
of
sorry.
being
sorry.
a free-
Oh, so you guys can say, "Oh, go watch Rugrats, Musty." Oh, but when I say go watch regular show, oh, too far, Musty, too far. No, Musty, too far. Yes, too far, Musty. Yeah, Musty, slander the tier list man. Yeah, macro, fuck macro, Musty. Oh, regular show. No, shut up, losers. Fuck
segment
regular. It's too
All
regular.
with fun turns that aren't too
You
tight
should
for
watch
how
real
fast
show
you're going,
cartoons
and
like Ed and
absolutely
Eddie
killer
and Powerpuff
musical
Girls, the
score.
original.
A non-stop thrill
That's what
ride
you
that
should do.
bangs from start to finish.
I've never
Easily
seen an
one
episode of the
best
regular show.
of all time. Okay, so funny story. 3DS Rainbow Road was at my
Way!
number 1 spot for months.
Thank you for
I
the
finished rating
two,
it
man.
manually,
Hang on one
and
sec,
it's
sorry
still
about two. Not gonna lie, music is more blue than big. Is it? It's called music because we can't talk about it, okay? Can't talk about it.
the top until I started recording in July. This is such a last second change that it's being written half an hour after I recorded the Maple Treeway segment. But man, I replayed both versions side by side, and this one is slightly nerfed, just barely enough to drop it down to the bronze medal position. The road feels a lot wider here, so it lessens the difficulty appeal that's supposed to come with the course theme. The gaps on Saturn are smaller, as are all these slopes, making the road feel so much less dynamic. The final one in particular doesn't hit quite
It's too blue. Oh, he's a graphics Gregory. Psylocke Biff again.
The loss of the sound on the booster panels is a shame too. That's a lot of complaining for a track I have ranked at number 3 after all the unbridled praises I've had for the rest of this tier. But like, even with those nerfs, it's still 3DS Rainbow Road that we're talking about. It's still a tricky enough course with the best presentation any Rainbow Road has
It's an
ever
adventure,
had.
Charlie. It's an
a grand journey
adventure.
across the solar system, taking you across plenty of celestial bodies, allowing for more memorable set pieces than just about any other track. From Saturn to the moon to the birthday cake.
He actually said the planet this time. W Biff.
Mushroom to the spinny tube and the glider segment with the rings. It fully benefits from being a section track rather than laps. And this is the best the course has ever looked. Yes, even the frequently complained about moon. I like that you go from the dark side facing away from the sun up to the brighter side. The music is as
Yeah, but why is the sun right there, Biff, huh? Huh? Glazing your childhood. So much would never glaze my childhood.
Non-biased reasons
I
this
would
time, but
never.
placing this high in spite of that goes to show how insurmountably exceptional the foundation it had to work with was. Nothing.
And oh man, what the hell? What's it? We remember it was only second, and LA King's been a member for 6 months. Crazy! Thank you so much for renewing your membership, my man. Much love to you. Guys, I don't know, this RR is more blue than rainbow. We've got Psylocke LA as well in the chat. Everyone, it's just too much blue Andes.
Any Mario Kart game made my face light up quite like my
Same
first
top
race
2,
on the
huh?
Wii walking
Yeah? This really is the DLC to the Musty ranking, isn't it?
How Tour butchered it completely. It looked a lot worse there, and the difficulty luster is lost entirely in a game with mandatory smart steering. But holy shit, they cooked with the Switch port. I still love its layout, with all its sharp turns and diverging paths, unique sound effects and the burning up animation when you fall off, gorgeous visuals, and stunner of a musical score. The controls of Mario Kart Wii did make the original version of this course slightly trickier, and yet this one can still stand on even footing with it thanks to the HD upgrade, the entire course being anti-gravity now, and the additional boosters on the most brutal hairpin turns the series has ever seen. Even though I think the 3DS one is more grand, varied, and adventurous, I'd say this remains the Rainbow Road to have the best balance of difficulty and atmosphere, nailing both elements to a level that most courses could only dream of reaching. I'm so glad it got to come back after all these years. It's everything I could want in a course and more. Yet there's still one more to go.
God, I wonder which one it is, huh?
Remember the unreasonable expectation that could have improved DK Snowboard?
I wonder
what I could have been setting up. Yeah, Mount Wario is a masterpiece, you all know that by now. The rest of the Nitro lineup in Base 8 was excellent, if not quite hitting
absolute cinema. Absolute cinema.
Games did. And then in comes this series standout, being a popular contender for the best track in all of Mario Kart. And it's very hard to argue against that, or at the very least not see where those arguments are coming from. As soon as you see you're starting by jumping out the front of a plane instead of passing the starting line, you know
absolute cinema. What can you say?
The first segment is naturally the weakest, but that's not a fault at all, since it's still building up to the main events. And Mount Wario is so good that even its weakest segment is still fantastic.
It's like one of the few tracks in the series where, like, if you say you don't like it, I'm just like, I don't even believe you know what you're talking about. Because like, there's some tracks where, like, if you say you don't like it, I'm like, that's crazy. But with Mount Wario, it's like one of the few that are just like on a quality level just so insane. I'm just like, I don't believe you. It's like, this is like, when people say they hate Breath of the Wild, I'm like, I don't think you've played it enough. Like that's the thing. It's like, I think you've only I hate Breath of the Wild. Oh, how many hours did you play it for? Like 7? It's like, got up those hours, brother. You got up those hours. If you're gonna use a big word like, hey, come on now. Come
ice,
on.
maybe try to go for some of the boosts. You enter this cave and get to choose whether you want to rush down the water stream and dodge the rocks, or take the potentially slower but safer glider path, where you can try and trick off the top of these rocks and these boost pads for extra speeds. Then after
If this
you
is
try and
Mount
hit the boost pads
Grinkle,
in
you
the
know
next
Brad would
section
be a
to stop
great...
the holes in the water
True.
streams from slowing you down, you
Brad
get
is
the
just trying to
most
get in the video. He's being
difficult
different.
Following this brief split in the road, you get bumped onto some logs that you can trick on. Then you have to dodge all these trees, which is really tricky, intense, and thrilling.
Yes.
The highlight of the whole course. The aforementioned split path also means that you will never see everything this course has in a single race, giving it a lot more replay value. And then the third segment is just one big madcap dash to the finish, slaloming down the mountain, bouncing off these ramps and bumps, trying your best to hit every boost pad and ring, all as you make your way down to the bottom of the mountain and close the race off as you finally reach the place with all the spectators.
If it was Mount
cheering you
Bomb,
on.
nobody would
There's
care.
nothing else quite
I
like
would
this in the
care.
series.
I would still
Taking
care.
the potentially generic theme of ice and snow mountain and making it so exciting, varied, and difficult from start to finish. It looks amazing. The banger music dynamically changes for each section of the track, adding more instruments to reflect the
What was
progress you're
Mount
making.
Waluigi?
It's memorable, it's fun, it feels more fleshed out and like an adventure than about any
still
other
like it.
course in this series. It's a perfect ending to what may be the best cup in Mario Kart.
Do you know what? If this track would rank like outside the top 20 if it was called Mount Koopaling, because we all know I hate the Koopalings, and you can keep booing me all you want. You can keep booing me. You guys are just zoomers that grew up with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Sorry, New Super Mario Bros. U.
And it really shouldn't have been.
They're boring.
I don't see how you can justify this 3-section masterpiece getting put in the Star Cup when the generic desert level gets the special cup treatment. Unless you want to say it deserves to be what closes off a cup, which fair enough I guess. Either way, it was a very close competition for the top spot, but Mount Wario ultimately earned its place as my absolute favourite track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Not the whole series though, because Woohoo Island bias, sorry. And that was my ranking of every track.
Zoomerla! Oh, Biff! There's no way! I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That's your whole ranking.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Thank
Insane.
you for watching, and go check out some of my other videos if you're interested.
Oh my god, we've got a quadruple Biffy Expliffy? Crazy.
Mario Kart or something else. What, did you expect an extensive outro? With how long this video's been? No, I'm getting a glass.
No, listen, that's okay, Biff. I'm not gonna lie, Biff. I'm not gonna lie. That's strike 3. I let you get away with it twice, Biff. How long this video's been? After 3 chat, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. I'm pissed off Pete now. I don't care. 4 hours. Anyway.
To water and going to bed. My throat hurts, and also I'm not a big fan of Desert Hill.
Good meme. Biff, my man, what a video! We love Biff Weed. We love Biff Weed, don't we, guys? What a video. And unlike Mr. Beast, he's not a fraud. There seems to be a lot of stuff with him going on at the moment. Poor guy. Round of applause for the Biff man for letting us steal his content. Go give him a like. Thank you, Jake. Thank you. I was gonna comment, thank you, Jacob, but I was being oh, is that the actual? It's the actual Jacob. Oh my god, it's him. It's the guy. Well, Biff. Your takes are agreeable, and I must say, you make a fine video. Oh man, my usual comment. I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for that, Biff. That was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed making it. Should we get Biff Weed on the show? On the show, obviously, because this is what this is. For a bit of post-game banter. Should we do that? Didn't capitalize the. Oh man, you guys are like grammar Nazis, aren't you? In the modern day. Love the flamingo shirt. It goes hard. Oh my god, Biff likes the drip. Didn't I? What time is it now? Oh, it's only, we're fine. But yeah, guys, you know him. You love him. You can't live without him. It's Biff, gamers. Give a round of applause. Biff! Mr. Weedman himself!
Oh, yeah, I was not prepared for the sudden jump up in volume.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Adjust me if necessary. My bad. I'll give you a second.
the YouTube video down at like probably like 20% and just get.
Am I that loud? You guys have me on 20%? Oh my gosh.
No, that's just how I have most YouTube videos.
Crazy, Biff. Crazy. Good video, right? What a video. What a video. Mr. Weed. Everyone's calling me Mr. Weed in the chat.
Yeah,
Gamers.
That is a common thing in my friend group as well. But when I saw the title, The Biff Weed Special, this feels like something straight out of my friend group.
Oh, does it? I was just that was just the title I went with. I was referencing like South Park, like also Randy calls all his like weed things a special. So that was like that was the joke.
I would. It feels like something I'd be in a call with a friend and they'd say, "Hey, Biff, what if you went to KFC and they had a new thing on the menu called the Biff Weed Special?" I feel
The secret menu.
We had like almost that exact exchange yesterday, except they replaced the word "special" with "box."
We
had that exact interaction.
What would be in the Biff Weed box? I think we have to know now. I think the chat's curious. What would be in the Biff Weed box?
Did you? I don't know if they did them down in England as well, but at least up in Scotland for a bit, we had festive fries, which is like a seasoning flavored like the kind of stuffing you'd have in a turkey. I was not mentally ready to say goodbye to those after having them on my lunch breaks for like 2 months.
So this is why I adopt the mantra of never get attached to something. Everything dies, Biff. Everything dies.
I'm like, oh, it's okay. They'll bring them back next year. They still haven't.
They never have. For me, I was unironically extremely excited when McDonald's brought back their breakfast wrap, but that's a conversation for another day. That's a tier list for a different day. Ranking all McDonald's items.
Every McDonald's item and the OST.
for me, I personally preferred when they did the ba-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it. I personally prefer that was the classic McDonald's. But as a whole, is there anything else that Mario Kart related you're planning on doing, Biff? The people want to know. That's the biggest question I've gotten so far.
Scripted wise, not this year anyway, but what I was thinking of potentially doing is after watching yours and Odyssey Central's cup ranking, like maybe I'll sit myself down in my cupboard for an hour. I just put the mic on and just do a
make sure you hit a couple times for good measure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Classic. That'd be fun though.
Like, I can't even tell when I'm going to get those like mic bump sound effects because I don't have a mic. Everything you've heard, that's me speaking into my phone.
Really? Phone audio? Oh my god!
Not just phone audio. Any video you have ever seen from me, recorded, footage gathered, edited, all on my phone.
All this?
Yeah.
How the fuck? What do you use for your phone? That's crazy.
I use QCut Pro.
Really?
The iPhone screen recorder.
That's insane. Yeah, for like iPhone audio, like you sound better than I do on half my streams because I fuck with my audio settings all the time. Yeah, you sound better than me half the time. I'm not even joking. What the fuck? Let that be a motivation for all of you guys. You can do it with just a phone, okay? No excuse for slacking off making a YouTube video.
The best part about not having any mic settings is that I don't have any settings to fuck up.
I fuck it up so often. It's unreal. It's unreal how often I have. But that's crazy though. Sorry, what were you gonna say? I keep talking. I'm such a bad host. Continue.
It does mean that when there have been times, and I think it's noticeable if you know to look out for them, when like I'll notice that I need to redo a line, and then I'll go back and do them on another day, and I think the difference in audio quality you can kind of tell. Like I did hear you point out, oh, you mentioned the Trevi Fountain by name. That one, I actually had to go back and redo that line because initially I didn't. I just had a placeholder calling it the pool.
Oh no! So you nearly had a macro moment. Oh, but you knew to correct yourself.
I forgot to correct myself. So I'm like, all right, I'll go look that up real quick just to make sure I had.
Just to make sure you know. I mean, that's more research than macro ever did. So do you know what?
Yeah. The Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel. So that one. I think because I've got you know how it is. Whenever like I'm yelling, people think I'm mad. That was the one moment where like I was genuinely like, bro, you couldn't have taken a second, brother. Come on. That was the only moment in the video where like I was like on the scale of like 0 to 10. I was at 0 the entire video, but that was the one that got me to like a 1.5. I'm like, what the hell, man? Come on, at least go to the London Eye. You know.
The worst part is that like with all those like weird course comparisons you did, like DK Mountain's like a precursor to Waluigi. The worst part is that like when he did the Airship Fortress is like Cloud Top Cruise. I'm like, God damn it, no! I make that exact comparison in the 8th video. Like, you're right. You're right. You just didn't get. You just didn't.
He did the worst thing, which is he did a weird like comparison, but then bailed on it immediately. He was like, I don't care, whatever, it's a good track. I'm like, no, Karen, if you're gonna listen, I'm the king of like, if a bit sucks, run it to the ground. Okay, you have to. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself.
I would never run a bit into the ground. If Sam is still in the chat, he can attest. I would never run a joke into the ground. It would never happen.
I'm waiting for the next where are the cars clip in your next Mario Kart ranking.
I'm probably just going to put it in like a non-Mario Kart video if I can.
Just for the fun of it.
Honestly, probably. Like I put several death battle clips, like the you know the clip before Wario Stadium of Goku.
Mm-hmm.
That's from a death battle, and me and my friend just keep quoting the exact like cadence of how he says "finally." And that's just been a long.
All right, Biff, I'm going to ask you to do something a bit unorthodox. My mum has called me like 10 times, so it must be an emergency. So, gamers, you're getting the rare Biff weed stream. Keep them occupied for like 5 minutes, Biff, if you can. That's all right with you.
All right. Yeah,
you got the Biff stream now. Ask Biff, AMA, ask Biff, whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to press the audience cheering thing on my soundboard so you can do your intro. Biff, gamers, give it up for Biff!
I already see Time Huzz in the chat. This is dreadful. Oh my god, it's Samuel. It's the Samuel. Right, let's see. Please go back to Breath of the Wild. I have never played a Zelda game. Alfonso, it's like you didn't even watch the video. It's like you didn't even watch the ranking where I said I haven't played Zelda. I can't believe it. Cheeseland is a desert. Look, if you take a desert and you change the pyramids to be shaped like cheese, that doesn't suddenly make it not a desert, I'm afraid. Do I like breathing? I don't do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I have to. I just play pretend like I played it and didn't like. Yeah, honestly, I thought it was pretty overrated. Honestly, I didn't like the weapon durability or the dungeons. What else were the big talking points? The open world, there's too much. There should be less content in my $60 game. Do I have tips for downloading bigger videos? Yes, actually, downloading larger videos is the one thing I don't just do on my phone. Like, if I'm gonna get just a clip, then sure, I'll just screen record it. If it's like longer than 20 minutes and it's like the subject of the video that I'm gonna need to like be using for the whole thing, I'll just plug it into like a YouTube downloader site and just get it from there. What do you think of me putting Waluigi Pinball on? I think you're trying to be different. You're just trying to get in the video.
Hey, what that you just said? Is this a catchphrase? Oh, is that what I come back to? What the hell? Is this like a Flanderization of Celeste? Is that what I come back? That's unreal. What? Has he been doing that the whole time since I was gone, chat? What the fuck? That's unreal. I think I invite you onto my humble stream.
Well, I'm afraid I'm just on the right side of the history of cars.
Oh man, that's good memes. That's good memes. Yeah, it was just my mum was literally just like, I guess it'd been a couple days since I texted my mum, so she was like, "Are you even alive?" And I'm like, "Mum, you know I live stream now. You can just check my channel."
She's not self-promoting to your own mother.
She's like Saul like donates a bunch of money. That's secretly my mom on an alt account. Like, yeah, that's secretly her. She's like 10 of the like 15 members I've got. It's all her. It's all her.
No, you just bring up like your constant your super chats and you're like, I'm just saying, I see all these people in the super chat. I don't see you in the super chat.
Yeah, I'm like, my mom was like, Mister, you're not a niche micro celebrity. I'm like, damn, this stream did numbers. I can quit my job after this one. Soonish, but Biff. Okay, there's a big allegation that that you have to beat, Biff.
Yeah.
In your Zelda section, you made the calamitous error of saying that you had never played a Zelda game.
Yes, I plan to at some point. I've got NSO Online Expansion Pass, and I want to play Ocarina and Majora through that.
Not Breath of the Wild?
We actually have Breath of the Wild in the house. My brother's played that. He said it's really good. I might play it at some point. It's just massive, longer games like that are a bit more of a time sink, and I'm the kind of person that, like, if I start something, it's probably going to be the only thing I play or watch until I finished it, and I like to kind of have a bit more variety. So they're not as easy for me to get into personally, but I would like to someday. But I'm sure the games are great. I would like to check them out.
I do rate your thinking as to wanting at least a decent block of time, because I made the mistake of, because I didn't think I'd be super into it. So then when I did, I'm just like, holy shit, like I'm like nearly getting late for work. I'm like not even editing any video. Like nothing was getting done. I'm telling you, like the month I was like addicted to Breath of the Wild, like nothing got done. I'm gonna be honest, nothing got done. So unless you're prepared to be like that completely unproductive, potentially, I'd say I'd be careful. I'd be careful, honestly. I'd be very, very, very careful with you. Somebody did say start with the CDI games though, on a quick note before you go. So that is another thing to consider.
I think it does go the same for like content as well. If I'm like a good way through editing a video, I'm unlikely to want to spend my evenings doing much else during the production. Like if you look at my Letterboxd diary, you'll see, oh, there's been nothing logged for the last 2 weeks. I wonder what he could have possibly been editing.
For me, I wish I was like that, in all honesty. Like I wish I was, because like more often than not, like I'll be like 90% done in a project, and my brain will be like, you don't upload that anymore, do you? Like, no, I do. I finished this. What the hell, man? No.
Like the final day when I had 4 sections of the MK8 video left to edit, I'm like, okay, so we're almost done. But what if it isn't good? Do we really want to go through with this? I'm like, why are you giving me this doubt now?
No, that happens to me all the time. Is this something you do to like help yourself with that? Because like I struggle with that, if I'm being honest. I'll get like Kevin will hand me back a video edit. It's like nearly immaculate. I maybe need to like add an intro and outro and like add like one extra line to like that I forgot to add, and then my brain is just like, no, this video sucks.
My main motivation for that, like I usually kind of just brute force my way through it, but one of the motivators I use is think of how much I want to get onto the next project, and how finishing this one right now will allow me to get onto that. Like I've got a Pikmin 3 video that I'm getting get onto next, and I'm like, well, I can't get onto that until I finish the Mario Kart video, so that's motivation to finish the Mario Kart video.
Honestly, I need to, because like there's one that I want to do later down the line, a Mario Wonder one. Like whether it's 1 year anniversary, I want to do like a replay of that and see what I think of it in a post Wonder society. And I've got some thoughts. Biff. You're gonna have to wait though. You're gonna have to wait.
I'm excited.
Like with everyone else.
I forget you haven't done a video, like a gameplay video of Wonder already. I'm thinking of Luigi U now.
No. I'm gonna do one of 3D World, because I haven't completed that. I played it and then played Bowser's Fury and got horribly addicted to that and spent like the month playing that, and I just never came back to that. I just completely forgot I never got back to 3D World. So I think next week I'm going to start doing some YouTube streams for that gameplay. But gameplay Musty's back.
Isn't Bowser's Fury like a 6-hour game? Did you just play that on loop?
I just played that. I did everything there was to do in that game, like literally everything. 100% of it. Collected everything. I explored that entire place like it was my fucking backyard. Like that game completely consumed me.
I haven't played it, but I've heard very good things.
It's like a mini Odyssey. That's the best way of putting it.
I played 3D Land. I played it when I was on holiday last year, and I'm like, wow, this is one of the most like unexceptional good games I've ever played.
Yeah, no, honestly, like it's funny because like I get into that like same line of reasoning with Mario Wonder. Not quite the same, but like if you want to tease it, that same line of reasoning is kind of like what Wonder kind of falls into a tiny bit. Because like 3D Land is like you play it and you're like, oh, this is actually a really good game. Why doesn't anyone talk about it? And you're just like, oh, like now Mario's kind of gone into the realm where like it's just another Mario game. Like we expect them all to be fantastic, but then when they're all fantastic, it's like, well, yeah, they're all fantastic. That's kind of it.
Yeah, I think I saw a tweet that was like, this is more with like the Mario and the Luigi sub-series specifically. Keep in mind, I've not played all of the, I've not played Paper Jam in particular, but like someone quote tweeted someone else complaining about Paper Jam and said like, Mario and Luigi fans have it so good that they've had to convince themselves an 8 out of 10 game is bad just to have something to complain about.
Yeah, it's like yeah, no, honestly, I think Mario and Luigi fans are chilling. Like we've all convinced ourselves that Partners in Time is the worst in the series, and it's like that's still pretty solid though, man, as well. And Paper Jam, like I imagine Paper Jam is also pretty solid, but just isn't up to the same high as,
Mm-hmm. Partners in Time is the only one I've played to near completion, and I loved it as a kid. I could just never beat the final boss.
Which one, sorry?
Partners in Time.
Oh, Partners in Time. Oh no! Oh
Love that
no!
game.
That was a good game, though. I quite like Partners in Time. Obviously, Bowser's Inside Story is the best one, though, right? Cold take, guys. Cold take, I know.
I actually haven't played that one, but I have watched a playthrough of it.
Bowser's Inside Story. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think generally I'm fairly unfamiliar with the wider Mario and Luigi series. Like, I watched a playthrough of Bowser's Inside Story, and I played a bit of Superstar Saga, but like, I don't think I've ever just set aside the time to finish one.
That's crazy. If you have to play one, it's BIS. Absolutely, that one's that one's the best one, brother. That one's crazy. You get to play Bowser. Oh yeah, the
final boss theme. Oh my god.
There's a reason. If you like top 10 background musics people use in all their gaming YouTube videos, like also Final Battle from BIS is up there. It's right. It's sitting alongside Sonic Unleashed, Windmill Island, and like Kokiri Forest Ocarina of Time in like the most overused video game themes of all time.
I think there is a video I've got planned for later in the year where I talk a lot about planning to talk about bad movies generally.
Bad.
And I know that like Bowser's Galaxy Generator or whatever the one from Galaxy 1 is like the go-to song for that for people like Shay Frillis, but I might throw in the BIS final boss theme.
Oh, you have to.
Gamer Rage.
Yeah, that might have to be a Gamer Rage theme. I think it might be.
I'll just have to see what movie I put it over and see how the tone of the script lines up.
Mm-hmm. So what you got to play? So how many games are we going to get Biff to add to Biff's list? Chat. We added Breath of the Wild. We added Bowser's Inside Story. Well, what else? What else has got to be in there? There's got to be something else, right? What else he thinking about playing? Chat. Let me know what I can harangue him into playing some more of. Link the Faces of the CDI game. Of course. So like again, I didn't 21 Biff. Like you've aged me 10 years. I hope you realize you by revealing that. I hope you realize that.
I hope you know. There were like 3 different points in that stream where I held off making you're being nostalgic for the days where Nintendo made vacuum cleaners joke. when are we getting the Sir Musty every Nintendo vacuum cleaner tier list?
No, listen. Fuck you. Hey, listen. Alfonso making the Mike Scrimblow console was the Virtual Boy. That hurt me. All right, you saying the vacuum cleaners would have killed me. Fuck you. Okay.
No, and the OST. Come on, rank the vacuum cleaners.
Oh yes, right. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course I will do. Yeah. Oh, ranking all the old toys Nintendo used to make. Oh, the Ultrans, guys. The Ultrans an underrated classic.
You forgot and the OST.
Get out of here.
I think about the title of the ice cream tier list more than I should.
That was a funny shit post. I should remember to do another one for this April Fool's. I should remember to do another one. I forgot this year, but next year I won't disappoint, guys. I won't disappoint. What else was I going to segue into chat? Is there anything else you want to ask Biff, chat? Let me know. I forgot there was something I was going to ask, but then you threw me off with the boomer joke. Oh no, I was going to segue from like, so obviously since you're very Zoomer coded. So what is it? DS and Wii? Was that your generation? Was that your go?
Yeah, DS and Wii was what
DS was yours, yeah.
I think I've said before, but like, I got my DS on the day that my brother was born, and I was more enamored with that. I'm like, holy shit, I get to play Yoshi Falls in the palm of my hand?
No, and I said, no, Biff, you have to hold your little brother and have a cute picture. Oh, man, Yoshi's Island, the Yoshi Falls? That's crazy. Thanks, Mom.
We got that. We got it. We printed it on a bag, and then I just went and played Yoshi Falls. God,
that's funny. It's on the same day as well. So, like, you were just like, yes. I mean, to be honest, that's a perfect timing from your parents, because it meant that, like, the attention that was now gone from you is now, you can just play video games now. Video games is there.
I was given it because it was the day my brother was born.
Oh, yeah. So you could commemorate this wonderful occasion by having your Nintendo DS. Amazing. What would you say is like your most nostalgia game? What sends you back to all the way back to the late 2000s?
I think at the start of the Wii video, I had like the selection of like, besides Mario Kart Wii, there was also Galaxy, Wii Party, Wii Sports Resort. And
what about like? I'm looking for those like off. Like, is there any like off meta picks, like all carnival games for like the Wii or something? You know, because obviously
yes, but yes, carnival games.
I'm looking for like, is there any off meta picks as to like one of those nostalgia games? Because like everyone loves the Galaxy, everyone was there for new Super DS. What are those like off meta picks for Biff? What's like your most off meta pick?
Growing up, I had a Game Boy Advance, I think SP, the one with like the Mario tattoo thing on it.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I I've only ever had 4 games on that. There was Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. But
Wait.
those were the last 2 that I got. The 2 that I had, and I do not know how this ever kept my attention, was some FIFA game. I don't even remember which one.
You into football? Damn, football crazy.
Oh no, I was so bad at it. Like I kept like scoring so many goals. I'm like, oh wow, this is so easy. Why is they not putting up any resistance, and why is it getting so much more difficult in the second half? I was scoring in my own goal the whole time. And there was also Happy Feet on the Game Boy.
Happy Feet on the Game. Wait, if we're talking about movie tie-in games, I think what came with my Game Boy, but like if I'm going with an off, because obviously mine was what, GBA GameCube. That's like my peak nostalgia musty era. My one has to be with my original Game Boy Advance SP when I got that. I got 2 games with it. One that my mom bought me, which was Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. The one that it came with, which was Finding Nemo, the game. Now, bearing in mind, at this point, I'd still not watched the movie yet. So, like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Where's Nemo? I found him. I'm playing as him. Why can't he just go home? So, like, I'm beyond confused as a kid. But then, like, when I watched the movie after, like, that's the level from the game. I was like soy pointing every time. And they reckon don't worry, I put the rock in the thing to block it. That was from the game. That was from the game. Like, it was amazing. So I did it in reverse order. That's like my off-pit nostalgia game. What about you, Chad? What have you got?
You didn't see the Finding Nemo One Last Seen Biff Weed video first, and that's why you didn't understand.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's what it is. I didn't see that first. Well, that's like my off-meta pick. I got a Hot Wheel games for the Wii. Hot Wheels, that's crazy. Rabbids Go Home. I said that's kind of off-meta. Rabbids were big in like the Wii, so.
I want Rabbids Go Home.
That's. I would say that's. I'll classify that as off-meta. Cars 2. What is that? What the tie-in game?
Cars Racer-Rama, my beloved.
Surf's Up for the PS3. Someone had that for the PS3. A lot of people. I mentioned Carnival Games, and a bunch of people went Carnival Games by Scrimbly Gwimbly. Hell yeah! So I just thought the most random game I could come up with. Ranking every Finding Nemo level and the OST.
And the OST.
Like that and the OST is like rapidly making its way up the catchphrase ranks. I hope you realize that just because of you. I'm trying to think of any more, but that was like the most off-meta pick I can go. I had like a lot of movie. I know the Wii era was still kind of going strong, but like movie tie-in games were massive. I don't know how many of you guys are old enough to remember that. Every fucking film coming out had a movie tie-in game, like in the GameCube, PS2/Wii, PS3 era. There were so many of them, man. And also another, if I'm going slightly off-meta again, wrestling was big in the 2000s as well, like WWE or WWF as it was called before then. I used to have a lot of those wrestling games, like SmackDown versus Raw, like WrestleMania. I had so many of those. And it also helped that like I had a bunch of other siblings, so we used to play fight wrestling and role players all the time as well. Wrestling was another one. I had to go slightly off meta as well.
One of mine was Animal Genius. So we got any Animal Genius.
What the hell is that? What is that? What was that on?
That is like
I'm looking at
a collection. That is like I think a kind of educational collection of mini games that I played when I was like 6 or 7.
86% of users like this game. Sorry, continue.
I honestly, there have been times I've thought, do I want to go back to Animal Genius and make a video ranking all the games and the OST?
He's going to throw that in as often as he can now. There's a mini games that test animal smarts, quick thinking, and instincts on the quest to win 25 animals that live in 5 different habitats across the world: rainforest, Arctic, grasslands, ocean, and woodlands. That is definitely an off-meta pick. I'll give you that.
The Chameleon game goes hard. I can't lie.
The chameleon one in Animal Genius. Hell yeah. That goes hard. Is there anyone else? I only had a WWE game for the DS. They made it for the DS? Oh, Biff, do you have any opinions on the Spyro Skylanders? Oh, yeah, the Toys to Life shit must have been big when you were young. Like, I kind of phased out of that. So how many of you guys were into the Toys to Life shit?
The first 3 games, I was like, oh, that was a bad hyperfixation.
Oh, really? Was it bad? Yeah. Fuck.
I've got like an entire box in the recording cupboard.
Really? In the recording cupboard as well.
Where I've just got all the ones that I collect. I passed the torch along to my brother for the final 3 games. But like those first 3, those were mine. That was my special interest.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Like I said, it was a bit past my prime, but. It seemed like everyone younger than me that I knew had a Toys to Life game. Disney Infinity. So what was it? Disney Infinity or was it Skylanders? Which one? What's the peak one, chat? Which one's the one?
My brother was into Disney Infinity. We played that a good bit, and we did a lot of like PvP stuff. We could make like a tier list of
and the OST, and the OST, and the OST, and the OST. Okay, just making sure.
Like, I think if ever you were to play Disney Infinity with someone, and you're like, oh, we'll play a bit of PvP. If they pick like Syndrome or Dash, get them out of your house.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Is that like those like the griefing picks?
That's like Dash's whole gimmick is that like he's really fast, and he's the only non-car character who can move around that fast. So realistically, no one's ever going to catch him, and if he hits you, you're basically dead in one shot.
No.
And Syndrome, I mean, you've seen The Incredibles. You know
I've seen
Syndrome
it.
fights.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to catch him monologuing because if you don't, then I guess you're dead. Eh?
Yeah. Otherwise, if he manages to catch you in the 0 point energy, not only are you not getting to play the game, you're not even going to die. You're just kind of going to be at his mercy of like whenever he decides to let you go.
There's something charming about like PvP in the era before online where they did not have to give any sort of a shit about balance. It's amazing. I remember like I think if we're going like super turbo boomer example, I remember like one friend invited me around to his house, and this is like we were kids, so like obviously when you're a kid you're a piece of shit, because this friend, like I was like what 8, 9, he had an N64. Now I hadn't seen an N64 at this point. Like, I had a PS1 growing up, so I was like, oh shit, N64. So we played GoldenEye, and he decides to play like Oddjob, who's the one character who's like half the height of the rest of the cast. So you have to like manually angle the camera low, and it's very hard to hit him. So obviously he decides to play that and beat me, and I'm like, you're just cheating. You're cheating. You have to stop playing Oddjob. You have to stop playing Oddjob. And he wouldn't stop playing Oddjob. It's his house, so he gets to be player one. He gets to play Oddjob. No. He was just pissed at me because when he came around to my house, I beat him at Melee. So this was his way of getting back at me.
I had one of my childhood friends as well. I would go around to their place a lot, and we'd play Smash Brawl. And like they were not great at losing, which was like they will kick my ass if we played Smash nowadays. Like they are a much better player than me. Back then though, I was a lot better at Brawl, and there was one time I just remember they set themselves to like a level 9 CPU and pretended like they hadn't, like, I called them out like, dude, I just saw you change yourself to a level 9 CPU, like you're not getting anything past
so
me.
they could be,
and
that's cheat. That's so bad.
You know what the best part was? I fucking won that game.
No way. So what? I think the Smash 4 equivalent would be like setting like a maxed out amiibo against you because they couldn't win. Oh, that's evil. Yeah. They tried it. They tried. That was funny as hell, but oh, bro, what a game that game was. Fucking nothing. You say your friend was bad at losing. I genuinely think I was probably like one of the worst like ever made, because I would whenever my brother would beat me at like, or who's close to beating me in like Melee or Brawl, I would just straight up turn the console off. Like, it was to the point where, like, if I did, my mum, like, they said that they would complain to my mum and have the whole console taken away. So it was, like, mutually assured destruction. And, like, and a lot, you know, the sad part, you think that would be enough of a deterrent? Oh, if you turn off the console and don't let me, like, get the winning screen, none of us are playing video games. I took that trade offer. That's the worst part, Biff. I took that trade offer more often than I shouldn't have. I would rather have the whole console gone for the rest of the evening than lose to my brother.
I respect it. It
was bad. Every now and again, whenever me and my siblings, because like we're all like old now, so like every time me and my siblings saw like us playing video games again, that always gets mentioned every time. Like, guys, come on, man! I was used to winning all the time. I was never used to losing.
One of the worst examples I saw of like that same friend who I played Smash with. You know the Mario versus Luigi mode in
that got plenty of play in the playground, bro. Shit, that was a classic.
We only managed to play it a few times, but it was really fun. There was a core gaming memory for me is like we're on the blue bricks level. Oh yeah. They like ground pounded thinking they had me. I just kind of moved out of the way, let them go through the bottom of the map, and we were playing outside in their back garden. For context, they just kind of walked up to the landfill bin and chucked their DS.
Fucking hell, that's crazy. Right, someone's at my door. Biff, do the thing again. Someone's at my door.
All right. The person at the door is just trying to get in the video, isn't it? All right. What's going on in chat? Oh, I think he's forgotten to mute himself out here. Have a younger brother, and I literally do not do easy on him at all because I want to teach him. Yeah, never ease up on your siblings. There have been plenty of times growing up where I would beat my brother in games so bad that he would start crying, and you know what? It taught him well. It taught him how to lose. Sir Misty turned into a no. Oh my God, he's Chair Misty. No way, he's on the chair side of history. Ranking the person at the door and the OST. I was being funny. That's supposed to be my job. I'm supposed to be the funny one right now. I'm supposed to be on the funny side of history. Ranking every crying child and the OST. Yo, actually, that would go hard for like a FNAF video. Ranking every purple guy victim and the OST.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Have the video game rage moment that ends up going with crazy physical lashing. I don't think anything's gone that far, not quite. Ranking every hot orange juice flavor and the OST. You're just trying to get in the video.
My apologies, Biff. God damn, that's twice now. I've left you in charge.
Oh, good. I'll be completely honest. I was expecting I'd be the one that's getting constantly pulled away.
You know, there's no, but I usually never do. I'm usually very good at leaving this block of time empty, but. Someone knocked on my door saying, "Hey, are you interested in voting?" And I'm like, "I'm a young voter. I don't vote. You know how it goes." Or young, relatively speaking, anyway. It's all of you.
I think you weren't muted for it, so I just kind of tried to talk over it in case it was anything private.
Oh no! Well, thank you about that. It was just they were just like, "Hey, do you want to vote? Do you want to vote, bro?" And I'm just like, "I'm all right, thank you."
Yeah, most of the time you've been gone, it's mostly just been people saying ranking.
Yeah, you've memified the joke. Thank you for that, Biff. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Big fan. The OST is the doorbell. Well, my doorbell has a nice ding chime to it, so you never start off with your best doorbell. Fucking shut up. I've had enough of this already.
Yeah, I hear all the door knocking Andy's in the chat. But you're wrong doorbell.
Yeah. Door knocking is superior. Doorbells are in obsolete tech. No, wrong. L Musty. Yeah. Musty fell off.
Yeah,
The doorbelling community as well. They get crazy. And then was it 1 month later? My message to the doorbell community. It's just face cam, just me like with a sad face in the thumbnail. I didn't want to have to make this video, guys.
All the sleeper agents, as soon as you mention liking the doorbell, oh no, it's overrated.
Oh yeah. And then there's like fancy 1%ers that like use a knocker, like instead of knocking the door with your hand, they have like one of those fancy ones that attach to the door. Oh yeah, those. Yeah, no, get those guys out of here. Get those guys out of here. Anyway, OSTs. Like honestly, I should really. This is the kind of thing that'd be perfect for a second channel, to be honest. Which I really should start. I should start doing shit post rankings. Doorbells killed my grandma. Brad, I'm so sorry. So what were you gonna say?
I was just kind of agreeing with what you were saying.
I need a second channel just for more shit posting because I'm getting too many ideas. I'm getting too many ideas that wouldn't make the Sir Musty Kart unfortunate. I'm so sorry, guys. The doorbell one just wouldn't pop off. I'm sorry. I'd get like all the graph numbers would be down. It would make me sad. All right, it would be very very sad. So Tuesday. I'm gonna have to. I do have a second channel. I just don't upload to it, so I need to.
Or Sir Morsty.
Some more. Biff, you're giving me too many ideas. All right, I'm taking that idea, and I'm not giving any credit. All right, I take Gamer JGB's clips, and I forget to give him credit, so I'm gonna forget to give yours as well. It's the same, yeah.
I do credit him in the description. I'm on the right side.
I forget way too often. I feel so bad when like a month later I credit him, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm so sorry, Gamer.
I kept like usually I'm able to just kind of commit it to memory when I'm in the middle of
lucky you are. No chance.
But like when. For the 8 ranking, because it was like such a massive project, I actually had a Google Doc.
Google documentation. Oh my god.
Google documentation.
That's crazy. I always feel fancy whenever I have to rip out one of those as well.
I don't, because it's become a daily occurrence for me.
Oh yeah, for me it's either just make some like rough notes on my phone, or I just do it off the dome. So whenever I have to whip out the Google documentation, I'm just like, woof. I'm feeling fancy today.
Whip out the 20,000 word script.
Oh. Hey man, it's all off the dome, baby. I've got this brain rot committed to memory.
I'll see how the Kart ranking goes with when I do that unscripted, maybe next week. For
Oh shit! Well, that's going to be unscripted, is it? Oh shit! Okay, unscripted bit.
Just because just kind of see how it goes. Because I think I've got 8 or 9 scripted videos planned for the rest of the year. We'll see how many I actually get done.
So you want some more unscripted? You want some more unscripted Biff out there? Ooh. Crazy. Thank you, Jacob, by the way. Everyone's saying thank you, Jacob.
Everyone said, can we get some handshakes in the chat for Nemesis Blood, right?
Absolutely. Mason says, Musty Biff, if you guys were ever to rank Super Mario Kart, if you either haven't already. I think I did. I did do a stream where I ranked Super Mario Kart, but again, I forgot to check my audio beforehand, and it sounds fucking atrocious, and it would be like way too much it'd be way too much effort for me to engineer the audio to sound listenable for Super Mario Kart, if I'm being honest. So, I wouldn't, maybe someday I'll do it again, where the audio doesn't sound like I'm in the middle of a fucking well, but I don't know if I have that energy. I'm gonna be honest. It's Super Mario Kart. You know what it is, Biff? I think people only want me to rank Super Mario Kart because it's the only one I haven't. When I'm at this point in my life, I would literally rather. I have an arcade not too far from me, like 10 minutes away. I'd literally rather just put in a bunch of money to play all the arcade GP tracks. I'd rather do that at this point than play Super Mario Kart ranking.
Yeah, I Super Mario Kart I think is the only game in the mainline series anyway that I have not played in any capacity, because I'd say the ones that I've played extensively is DS onwards, and I guess technically 64 as well, because I played it enough to be comfortable enough making the video.
Mm-hmm.
But Double Dash, I played one round on Luigi Circuit at my cousin's place once, and I met up with a friend from America, actually, who was on a trip to the UK a month or two ago, and we went to a barcade, and there was a GameCube there, and we're like,
oh my god, the barcade I go to has a GameCube as well. I'm like, yes. I'm usually because I'll see them playing sometimes. I don't know about you, Biff, but I don't have listen. I like to think that I'm okay with talking to people. I don't mind approaching strangers and talking to them. But the moment you mention gaming, I'm just I retract to me being a 16-year-old socially anxious little boy again, because I'm just I see 2 people playing Mario Kart. I'm there's 2 controllers there. I could just grab one and be like, yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? But I'm just I don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother them, man.
I'm too introverted to be in the bar in the first place without someone I know taking me there, man.
No, I don't mind going. I don't mind talking to people in any other instant. The worst part is I've jumped in on someone's Time Crisis game and played Player 2. But when it comes to the fucking GameCube games, I'm oh shit, I don't want the brain rot to leak and me to show my power level too much, you know? Because I'm fuck, I don't want to do. Guys, I played the. Do you guys know about Double? And they just walk away scared. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I just love GameCube. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to scare you away.
You're oh my god, guys, did you know that the DK Mountain was actually a reskin of
Waluigi Pimple? Guys, gamers! Hey, we love Mario Kart, don't we? No, guys, come back, no, please, I'm sorry. Oh man, yes, I don't know what it is. Again, I'll happily jump in when someone's playing Guitar Hero and play Player 2. I've done that before. I've done that with Time Crisis. I've done that with a couple of other games. I've done it with Mario Kart KGP. But at the moment someone's playing the GameCube and they're playing a game I recognize, I'm just that's when the nerves kick in. I don't know what it is, Biff. How do I combat that? Help me, Biff. Help me.
What you do is you go up to them and say, "Hey, you want to do a tier list on every drink at this bar?"
What did I expect an actual answer? It's just going to be that joke over and over again, isn't it? To be fair, it's justified. It's what I've made. It's what I've made my channel. Okay, it's justified. But Saul, thank you for the $5, man.
If you're coming to me for tips with social anxiety, mate, I don't.
That's kind of my. I kind of tied my own noose there, aren't I? What about GCN Mario Tennis Remake, which is OST included? I might do someday. I might do that someday. It's not on the plan right now. If you're asking me right now what do I have the Wonder video, which I'm slowly chipping away at. I have a Tour video. I have been playing Tour, by the way, guys. I've been playing Tour. I'm just going to do a short video about Tour and how I feel about Tour as a whole after playing it for a couple of weeks. And then a couple of Pokemon videos as well, ranking each Pokemon in each generation, what have you. So yeah, well, I've got some stuff. I've got enough stuff in the works right now where I'm not really interested in doing a redo of my Double Dash one at the moment. So I think I've got 4 or 5 on the go. So what were you gonna say, Biff?
I'm a recovering tour addict, 9 months.
We actually proper?
Not so much oh my god, I can't get enough of this game. More if I literally have nothing to contribute to anything, or if I'm just want to spend my lunch break at work doing anything more productive than doom scrolling Twitter.
Honestly, listen, I don't blame you. I don't
Cart.
blame anything to get you off that doom scrolling Twitter. I had to uninstall it. I'm not even kidding. But real quick, just to say, I did play Pipeline before it went. By the way, just to clarify, I did play
So did
Pipeline.
I like that track.
Yeah, but I'd never played Pipeline before, so it was my first time playing it. So everyone was like, "Must you have to start playing Tour now?" And it's like, I did make sure I played it. So just to clarify that. Was it going to say? Oh yeah, doom scrolling. Like, bro, I had to uninstall it. Like, do you know what it was? I perfectly crafted my. It was so annoying, Biff. I perfectly crafted my Twitter algorithm to just give me cat videos, dog videos, and the occasional meme video. It was perfect. Twitter was actually perfect for me for a while. My For You page on Twitter. The moment like the Trump shit happened, immediately I was getting so much politics on my feed, and I kept clicking. Like normally, like when it comes to these sorts of like algorithms, you have to prune them yourself. You have to deliberately click not interested, don't feed me this, and then eventually after a couple of refreshes, they'll like fix it because they want you to stay on the app. Remember, they really want you to stay on the app. So if you keep clicking not interested, they'll eventually start finding things that you like. I kept clicking not interested, and it kept still giving me that shit. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. This is so. It's like a switch flipped. So I'm like, I had to just get off. I just got off the app because I'm like, it's not worth it. Even TikTok is bad. My TikTok algorithm is perfectly crafted. Just give me funny gaming ha-has. Like I found this I've been following this one series on my TikTok where it's this guy who was invited to a Minecraft SMP and is just harassing everyone, and I'm just like, I'm here for it, brother. That's the sort of content I want. I don't want fucking Trump this, Trump that. I'm like, that's above my pay grade, brother. I don't know. That's not my jam, okay?
Yeah, that's not even our country.
That's what I'm saying, man. Fuck. It's crazy, but yeah, I had to get off to it. You need to get. If you have to uninstall it, man, it's not good for you. All right, it's not good for you,
I have
lad.
to keep updating the media thread.
Was that? Oh, you can keep it in the media. Oh, man, poor guy.
If people don't know when I finish playing Mario and Luigi Dream Team, then what's even going to be the point in finishing?
Oh, man. Biff's Twitter usage, 2 seconds updating the thing, 10 minutes. Oh, the world's going to end. The world's going to end. Actually, since I know you're a Zoomer, I think it's actually a very good question. Because I've been meaning to. I ask every person who's like 10 years younger than this question because I think it's genuinely fascinating. But like, I feel like there's like general like. Because like I think if there's one thing that signified millennials growing up is that more often than not we kind of had like a bit of optimism about the world as a whole, whereas when I look at the Zoomer generations I feel like it's the complete opposite for you guys. Would you say that rings true in like your experience?
Honestly, I just see a lot of cynicism from everyone. I very rarely see anything optimistic.
That's such a shame. Like, I think that's the saddest bit about you. I laugh at you Zoomers all the time. I really do. But at least when I was younger, though, like when I like in my more formative years, like the world just generally had a more optimistic tinge about it. Whereas now it just feels like it's the reverse, man.
Yeah, I think it's just becoming more aware of stuff. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you guys are just like more aware that like the planet is dying, the animals are leaving. I'm like, I didn't at least figure that shit out until I was like 25. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of, if I don't show up for my next shift, I'll lose my house. So I can't care about that at the moment. I got to do me. But like for you guys, like you've been told since you were 10 years old, Taylor Swift's private jet is doing more carbon emissions than the whole world combined. It's like, how do you fucking even bother? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of this thing, man?
Yeah.
You guys are all cynical. And just before you say something, just to cut someone off, so I love being a hater. It's great. There's a difference between hating. I love being a hater too. Believe me, I will be there no matter what. But there's a difference between like being a hater and just like the pure cynicism of the world. I feel like that's just unfortunate, Biff. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a difference between like playful hating and like a genuinely
Like
negative
pure
outlook
like
on
disdain
life.
for the world. I'm just like,
Yeah.
man. I ain't got the time for that, man. I don't have. Do you know what it is? I just don't have the energy for that anymore, Biff. Like I think as you get older, you just realize that I'm just like. Man, like it's fun to hate things like in a playful way. It is. It's amazing. I love it. It makes for fun. Content-wise, it's the stuff that people want to see the most from me. And just like for myself, it's fun. I like hating on things. It's quite fun. But like if you ask me, do I have like a bone of it? Whenever someone leaves a comment on one of my videos, and it's like their first time here, like Musty, you're such a Musty. You seem like you're so miserable. It's like, brother, I've not been happier in my life than I am right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, mate.
You and the Australian man would get along great because he gets comments like that all the fucking time.
Yeah. Honestly, I like being, mad about video games. Yeah, but then like, brother, like I'm gonna get married soon, man. I'm fucking happy as hell. You kidding me? Like I'm living my best life right now.
Yeah, Like, I'm going on another trip in December to meet those friends that I've mentioned meeting up with last
Hell
summer.
yeah, man.
So like I'm looking forward to that too much.
That's good, man. Honestly, you should meet. That's good, Bill. I'm happy for you, man. You gotta find the joy in this world. I tell you, you gotta find the joy. You gotta find the joy in this world. Oh my God, that's me. Bowser, dude. He's talking about you. That's crazy.
It's Samuel.
It's Samuel. It's Sam the Bowser man, eh?
We'll say hi when we're there.
Oh yeah, we'll say hi. I'll say hi to him on Friday. Don't worry. I'll give him my highs and hellos. Is there anything else you wanted to ask Biff chat? Oh, listen, if you gotta go somewhere, don't let me keep you. By the way, Biff. Let me keep you.
Free the rest of the day.
All right, just making sure. I don't want you to still be here.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you bring up the gaming with Sam on Friday because we actually played Mario Kart last night. I didn't realize it kept track of your stats against your friends.
Oh yeah.
So I joined the lobby to be greeted with 1 to 15.
Oh,
that's not just a me skill issue thing, by the way. That is like we played it in a group of 10 of us last night.
That's right.
I don't think there was a single race where Sam finished less than a quarter of a lap ahead of everyone else.
What the fuck? Sam, what the hell? You know, if anything, that's an L on Sam's part. When you're playing with friends, you gotta tone it down. Like, you gotta hide your power level, Sam.
Like the rest of us generally know what we're doing. Sam's just one of the funniest taunt to get bodies I've ever. Well, I wasn't there for it, but I got told afterwards. I think it was So Sam, one of his favorite series is Mega Man.
Oh yeah, he's a Mega Man Andy. Which one's the best one, Bowser? Do you tell me in the chat? What are you gonna say? Continue.
And I forget if it was like 2 or 5, but like our other friend DJ, shout out to DJ. He said, "Hey Sam, let's do a speedrun competition. See who can get through this Mega Man game the fastest." And he set himself up for embarrassment. Like,
all the chest puffing like words. Was that all it was?
Yeah, like he got to the title screens like, all right, which Robot Master do I pick first? Sam was like frame 1, immediately knows which one's the most practical to pick.
Man, that's crazy.
Mega Man 2, I want to say, and you just like immediately okay.
Metal Man. He went straight to Metal Man if it's Mega Man 2. Lord knows I do every time. Yeah. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Like, it reminds me of what's it like? It's like when I first met my neighbor. My neighbor was also a Mario fan. He just heard like that. Oh, like because he heard that. Oh, there's this guy next door. He's like really good at Mario, and he's like, I bet he's not that good. And when I first like played against him, it was like, yeah, I bet I'm gonna beat you, Mario versus Luigi, pal. And then like, yeah, I just listen. I was an introvert as a kid. Okay, I was playing Mario up the arse. All right, I ended up beating him, and I did not feel bad about it. I was like, oh, my power level. Yeah, I will succeed you.
Want to get bodied.
To get bodied. That's how it is. What do you say? 3 is my favorite, but 11 is the man. 3 sucks. I'm not gonna lie about it. Me and Bal's are gonna fight about that on Friday. But 3's why Mega Man 3's an overrated flop.
I think 3 was my least favorite of the ones that I played, but like the only one that I can say was like I like the first 3 and 11. Those are the only 4 that I played.
That's why I said favorite, not best.
But like if I don't think I could have played the first 3 without save states. I'll be completely honest.
No! See, you're lucky. 21-year-old Musty. If we were the same age, I would have harangued you for that.
This Unreal. Was like 4 years ago, give or take, so maybe it'd change if I go back to it. But like, I just remember, in the final castle in 2, where it's like you need every single shot of
the crash bomb. Oh yeah, I hate that shit so much.
That is awful. That is
just horrible game design, bro. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that shit. I hate that boss so much. There have been instances where like I straight up just like skip that one when I do a replay. Like in the same way when I play 3, I just skip the Doc Robot levels, man. It's fucking boring, bro. I don't want to play that shit.
Yeah, I want to play the rest of them sometime. I've got both the Legacy collections, and I didn't know the 1 through 3, but I haven't touched them in like half a decade. Oh,
you should definitely. I recently played the Legacy collection. I did it like 2 months ago. I played all 10 of the ones in the Legacy collection. I did at least 7 and 8 for the very first time, and I thought they were fun. They were quirky in their weird, early gaming era ones, especially like 8 with its fucking PS1 cutscenes where the voice acting was just very video game voice acting. Like I think it gets crazy in places. It really does. But the games were fun. They're just obviously on my favorite. I would say like 10 is probably my favorite one of the bunch. 10 is the GOAT. Okay, 10 is the GOAT.
I think the only one that felt like a fully streamlined experience out of the four.
Yeah, definitely. I would say I haven't played 11 yet, so I got to make sure I play them. Mega Man 2 fans when I attempt to play Wily Stage 4. I like 10. 10 feels like the most complete Mega Man in terms of like difficulty, the boss weapon, like the boss fights feel really fun, especially on hard mode. 10 on hard specifically is probably the best one, easy, because like the bosses get like an extra attack in their patterns, which make a lot of them much more tougher. Except what's it, Chill Man? He's still fucking easy as shit. But the rest of them are like really compelling on hard modes. All the weapons feel really fun to use as well, and 10 on hard. 10 on hard is my go. 10 on hard with just Mega Man. I like base and Proto, but just give me Mega Man. Just give me just standard Blue Bomber. I like it. You gotta play him, Biff. You gotta play him or I'm having a fight with you.
I do want to at some point. I've got quite the backlog that I still got to get through. So I started Dream Team when I was on holiday last month and never quite finished it. But I really like what I've played so far. I still got. I don't know why, because it's been a year and it's one of my top 2 favorite games of all time, but like I still have not gone back to 100% Celeste.
Oh no, Biff! Oh no! Oh, to be fair, I haven't either. I don't blame you. It's hard, man. That game's fucking hard as shit, dude.
It's like I don't know if I'm quite built for it. I don't. It's not necessary for me to love it, give it a 10 out of 10, and move on with my life.
Yeah, that's what I did. Like I got to what's it? Like what's that like? There's this like post game level where like you go to the mountain like after, like way after. That's when like I gave up, bro. I was like that. I'm just gonna watch a cutscene. Is that okay? Because I was not built for that level, man. Some of the seasides as well. I'm just like the base game was like tough, but like I've played platformers. You know, I'm a platforming guy. I can beat this. Some of the B sides were like, okay, all right, brother. Who'd you make this for? A robot? Like, did you make this for tasks? Like, is this mysterious speed on a task gonna come after this? Like, what's happening here? I can't be dealing with this, brother. And yeah, that final level was just like.
That's my Portal 2 still my go.
Portal 2, my beloved. But so, would you say that's the 2 of your top 2 games of all time? I think I did what's it, a video where I did like there was this like image that went around. Was it about you video games? Yeah. Have you seen that? Oh, yeah. Biff. Oh my god. So nice. And I think I put Breath of the Wild as my number 1, my best game of all time. And I think I'd keep it there. Right now, if you ask me, I'd still keep it there. It's so good. It's so good, man.
In addition to the top 3, Pikmin 3 Deluxe might be top 3 now, but I think even then, the gap between that and Celeste and Portal 2 is still like noticeable. It's like they're top 2 by like a substantial enough margin.
Hell yeah! I'd put Celeste in my top 10. I'd confidently say that would probably make my top 10. What else would go in there? I think Hades is definitely a big shout as well. I fucking love it. Hades, man. Hades. Fucking love Hades. I think Bowser's Inside Story would go up there as well. I think one of the Galaxy games, or maybe just both. I'd put them both together. I like Mario Galaxy 1+2 would make my top 10.
They're 2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah, so it's literally just Mario Galaxy 1+2 would probably be up there. Would any of the 2D Marios make my top 10? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, I think the most oddball pick that I'd have for my own top 10, there's this game my friend got me to play called Before Your Eyes. It's on Steam. It's more or less like an interactive movie where like the cutscenes play out and the controls, like you can look around and you can blink to progress things if you've got your webcam on. That's optional, but I think.
Oh shit! What game is this? I think I heard of this. What was it called again?
Before Your Eyes.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it. Before Your Eyes. I think I remember seeing PewDiePie play that ages ago. I'm like, this game looks incredible. What the hell?
The art style is lovely. The music is just gorgeous. And the story is like.
I've been meaning to play that for a while. Did I get it on Steam? I think I did.
It's a 2-hour game. It is.
Okay, I don't have it on my Steam, but like,
when I say it is an interactive movie, I mean that in terms of length as well. Like, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's there to take you on the story rather than giving you mind-blowing gameplay. And normally I'd be like, just make like a movie. Like, why does it need to be like? But no, I think absolutely makes the most out of its unique control gimmick. I think it really helps you put yourself in the shoes of the main character, because like the entire game is supposed to be like, the context is the main character, which is you reliving your life and retelling it to the ferryman, and is the direction it goes caught me so off guard.
Ooh, I might have to. Don't tell me anymore. I might have to figure this out for myself. So while the chat's giving me some of theirs, due to my nostalgia, Return to Dreamland is my number one. That is a good Kirby game. I enjoyed that. Although if I was to have my Kirby as my Scrimblow GOAT, it'd probably be Forgotten Land. I don't know if you played Kirby in the Forgotten Land on the Switch.
I want to.
One to add to the list. It's not like a so musty must play like Breath of the Wild is, but that's one to add to the list. It's really good.
Last year, I went on a trip down to England, which is actually why I couldn't be there when you reacted to my DS ranking. Because I was, but while we were there, I brought my DS with me, and I brought my copy of Planet Robobot, which I picked up recently.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I've played Amazing Mirror before. I played Nightmare and Dreamland, and I like both of those games. I like Triple Deluxe. I wonder if Robobot will be able to live up to the. I need to play every Kirby game that has ever been made. Holy shit, that's actually...
I played a bit of Robobot on stream. It was like a 1 game, 1 hour event, and yeah, I played Robobot. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the bit I played of it.
Power Fantasy Incarnate.
It's good. I played it. I think I got it on my 3DS as well. I played like the first couple of worlds. I need to get back into it, finish it. I do. A really good game. Some of the mod chat. Travis says, top 3 are Kingdom Hearts 2, Sonic Adventure 1, Fire Emblem Awakening. I fuck with the Sonic Adventure 1 pick, I really do. I think so, if I was doing a nostalgia, like Scrimblow top 10, Sonic Adventure 1 is like top 3. Like as a game, I don't think I can, in all good conscience, put it in my top 10. Or maybe even my top 20 if I'm being honest. But like, it's a game I come back to like once every like year or 2 years just to beat Sonic's story, maybe E102s and Knuckles for the fun of it as well. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 is one of my Scrimblow goats, for real. And Fire Emblem Awakening is a solid time. Miitopia, I don't know if you played Miitopia.
That's one of the few Mii games that I've not played. I've played the sports series, I've played Wii Party, I've played Tomodachi Life, but I don't think I've ever played Miitopia.
That's one of the ones where I think you should, consider.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely interested. I tend to... It's a lot easier to dedicate time to a movie or a show rather than a game.
It is. It just is. Yeah. Oh, you're just the movie ending. You're not being the shit frivolous allegations.
You've seen the Letterboxd feed. I think it's very funny that like I was going through a marathon of films for a video, and then I see you in my notifications liking the open season review. Like, of course you show up when I'm suffering.
No. But that wasn't on purpose. Whenever I look on my Letterboxd,
I know it wasn't on purpose.
I like everyone's reviews. That's my gimmick on Letterboxd.
No, I know that's what it is. I just think it's a really funny coincidence.
The moment I went on, I saw you watching Mid.
Oh, Mid is generous.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
I straight up like open season fills me with a visceral rage.
I'm so sorry, brother. I would love to join in with the movie chat, but all I've seen is Ultraman Rising this month. I'm cooked, brother.
I've heard such good things about.
Oh, it's a good film. No, I would recommend. I give it 4.5 stars. It's a good one. Ultraman Rising's good, but like that's all I've watched this month. I'm cooked, brother. I am not beat. I watched 50 films last year, and I've barely done 15 this year. I'm cooked, brother.
I think I've I want to say like close to 90 this year. A lot of those have been for the sake of videos. Like I saw you kept up with the 2000s Pixar marathon when I was doing that.
Oh yeah.
And the one open season is far off. That's like I'm taking a look at a bunch of animation studios' debut films, which are mostly really fun, and then there's open season.
Oh, of course. I need to get back into it. I think I don't know if I was to look at my Letterboxd right now. I think there's some stuff on my like to watch list. I just haven't gone around to it, man. I'm just cooked right now. What's on my list, real quick? I do want to see Deadman versus Wolverboy, Deadpool versus Wolverine. I heard that's really good. So
I watched it. It's a fun time. A lot of it's some of it can be pretty annoying, but like I'd say the parts that are really funny are enough to outweigh it.
Yeah, I mean it's a Deadpool film. It has to be annoying in some ways. Let's be real here.
Yeah, not in the endearing way. I mean like the annoys the audience way.
Oh, got it. Well, I'll have to see it. The less I hear, the better, because I've been avoiding it. I've just heard the general consensus is good, so I want to watch it now. On my list, that I like, because I usually add like 10 films on the list that like I have to watch. I have to watch these 10 at least. And I don't think I've even gone to any of these 10 yet, which is unfortunate. Also, Top Gun Maverick, Blade Runner 2048, Lord of the Rings. I've not watched a single Lord of the Rings film. I know. Every time I say that to people, they're like, what the fuck?
I've never watched Lord of the Rings.
When Harry Met Sally, The Iron Claw, Mystery Men, Godzilla -1, La La Land, Drive, and Nice Guys. Those are on my list.
You haven't seen -1?
No, I've not seen.
That's peak. That's actual peak.
I know. Again, I know. But I'm just not movie pilled this year. Again, last year I watched so many movies. I was so proud of myself last year. I think 2023 was single-handedly the year I watched the most movies in my life. I think I'm not even kidding, because I bet I watched like maybe 5 films a year, and I watched 50. Biff, I watched 50 films. Of the best moves. I might have to. I think the best film I watched last year was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know if you've seen that, right?
Oh, I saw that in cinemas, and I'm like, okay, this is really good, but I kind of got a bit tired of it towards the end.
Oh, really? Oh, bruv.
But then on the trip that I took with my friends, including the Samuel, we had a night where we sat down and we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and like knowing how everything works and not having to wrap my head around how jumping works and how the multiverse operates, and just being able to like immerse myself in the characters and their emotions, I'm like, damn, this was like one of my top 20 favorite films of the whole
Listen,
time.
I'm doing the Scorsese pose right now when it comes to Everything Everywhere All at Once, brother.
It's
absolute
like,
cinema.
I did the Danny DeVito I Get It gif. I damn near teared up. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, all I'm saying, as like a first-generation immigrant, any theme with generational trauma, I'll be there no matter what, okay? While I can't relate the hardest, my mom is lovely, there are some moments where I'm just like, the generational gap, man, I feel it.
Yeah.
What was another film? I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I gave 5 stars last year as well.
Oh, of course.
What else did I give high rankings to last year? Barbie movie. Yeah, we love women. Again, the estrogen injection was perfect. Yeah, Barbenheimer, I gave high rankings. Do you know what I didn't see? Again, this was another movie where I was like, you haven't seen this, Musty? The Cat in the Hat.
The Mike Myers one?
Yes, I'd never seen that. It came out in what, 2003? I was 8 years old. That's the perfect age for me to watch like a movie like this. But I just never did.
My friend Ollie has like committed that movie to memory. I'm pretty sure.
No, that movie it was something else. That movie had me in like stitches. And like stitches, like as in I was confused as well. But I'm laughing my guts out. I was just confused. I was confused and in stitches. It was phenomenal. Everyone needs to see that film. It's so good. Elemental, I gave a higher rating than everyone else I know. I gave it like 3.5 stars. I thought it was good.
Okay.
It was good. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but it was good. You know.
The thing is that romance stories really just don't do it for me unless they're done super well. Like from the studio that gave me Wall-E, I'd expect.
Yeah, no, I get it. Relatively speaking, I would say it's like the new Super Mario Bros. U of like Pixar films, where like it's good, but like because we've seen like you do crazy, like is good enough? It's like,
I typically don't judge movies on that standard. If something's good but weak by a studio's standards, I still like it. It's just that I think even on its own merits, I wasn't that into Elemental.
Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm a man in love, so love stories do it for me. I don't know. Maybe I got a cold heart like you, Biff. You ice cold, ice strike heart.
My friends have described me as the most aromantic, asexual person ever put on the earth.
Really?
So you know what? That's probably just me.
Oh, listen. I like a little bit of romance in my films. Okay, if you're wondering why they have a romance subplot in some films, it's a little bit because of me. All right, because I'm a cheesy ass motherfucker. Okay, I kind of like that stuff sometimes.
I see that stuff and I'm like, wow, I could not relate less.
Oh no, that's. Oh man, if you don't mind me asking, are you actually?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. I thought it was like one of those things where like you act it, but you're actually straight or something. But oh shit, that's crazy.
No, I straight up just don't have any interest. I'm like, I see the appeal. I describe it like a game that I put down after 2 hours. Like I see the appeal. I don't really want to go any further with it.
That's man. That's crazy. I love women. A shame that you don't love women, huh?
I do, just platonically.
Oh. Oh, which I think they would classify as better, you know?
I would certainly hope
Yeah,
so.
no, because like they don't have to worry about you creeping on them. It's just me that they have to worry about. I'm the creepazoid.
Oh no, I think
I'm the guy that creeps on them, and then like you like step back, woman. I'll save you. And then we're just like, oh my god, Biff, my hero. It's like, yeah, I was a hero. And then you just walk away like, wait, what? Are you gonna like buy me a drink? And, no, I just wanted to like save you from the creep. That's my interest, Dan.
Yeah. I think I've had that like conversation with a friend. Like, even though like I and anyone that I personally know would know that anything I say doesn't have any like intentions like that behind it, I still worry about coming across like that. So I'm
Well, I don't know. I think that's just called being a man. So like, you know, you might be asexual, but you're still a man. So you have that insatiable worry of not coming across as a creep.
Yeah.
Which ironically enough, the creepy men don't. They don't care. But like, it's the normal guys that are like, oh fuck. Like again, it's the same with like the barcade thing. Like if it's a woman playing like Double Dash, I'm like, I want to like play some Double Dash with you. Like let's talk about video games, man. I got no untoward feelings. I'm gonna get married soon, man. Just let me play video games with you. But I'm just like, no, I don't want to go either. I don't think.
I was like, there's an image I think about. It's like a clip of like screaming Walter White, and it's captioned like me at the sheer thought of making a woman uncomfortable.
Yeah. True. I'm not even. That's so true. Because we love women, don't we, Chat?
Yeah, we love women. Don't we?
But like, I'm just like growing up with like enough like women in my family and friend group. I'm just like seeing like the most like smallest scenario become like a creep fest. I'm just like, fuck, man. I don't want to be that. I want to be anything but be that.
I'm always cautious because overstepping my boundaries is something I worry about doing. So I always like. I always try and communicate to people like, oh, if anything I do or say is out of line, I want to know immediately so that I can.
Oh yeah, no, I do the same as well. Like that's why like it's to the point where like whenever like I react to someone's video and like I feel like I'm a little bit mean, I'm just like, fuck, do I upload this? I feel a little mean. Like I know it's all in good fun. I think I do a good job presenting that it's all in good fun. I think I do an excellent job of that. But there's still a part of me that's like, fuck, man. Oh, I don't want to think I'm in. But then like, you know, some cases like Shafrillis or Albert or Odyssey Central, they'll leave a comment. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Okay, they enjoyed it. They realize. I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. Okay. So I get it always helps when they do. Less for the clout boost, but more for the thank goodness I don't have to delete this in 6 months when I feel like I've been too mean.
Yeah, thank God they're in on the joke.
Yeah, thank goodness they get it, you know, because I've seen enough, as you have been. You've seen enough people in this day and age where they just don't get it. Like you feel like you're doing a good job being sarcastic or like tongue in cheek or being a bit banterous. But some people just, I don't know, operate on like entirely different wavelengths to the point where you think they're alien, eh?
Oh, for sure. I feel like there have definitely been times where I'll say something that could not in any reasonable context be taken at face value, and then being taken at face value, and like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm just like...
They're struggling to pick up on social cues because I do the same. And then there's like just deliberately being obtuse. Like,
yeah. Like it's to the point where like I've probably banned more people from my chat and Discord for being obtuse than like shouting slurs at me. Do you know what I mean? Like I've worked as a security guard for 8 years. Like people have said it to my face. Like it's like I'm rubber, you're glue. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Like it bounces off me and sticks on you. But like someone just going, Musty, you didn't know that was shaped like yours. I'm like, shut up! Get out! You know it's a joke! Oh, you know what I mean? I'm just like, get out of here, get out!
Yeah, I've dealt with obtuse people.
It's like a one case that like sticks in your memory, like rent free.
Is there one?
That like you can recall off the top. Hey, but while you're thinking of yours, for me, I think that happened recently. Actually, I didn't have the time to redact the name, so I'm not going to show the chat. I'll DM it to you though. But like the situations like this will happen, Biff. And when I show it to you, you'll be like, oh yeah, that happens to me sometimes. I'll explain it to you. Don't worry, chat. I'll give you the general gist. But I took this screenshot and I haven't redacted it yet, so I don't want to. It's probably like someone that's 12. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't want.
Sure.
But like it's stuff like this, like across my entire channel. By the way, do you see it?
Oh yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, bro is obsessed. Holy shit.
Yeah, but it would be like someone who does like, so essentially like I sent him a screenshot of someone like, if they found my channel, right? They usually find one of my videos. They'll comment like 1 or 2 comments on that video, and then they'll go to the next video and like hate some more, and the next video and hate some more. And I'm just like, It happens on occasion. It gives me a laugh every time. But I think in this instance, this guy kept commenting on my Mario Kart 8 ranking. So he started off with, really, Mario Circuit's dope. I love the antagram. So he was chill at first. He was chill. And then he carried on like a couple minutes later. Please stop hating on a track when you hate the music. Seems like you're dead set on being a hater. You're actually giving 0 reasons. I feel like I did a good job, but... And then next one, this was during the TikTok clock ranking, because he says, get that shitty iPhone alarm out of there, because I added the iPhone alarm sound to the TikTok clock. I thought it was a funny bit, you know?
That was funny, but I had to...
See, I am Android, so I have no trauma. I was just giving you a PTSD for the fun of it. That was totally mean. If he said that was mean, I'd be like, you know, I agree, that was actually mean. But he said, get it out of here. And then also grumbling, by the way, grumbling in D, not grumble, grumbling in D. You have no sense for game design. I think I just straight up admit it. Listen, I'm a hater. I hate the way that you talk, the way that you walk. If you take a flight, it's gonna be I am Kendrick, and Grumble Volcano is Drake. Okay, I am just a hater. All right. And then he says, and I think it's the worst one, Biff. Do you want to read it off of me? I think that was the worst one. The one at the very top.
The house isn't lame. You're lame.
I was like, that hurt me. I'm just saying that hurt me. You know, because like that's my iconic Seymour, the house is lame. And he threw it right back at me. I was the glue and he was the rubber in that situation. Can you believe that?
Bro went through an hour of the video just to... What was he getting out of that?
I don't know. But I think the way I think about it, which is why these comments don't annoy, I just laugh. I have like a small collection of like these kinds of comments that I've been like, I'm waiting for like years down the line, I want to make a big video ranking every random hater I've gotten throughout the years. I'm actually saving up for that. I have a folder on my pictures. This is going to go in there. But like, I think what it is that while most people don't comment in general, like on the internet, I feel like there's some people, and the OST, yes, Bacon, fuck you up, Biff, you did that to the chat. I think there's some people, like for me, how I rationalize it is that while a lot of people don't comment, like I think on average, like what, 10% of people tend to leave comments on a video, like if it's got like 10k views, it might have like maybe 1k, maybe even less than that. I think most people generally like, see there's an archetype of person who will see that they can leave a comment, and as a result they do. And that's how I see it. It's like they left the comment simply because they could, not because they actually want to say something funny, say something insightful, say that they liked the video or even hated the video. Because I don't mind if people don't like my rankings, obviously. I think that shit's funny. But when it's stuff like this, as I've shown you, it's like they wanted to leave a... It's the same effect as, I think I call it screaming into the TV. Like when I'm watching a football match, for example, I know that these players are far more talented than I'll ever be. Right? I'll run for like a minute and get winded, and these guys are running for 90. Do you know? But like, somebody misplaced a pass that they've done flawlessly 99 times. You're shit! My nan could have done better! But like, am I ever going to say that to his face? No! Never. It was a fleeting moment of anger that passes by. But instead, imagine if I had like a live comment box where I could have typed that. That's the equivalent. That's how I rationalize it. So these people aren't leaving the comments because they want to like change anything. They're like screaming at the TV, but in digital form. That's how I think of it.
Yeah, the equivalent for like the football game would be if they like to what the people in the comments are doing is if they were actually at the games and then went and harassed the players after or on social media. Like at that point,
at that point, I'm just like, are you even a fan at that point? Because it's like, yeah, like Lord no, like the sky is blue, the water's round. I've yelled at Arsenal players before. Of course I have. I love the team, but I'm never saying anything to these people on social media or on FA. No, of course not. What do you mean? Yeah. That's insane.
There's playful hating and then there's just being rude.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is. If I was to meet him, I might make a joke about it, you know. But like, that's how I feel. It's the equivalent of screaming at the TV or screaming on social media, I guess, in the modern day. Where it's like some people just feel like they can, so they do, and so that's why I don't really get too angry at it. I think that's why I'm very good at like maintaining a comment section. I've seen like people with channels like even half or twice my size, we like seem to have a really bad relationship with the comments. And I think I generally tend not to give advice to like people when, because I'm sure you get it when people ask for advice on YouTube and stuff. But my biggest philosophy is that like, I think the best advice is just doing it, because like you learn so much by doing it, and like I've learned everything I know by doing it. So I encourage you guys to just do it, and then you'll learn a lot of stuff. But if there's one thing I would just straight up advise is make sure you have a good relationship with your YouTube comments, because you have to be able to make sure when to like walk away if it's really bothering you. Like I think negativity breeds negativity in the sense that that if you reply only to negative comments, people are going to leave negative comments only so you reply to them. So like that's why on my YouTube comments, you'll never see me reply to a negative comment. I always say thank you so much because I want to encourage that sort of behavior. In the chat, if you say something dog shit, I'll reply to you, but that's because I can get a funny clip out of it. You know, it's funny for the both of us. Yeah. But in like a comment section, like a static comment section, if someone leaves a shitty comment, I'm not going to reply to you. Like I'll leave you by the wayside. If someone leaves some critique, I don't mind replying to that too. But you know what I mean? It's just like you foster the behavior you want to, and I think some people don't realize just how much of an impact that sort of thing has. I think people don't see the small little bits that add up to the big picture as a whole. And then I would say I would encourage everyone to make sure you do that.
I think that an example I could bring up, someone on the Mario Kart 8 video actually like left a very respectful comment, like, "Hey, great video. Just wanted to nitpick one little thing," like self-admitting it's a nitpick, saying,
"Yeah, it's like if someone has that level of self-awareness, they're already in my good graces," you know. But yeah, continue.
They said like, Mute City and Big Blue didn't actually debut in the same DLC pack because they're
one was in DLC, one was in 2, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that they came in 2 DLC packs. I never thought to check which one was which. I thought it was just a safe assumption. Oh, 2 F-Zero tracks, same pack, okay. But then like, they left that comment and they're like, yeah, just in case you didn't know, love the video, and then I replied to him saying, "Oh, I actually never thought to check that, but yeah, I did know about the packs," and I gave them the same explanation I gave you, and then they replied again, and like, "Oh yeah, no worries, easy mistake to make. Love the video again." Like just a very
just a very respectful interaction. And I feel like a lot of interactions can be. Sorry, you finish. If you were going to go on, I was going to waffle on, but continue.
The alternate would be if they commented being like, actually.
Yeah, you see? Because then it's like you've made no attempt to like humanize me. So I'm like, why would I even give you the time of day? Do you know?
Yeah.
So like I think that's it's very important to make sure you have like a good relationship with like how you perceive comments on the internet. For me, it's like, again, for me, I put them in they're just screaming at the TV box, and I just leave it at that. Like I don't think about anything more than that. Sometimes they offer like there's different boxes that you have to be able to put them in, or like different, you know what I mean? Like you get a feel for it as you do it. You're never going to be perfect when you start, but I would say that's one thing I generally advise everyone to do. Everything else, I would just say, hey, just figure it out, man. That's the beauty of YouTube, man. Just upload shit and see what happens. I used to just do this channel just used to be Twitch highlights, but then one of the Twitch highlights ended up fucking blowing up because 70k of you guys saw it. So I'm like, you want to see me waffle about Mario Kart? I'll waffle. Sure, buddy. I'll do that.
I started waffling, typing, and then pasting my scripts into a text-to-speech software about Death Battle. And now here we are with an 85-minute Mario Kart.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I think that's the beauty of it. I think that's the best part of it. So you just got to figure it out, man. So whenever people give me advice for that, I don't mind giving advice for like analyzing video games, but like when it comes to like, YouTube, I'm just like, man, just do it. Just do you, bro. Just do you, bro. Well, I feel like that's hard to convince people to just do them, because like when I grew up with YouTube, but like when I did, like, it was like broadcast yourself. Like, yeah, people just make whatever they want, and that's how you got famous. But I feel like that sort of thing is like very, very hard to do now, and understandably so. So instead, people don't really think about it that same way anymore. At least that's how like maybe I'm just boomer posting when I say that. But especially like there's like subtle ways where like YouTubers kind of conveyed that. For example, on like the creator dashboard, they call it content now. They don't call it videos, because like everything is content now. That's like a subtle change. I think on the YouTube Studio app, like they have like a weekly recap of like all the views and like all the shares you've got. So like even YouTube themselves like play into this angle, so it's understandable why people don't really like think about it and saying, oh, I just want to upload videos and see what happened. But so whenever people come at me with this sort of like mindset, I'm just like, man, just do it, bro. But like I feel like that era of YouTube doesn't really exist in the same way as it used to. What do you think about
that? I think a lot of people go in with the mindset of like, I want this to be a job right off the bat, and like that's not a sustainable mindset.
Definitely not.
Like the money to get from it, that's a nice bonus, but like I'm in it for the love of the game, man. Like
definitely.
My videos, I think this year I have broken the record for worst opening 24 hours of any video I've made in the last like 3 years. But I loved making those videos. I don't care if the One Punch Man OVA ranking did poorly. I got to rewatch like little bonus episodes of my favorite show of all time,
and then talk about it. Yeah, like it's perfect,
a topic that I have literally never seen anyone else on the internet do. So I'm making these kinds of videos for me. I'm making the kind of videos that I would like to just be able to put in the search bar and find. And I typically do. That's like the Mario Kart videos. I got that spot back in the late 20s. I'm still mad that like
He beat you to the punch.
Like shadow dropped it as well. Like I write my script in September, and he shadow drops his in December. Like, okay,
He did that on purpose. I'm gonna like, listen. Me and him, you know, we go way back now. You know, ever since the
put a
collab.
good word in for me next time he's.
I'll be like, you totally scuffed Biff Weed, and he'll be like, yeah, I totally did.
Every other Mario Kart content creator. But damn, I see how it is.
It's no hard feelings, but listen. I DM'd him just the other day.
I say it jokingly. I know.
Yeah.
I don't think he even...
no, I don't think so either. But like, I DM'd him the other day, and he said, "No, that Biff guy's kind of cool. Don't worry." And also, I've been having a video running in the background, and we're almost done with it. We've just been waffling for that long. The Biff cast, you know.
It's been a fun conversation. I'm surprised we ended up like actually getting on like serious topics from Mario Kart.
That's just an average conversation with me. It goes wherever wherever the wind blows. I'll take it there, man. I don't care.
Yeah, it is good to be able to not have your conversations restricted to just one thing. Like if we're talking about stuff in the comments that annoys me. Negative comments I can deal with. I either just delete them or pay them no mind depending on how bad they are.
Yeah.
But if I post something that is not Death Battle related, which is like what most of my audience.
And then someone goes, "Oh, Death Battle, what's the?" I'm just like, yeah, just go home, bro. Like,
it's like. In the context of people saying, "Oh, I followed you for Death Battle stuff, but I'm really glad that you're branching out," like that's cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. I got the same comment on my Luigi U, like what's it, gameplay like highlights thing. People were like, "Oh yeah," even someone was just like, "Yeah, I don't think this is gonna get the same views, but I'm glad you're doing some variety." I'm like, "Yeah, same. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very nice."
Yeah, this has been my worst performing year for content, but it's been easily the one that I've had the most fun making the stuff, and it's I think it is by far the best year for my output. I think I've just been putting out videos that I'm consistently really happy with. There's not one that I look back on like 2 weeks later and like, okay, no, this was shit actually, which was all too common like the last 3 years.
Oh yeah, like I think that's how you can tell you've like progressed as a YouTuber. Like you instead of looking back at the video you posted like 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago and saying it's shit, I want to delete it, you look back at the ones like 6-7 months ago. Like I'm at the point now where like I think back to like my DS rank and I'm just like, I want to fucking nuke this from the planet, but it seems to get like it's always in my top 3 last 48 hours. So I'm just like, hey man, someone people are enjoying it evidently. So I'm just like, hey man, you do you guys, you do you. It's a fucking dog shit ranking. I didn't even play the game before doing it. I just did it off the dome. I did it off the dome and twice. It's a double dome explosion. Because normally I do off the cuff me talking, but like at least play the games. I didn't do either. For that one. But people love them all the same.
I think I didn't do quite the same extent of like replay for the Wii video as I did for the DS one. Like the a lot of the writing I did for that one was also while I was on holiday that year, funnily enough. And then when I came back, I replayed a bit just to affirm some of the placements. But like DS7, 64, and 8, I gave them like the proper long play.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I think I put like 30 hours into 8 Deluxe for that.
Hell yeah. So Bowser, you said what? You don't like doing 8 giant Death Battle season retrospectives in a row? What, crazy, right?
Never do that. Never think, yeah, I'll do 6 videos ranking stuff that'll each be an hour long and not work on anything else. Like, I even though it's definitely aged a bit, I am still so glad I did that One Punch Man Season 1 video when I did, because that was like my reprieve in that year from content.
I was gonna ask that, like, because obviously, like with my channel, it's like if you ask me, like YouTube obviously knows, hey, listen, it's the Mario Kart Andy's watching this, all right? So anything else I upload is not gonna get as much attention, right? And obviously you're kind of in like a similar boat, right? Where like you have like one type of content that would you say is the thing people are there for, and anything else is just kind of thing. Like it's a little bit like disheartening to see the numbers, isn't it? Sometimes, would you say? Like it's a little bit, man. Damn it! Oh, I can't believe this, man. Oh man, you know, like you can't help but think that, can you?
Yeah, I mean, when you do get that one exception, though, that is fucking magic, dude.
Yeah, it is true.
I remember last year there was like a gradual progression from like, the Wii one bombed when I first posted it. That's fine, expected it. Move on, next project. The DS one was like, damn, this actually did pretty well by like low-end Death Battle video standards, and as a bonus, it got some like retroactive attention towards the Wii one. That went pretty good.
Yeah, because like I think that's a sorry. Just I'm doing the cutting off thing again. Finish your sentence.
And then like the 7 one came out, and like that one performed good by Death Battle video standards. Like that got like, I think that's in like my top 10 most viewed videos, and they got a bunch of residual attention towards the Wii and DS ones. So now those two have also performed good by Death Battle.
I think that's what I was going to talk about. Is that like I think when you're transitioning to another type of content, I think it's important that like because like it's always going to start off quite slow because like you have an established audience that wants to watch one thing, but like if you transition to another thing, like it's the backlog. People will see, oh, you made one, and people want to watch much more. Because I know that's how I consume YouTube. Like if I find a new channel that is like, oh shit, this guy's like reviewing like the Mega Man. Like there's one guy that I found recently, like Retro Dude, I think his name was. Like he's a Mega Man guy. I'm like, oh shit, you uploaded a Mega. I want to see like, give me like 7 more of these, bro. Like I know that's how I consume content, and there's a lot of people who do it like that. Like so, you know, I think you have to build that backlog. You have to take the hit early. You know, it's like gambling. You know, 99% quit before they hit big. You know, that's what you got. Yeah. That's how you got to think about it.
It doesn't always work out because like
the
64 and 8 Deluxe ones, like I think it's just because the booster pass is over now. And
yeah, I think the moment's passed, unfortunately.
Like the Mario Kart 8 one is still doing really good by non-Death Battle video standards, and that is getting retroactive attention to the other ones. But it has also been outperformed already by the Death Battle video I posted yesterday.
Yeah. So just to say, someone said that's the reason I'm kind of scared to do YouTube videos. People just might latch onto one certain thing that people won't want to watch any other type of content. I think because like for the longest time actually, this was actually my Sir Musty channel was my second channel. Like my actual second channel was my first one, but I ended up like abandoning it essentially because like that's what happened. Like I had one Overwatch, can you believe it? That like blew up and like got me like 5,000 subscribers on that channel. It's obviously since whittled down because I've basically killed the channel. Like, and then like anytime I tried anything else, I'd get like a fraction in return. I'm just like it is definitely demoralizing for sure. But I think if you want to do something else hard enough, you should just like power through it. I think eventually like it's much better, especially like when you're at the stage where like me and Biff are, where like there's no way this is like usurping the money we make from our actual jobs. So like it's just it should be all for the love of the game, you know? Like that ultimately that's what you're there for. The views can be very tempting. It can be very tempting. It can be very alluring. You might have like stars in your eyes, like yo, I'm hitting the big time, bro. But you gotta remember, listen, man, like this shit gets me like 200 quid a month. All right, that's enough for me to buy like some fun games and a couple of Subway sandwiches. All right, that's all this is doing for me. All right, it's a nice supplementary piece of income. You know, when I see the YouTube Google money coming, I'm like, hey, not quitting my job though. You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But it's a nice bonus.
It's really nice. I'm like, hey, that's great. Big fan.
The way I see it right now is like my main job covers like my expenses for the month, and I put the rest into savings, and then the YouTube income's like that'll fund just fun stuff for me, like the trip I'm going on, like the AdSense from across the year. It's not going to fully pay it off, but it means I don't have to dip too much into like the rest of what I make. So that's yeah. And I think that's fine. Like for a channel of my size, I think that's good. I would say the big mistake a lot of people can make is like pigeonholing themselves into one style of content from the start. I think if you start out as a variety channel and people know to expect that from you, like it's a lot easier for people to be like, oh, new video from the guy who talks about whatever, rather than new video on a different topic from the guy I specifically follow for this one topic.
So everyone's asking me to put up Subway Surfers now that your video ended. I'm like, oh, you don't want to see it in the background again a second time? It was so good, we're gonna have it a second time.
Hey, I'm getting the watch time from it, so by all means.
Hey, man, he's getting the watch time from it, bro. What the hell? It gets pushed in the algorithm, brother. Hey, can we get much higher? So high, come on. Yeah, I think it's just. I think again, it will just. Even though YouTube is very much like they play into like the angle of, hey man, you want to make money, bro? You want to make money? I think it's very important that like, especially in the early stages, that you're doing it for the love of the game. Because like by doing it for the love of it's the classic. You know, you do it for the love of the game, and then eventually you do it for the cash. You know, like that's how it should be. Because like again, I want to start doing some more Pokemon stuff, and while I have some Mario Karts that also play Pokemon, I know it's not going to be as popular as my other stuff, but I still want to do it. If anything, I'm more passionate about Pokemon. So if I could pigeonhole myself to be a Pokemon guy, I would. I definitely would. I love Pokemon, Charlie. I love Pokemon.
I love Pokemon.
Are you a fan? Are you a big Pokemon guy?
I grew up on like the Gens 3 through 5. I didn't quite keep up as much with Gen 6 onwards. I played Gen 7, but I generally have like a lot of fondness for Pokemon.
Hey, okay, so I can count on the Biff Weed, the usual Biff Weed comment. Yeah, that's what I live for at this point. I'm just like,
I watch the stuff for when I've not played. I've not played Super Circuit. I've not played Luigi.
listen, you're too nice to me, man. You're too nice. You're too nice. So listen, the musty like long term historians will know I can't take compliments very well. Okay.
No, believe me, I'm the same. I'm like, I don't know what's the appropriate response.
Yeah, like, it's like, you know what it is? It's like the equivalent of someone singing your happy birthday. It's like, what the fuck do you do? You're just like sitting there like twiddling your thumbs. You're looking around. You're trying to look happy enough because someone's recording. I'm just like, someone gives me someone will like say literally the nicest shit on planet. Like, yeah, Musty, I'm getting deployed soon, and like your content really helped me when I was like. Fucking up, bro. You're fighting for your country? Like, what the fuck you know? Just making YouTube videos, bro. What am I doing with my life? Just like, and I just be like, hey, man, thank you for your service, man. Good luck. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, what do I say? What do I do? But like, I think I've been getting, I think that was my New Year's resolution to get better at that sort of thing. And I think overall, I just take a deep breath and say, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I just move on. That's the, I put my feelings of like imposterisms aside, and I just say thank you and move on. That's the new play now.
I struggle to like find the right balance that isn't like too overeager or too insincere. Like,
yeah,
that's the struggle.
I just like I'm at the point now. I'm like, I don't want to overthink it. Okay, if someone thinks my thank you is insincere, like that's a skill issue on their part. I said the phrase.
Skill issue volcano. No,
shut up.
I put that specifically for you.
Was that literally like like twiddling your thumbs, twiddling your stash?
Yeah. There were like 2 or 3 lines that I think in that video. I couldn't recall them off the top of my head, but I just remember writing and thinking, "Oh, this is going to be fire for the Sir Misty reaction."
It was the Aurora Borealis that got me, man.
Aurora, you've got Steam Hand stuck in my head again. Like, the way the joke built from like, oh, Seymour, the house is on fire, just like the direct quote, to Seymour, the house is on rainbows. Oh, that's a funny rework, to Seymour, the house is boring.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it's transitioned over the years, but yeah,
because it was Twisted Mansion.
It was Twisted Mansion, wasn't it? We have Twisted Mansion. At least Twisted Mansion did something, eh?
I wasn't here for when you reacted to me defending Twisted Mansion in court. I missed that. I can't believe it.
I think I was just like, yeah, it's just way too high, but I didn't really disagree too much. I think your whole video was just way too agreeable, Biff. You should have written some crazy things for me, brother. What the hell, man?
I'm gonna pull an Arlo. I'm just gonna put
oh man, I hope. See, speaking of Arlo's like the only one that hasn't commented on his video, so I'm just like, I hope he like every now and again I'll be like, oh fuck, I hope he likes it. I hope he doesn't think that's too.
When did your Arlo video come out?
It was like, I think a couple months back, wasn't it? I think.
Okay, so it wasn't last year. Okay, so that explains why he hasn't got it yet, because he only like gets new things when they're like wrapped under the tree for him.
Oh. top tier Biff joke. Did your ghostwriter come on that one for you?
Yeah, my ghostwriter Nemesis Bloodstrike, who's famously played every Mario Kart game.
Hell yeah! Thank you, Jacob, for the ghostwriting joke. That was a S tier joke. Once it gets to Christmas, he'll be like, "What the hell, guys? Are you kidding me? Someone reacted to my video."
Who the heck is Sir Musty?
Who the heck is Sir Musty? What the hell?
I quite like this video, but Merry Mountain, a little too low for my liking.
He does have that cadence about him, doesn't he? Yeah, there's something about his voice, isn't it? I don't know. I've never been able to pinpoint it, but it's got like the perfect like mix of everything. You know, it's the right level of like inviting, but also smarmy. You know, like this guy knows what he's talking about. He's also a bit of an arrogant bastard about it, but that's why you watch him, because you know he's gonna get into the weeds of it, so to speak. You know he's gonna get into it. I like it. And he's got a little bit of that goofy energy as well. He's got a mix of everything. I like it.
I watched like a 4-hour review of Pikmin from him. Like, that was a fantastic video.
I mean to react to like his spicy take salad ones with see if I agree with those, because I've been seeing those again. I recommended. I'm like, I need to react. I need to steal more stuff.
Don't believe I've seen those.
I need to steal. I need to be on my thievery arc. I need to continue my thievery arc, Biff. You know, content ain't gonna steal itself.
And then you open the video and it's just a lump of coal. Just like,
I'm like, what the hell, man? I don't even celebrate Christmas. I grew up Muslim. What the hell, bro? That's mean.
Sorry, that's for putting Mary Mountain 2 on your
Listen, if I ever need an Arlo impersonator, I'm hitting you up in the DMs, okay? I'm hitting you up. It's got that right level of like, you know it sounds like him, but if Arlo heard it, but that doesn't even sound like me.
What the heck? That doesn't sound like me at all.
Stop.
It's a car theme track. It's too easy. Where are the car?
What? Oh, man, you just play yellows. You're just farming chat reactions at this point, man. You should be a live stream of your own, bro. You're farming, brother. You're farming.
OST. He's just
Oh,
trying to get in
man.
the video chat.
Listen, I never knew I needed Arlo impersonator using my catchphrases, but I need that now. I need that now in my life, okay? He's just trying to get... I think the worst part is, like, I don't even know where half of these phrases came from. I just say shit, man, and people just lash onto them, and I'm like, fuck,
No,
why not, bro?
I feel that. Like, I remember you reacted to, like, the word gargillion in the video.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that was a funny word.
My friend only just came up with that one day to, like, just non-existent number, just sounds impossibly big, but isn't real. She said that once, or she said that a few times a couple of years back, and we're still using it to these days.
That's a good one. That's a good. I'm a big fan. Honestly.
Probably, there was one. My friend Brandon said, like, he described a group of people as cringeites, and that still hasn't gone.
Oh, good
like,
lord!
All the cringeites coming out of the woodworks, and that just hasn't gone away.
It's coming out. Oh man, that's like you know when like a video like kind of like exceeds like your community and like goes out into the algorithm beyond. You're like, oh, looks like the cringeites found this one, guys. Oh man.
Oh, absolutely. I've definitely used it in videos a few times. I see in chat Bacon saying that idea might be fundamentally flawed, and I know they want me to say it in the Arlo voice.
I know.
But that's members only content, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. Yes, join the members club, gamers. Biff, Arlo Biff, exclusive to the Musty members club. Did Macro see my video? I don't think Macro left a comment, although I don't really blame him. To be honest, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I think I think that was the most mean spirited I was. I don't think I was too bad, but I think I was definitely. I think
that was a funny video.
It was. I think even he would see the humor in it. I think the one part where I think I was like maybe I could have cut this one out. It's when he was talking about Excite Bike Arena and like he did the like I call it like lore dump. I don't know. It's mean of me, but like whenever someone like goes, I remember when I was yeah, he's giving me the lore dump. No, I don't know what it is. It's mean, I know, but he was like doing the lore dump, and like he did the thing where like he lowers his voice a bit so that you know it really impacts him. And like I called him on that. I thought, oh, was that a bit mean, Misty? Yeah, but like at the same time, I do find it a little like annoying when people do that in their videos when it's unearned. Don't get me wrong. I love it when people like talk about their nostalgia in their chat. I love that shit. But like when it feels a bit unearned, like it works in the complete. I hate it. It's like the complete opposite for me. So it could go like 50-50 when it comes to me watching a video. What were you gonna say?
I think in the context of what it was fine up until he's like, sorry if that offends you. Like, no, commit.
No, that's another pet peeve of mine as well. Honestly, I'm just like. But don't apologize for a take, man. Don't apologize. Like for me, ironically enough, I do a little bit of my Pokemon video, but that's because like the idea is that like every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. So when I shit on a Pokemon, I'm just like, I know there's gonna be someone watching go, no, I waited the whole video for my goat, you know, like. But when it comes to like Mario Kart, I think it's a bit different in the sense that like there's a bit more objective things you can rate a thing on, you know. But when it comes Pokemon, is extremely subjective. It's like when I say like Sandslash is like a baller design, someone's like, what the hell, Sandslash? What's going on here, man? I'm like, bruv, he's like an armadillo and he's spiky. What the hell? He looks so cool, man.
Yeah, me and Sandslash go way back.
He looks so cool. But then like I'll look at Flair and be like, ah, he's fucking boring. So I'm like, what must they eat? You know, like it's all subjective. So I think that's a bit different.
Yeah, I think I'd only do it in the context of like if I'm being negative about something that's generally well liked.
Oh yeah.
But if it's like but he's apologizing for liking a course that's generally mixed.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm just like,
don't
come on.
Apologize for liking something. If there's one thing that annoys me, it's like people who are really snooty about, oh well, this isn't high art, so it's a guilty pleasure. Like just enjoy. So like, if someone, it's good to have explanations for why you like stuff.
Mhm.
But if someone likes something that isn't generally well liked, fucking let them. Like, what does it matter to you?
Yeah, just like live and let live for sure. I would say in like video form, I think you should do it. You should definitely try to explain. Like if you like something that generally people don't like, or the reverse, I think it's up to you to do a better job of convincing. But like in as a whole, I'm not annoyed about that in principle. I think I'm just more annoyed that like if someone says to me like, oh, I think Galaxy 2 is like way worse than Galaxy 1, for example. I'm like licking my lips. I'm like, this is the kind of video I'd watch both on and off stream. I'm here for it. But then when it's like the argument is just nostalgia, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like I'm more annoyed in like the idea of it as opposed to like the concept, you know? Like if someone thinks it's that bad, I'm like, okay, fair. I don't hate you. But when like I'm here, like I want a reason, bro. Like I think that happened to me the other day. Like I got a video I recommended where like Brawl is the best Smash game. And I'm just like Brawl, the one that people think is the worst. But like a lot of the video was like him like nostalgia pilling, and I'm just like, I'm happy this game means that much to you, but fuck, man, I was kind of hoping for a bit more meat on the bone, you know?
Yeah, that's why I go into like all of my videos like no pretense of objectivity. This is entirely how much I like. Like, if I was going off of how well designed, like how objectively in air quotes, what good I think each track is. There's no fucking way you'd see Rosalina's Ice World.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get you. For me, it's like I use the same philosophy, but in reverse. I want to explain why something is objectively good, then get to my subjective reasons as to why I like. I want to like give you the meat on the bone first before I give you the lore dump, essentially. I think I did the reverse when it came to my GBA Rainbow Road discussion in my Rainbow Road video that I'm going to upload soon, and I made sure to preface it, guys. Get a bit of a lore dump here. Gamer alert siren, lore dump. Because I'm like, I know, I usually do the reverse. I usually give you the reasons first and then give you the lore, but GBA Rainbow Road is just the track that means the most to me of anything in Mario Kart, because me and my brother going backwards and forwards constantly there's the only track I've ever time trialed in my life. I don't care for time trials in any other video game, but that one track we just kept time trialing and get back for, I beat your time, Ozzy. And then he'd come back to me like a week later, fuck you, Misty, I beat your time. I'm like, what the hell, man? It was so much fun. Like the anxiety of like seeing Ozzy playing the GB. I'm like, Ozzy, I want to play Superstar Saga now. No, I'm beating you. No. Like, fuck, man, he's gonna beat my score, man. He's gonna beat my score. But that track means way too much to me. But I think that's the one I could never see purely objective. And I'm just like, brother, my nostalgia is like fully blinding me. I'm gonna be honest.
I think that's totally fair. Like, I did a similar thing for a Death Battle video I did earlier this year. I ranked all the episodes in the season. The one that I watched with that group in person, because that was like just such a special memory for me. That episode managed to climb its way up to like 3rd place. If I didn't have that experience, probably would have been down at like 9th or 10th. Yeah.
So I think that's valid, absolutely valid. Yeah, I think it's for me, like I said, for me it's just the reverse. I want to give you like the meat on the bone first before I get into the lore dump. That's just how I prefer to do things. But the reverse, I don't get annoyed at the reverse. I just want it to be a bit more earned, you know? When the whole video is like fucking scuffed as the macro one was, I'm just like, as a man, you played Mario Kart with your brothers, wow. Like Buzz Lightyear gif, so did all of us, brother. What do you mean? All of us did.
For a ranking to like annoy me, the explanation would have to be like, I don't understand the logic behind your ordering. Not in the sense that like I don't agree with the opinion or I can't see how you would think this, but more in the sense that like you sound a lot more negative towards this, even though you've ranked it higher than like a lot of these. That's what I like. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Like if someone's like, yeah, this is pretty good. I quite like it, and then like 5 spots later, they're like, I don't know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, what?
Oh yeah, the language doesn't match up. Yeah. I've seen that as well. I think that's something. I think that's just something that I'm trying to think of a nicer word than amateurish. But I think that's people who like aren't really used to like writing scripts, because like I think obviously because I watch a lot of Mario Kart stuff on stream, my YouTube recommends me like sometimes like tier lists from like much smaller streamers, like people with like 3-digit sub counts and stuff, and like some of them are quite nice, never enough to get a musty reaction because I'm just like, there's not enough meat on the bone here. But like yeah, that's something I did that I think is like a writing quirk that, you know, is a bit, I think it's like a, you know, baby's first script writing, where like they use like language that's way more powerful than they should for like something that's not really ranked. It's like I get you want to emphasize your point a lot more, but like I feel like it's important to like tone down your words for the tracks you don't think that highly of, so that when you do talk about the ones you really love, like the jump in, like the superlativeness of the words you're using, like makes sense, you know? Like when you say a track is like good, like I'm expecting, oh, so you think it's like B tier. But when you say like it's phenomenal and you put it in B tier, I'm just like, the word phenomenal? For like a B tier track? Like brother, like
an aspect of it being phenomenal, maybe. Like I know there's definitely tracks I've got in B tier where I could describe single aspects of it as phenomenal, or like single sections, maybe. But like if I think that about the whole thing is going in A, I like to make sure, like when writing these videos, I want to make sure that
the language is impactful, you know?
When you listen to this segment, can you believe it being ranked higher than everything I've just talked about?
Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, because a lot of mine is like off the cuff, I just take notes. Sometimes I make the mistake of using maybe a bit understated language for one that's, you know, I sometimes do that. I'm guilty of this. I'm not perfect there, but I generally tend to avoid it. I think, and if you're taking notes, Bacon, make sure you take 3 tips, more tips from members only. Yes, to the moon, baby. There's gonna be a new tier for $20 only. You get Arlo voice Biff once a month, straight at your doorstep, talking about Merry Mounting exclusively and how he's just trying to get in the video.
Oh my goodness, is it December already?
Like, yeah, there's another like writing tip, because again, you're more of a scripter than I am for sure. Like you said, you've written like 20,000 in one video. I've probably written 20,000. I've probably written 20,000 in my lifetime, if that. So, what is there like another tip you can give people? Like, what's like a big do or big do not if you got like one of those? That, from your subjective experience.
I mean, just rereading everything you've written, not just for the sake of like making sure it all flows well, but like for seeing if there's anything you maybe forgotten to bring up, or this is something I'm very guilty of, using the same descriptors like.
Too many times.
Together, which I oh my god, rewatching the 8 Deluxe video, I noticed a good few instances of that using like, because I write everything out of order, right? Like, so like I'll write 3 segments with like 20 other tracks between them, and then so I've got like the descriptors I used for the last one out of my mind. So I end up using the same ones, and it's like, okay, cool. Now I've just used the same adjectives for 3 tracks in a row.
Oh yeah. I think that's quite a good way of doing it, right? Like if you write like a D tier, like a B tier, and then an S tier, like by writing them all like out of order like that, you end up like, using different words, so you don't end up repeating the same ones. I think that could be quite useful, yeah.
Yeah, I think just what I will typically do now is like I'll Control F in my Google Doc. And like just look up certain words, seeing like, okay, am I overusing certain words or phrases? And I think it hasn't eliminated the issue, because again, I'm still making the mistake, but it has definitely helped lessen it. I've managed. There were even more in the 8 Deluxe video that I just kind of ad-libbed around in my watch.
I gotcha. Yeah, I think that's a generally good tip. I tend to avoid it, but when you do a bit off the cuff, sometimes I'm a bit guilty. Sometimes I have certain brain rots that I'm like addicted to during that week when I'm recording the video, so I end up saying like maybe skibbity a lot more than I intend to, you know, or something like that ilk.
That reminds me of another clip actually that has become a recurring thing in my friend group. You know,
which is
in the 8 Deluxe ranking, when you talk about Shy Guy Falls, you say like,
oh yeah,
if I was to describe it in boomer terms, I'd say it rocks my socks off. If I was to describe it in Zoomer terms, it is in fact very skibbity. That has taken up more of my brain space for the last 2 weeks than the reason.
Oh man, I'm always quite proud of moments like that, because like again, mostly off the cuff. So when I come up with some gold, I'm just like, damn, Mr. Yossi, you still got it, brother. You still got it. Like yes. Yeah. So when I make a joke like that, I'm just like, yes. I'm very proud of myself.
Seymour, the house is skibbity.
Indeed. Listen, you fucking out-yapped me, Biff. I think I got to get going. I got to get some editing. You know, I don't have anywhere to be proper. But that special cup ranking video, I got to put the finishing touches on it and some other stuff. I just got to edit. I got to edit a bunch. My editors are doing all the work, and I'm just sitting here like a bum, not putting the final touches on anything. So it's all my. Hey, I must have 2 minutes. We're about to end in 2 minutes, Mero. So good timing. Good timing. I hope you've been doing well.
Hi, Mero, and bye, Mero.
Oh yeah. So Biff. Lovely as always, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure. Hey, listen. The weed man. Okay, we all love the weed man, don't we, chat? We love the weed fella. Go subscribe. per subscriber. He needs to hit 12K before I hit 6K. You know.
Oh, wait.
I'm about to hit 6K soon. I actually didn't know. I'm about to hit 6K soon, Biff. What the hell? When did that happen? I did my 5K sub special not long ago. I'm gonna outpace you. I'm gonna outpace you, Biff. I'm gonna outpace you intellectually.
We shall see.
It's gonna happen.
Seeing my channel description on screen reminded me. You haven't seen that you know Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda, the leopard.
Is that who you're referencing? Like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know who Tai Lung is, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. It was one of those things.
So there's a running bit on my channel where I put him in a thumbnail once, just amongst a bunch of other renders of other characters, and then I'm like, and everyone just kept commenting, "Why is Tai Lung in the thumbnail?" I wanted to, like, he fit right in with all like the Smash Ultimate renders, so I'm like, I want to keep doing this because that's funny. And now people have stopped picking up on him, not because I've stopped putting him in, but because I keep putting him in increasingly more obnoxious to find locations. He has been in the thumbnail of every video you've reacted to.
Really? See, it's like a Where's Waldo type game. Where's Wally type bit, you know? Fuck. Where's Tai Lung?
Jacob, thank you again, Jacob.
Thank you,
helped
Jacob.
me decide on the place to put him in the 8 Deluxe thumbnail, and it was evil. I spent like 5 minutes looking at his screen share trying to find it, and I just couldn't see it. So you know what? That's the challenge. Everyone go look in the 8 Deluxe thumbnail.
Yeah, everyone look at the 8 Deluxe thumbnail and see if you can find the Tai Lung. I've got it up on screen right now. Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to find it here. To be honest, I haven't got my glasses, so if it's like really tiny, then good Lord knows I won't be able to see it as well.
He's also been color corrected in reduced opacities.
Okay, I'm not seeing it. Without my glasses, there's no way I'm seeing this. So I'll leave it to you, chat. I'll leave it to you. You can find it in your own time. But Biff, it's been lovely chatting with you. We'll chat again soon, I'm sure, over some wine and video games. Of course. Of course. Very fancy. We'll talk about the very much upper class, small micro celebrity things that we love to talk about. Yes, of course. As we do. We're just trying to get some of the video of life. But,
I'm trying to get in the video.
All right, Joker. Calm down.
Did my Arlo turn into Joker?
It's like it was a little bit like if you said the word society, it would have sounded a bit Joker-esque. I'm not gonna lie.
We live in a society
where Merry Mountain is considered a low-tier track.
I could not disagree more.
Are you kidding me? Oh, if we're gonna keep brain rotting, okay? We'll talk again soon. All right, have a good one, man. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. All right, gamers, that was fun. You had a Biff Weed video and a bit of a Biff Weed podcast. You've had your lot. You've had your fill. I'm gonna spend the next like 7 hours editing. So until next time, gamers. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Next week, 3D Worlds. We're gonna add some gameplay streams next week. So be on the lookout for that. This week, I was going to do it this week, but I'm just very busy this week. You know, adult things. So I'll see you guys in the next one.